Huh. Yeah, I was going to say, this the way to do this.
Do the monkey with me. Come on.
Fucking Johnny Bravo.
Fucking Johnny Bravo, man.
Yo.
Hello.
Yo.
Welcome to the show.
What up,
Hello.
folks?
I'm Scott.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Phil.
Ooh.
This week, we're going to get geeked.
Getting geeked. Too geeked to be seen.
Too geeked.
Way too geeked.
Fucked around and got too geeked. Fucked around and got too geeked.
geeked. Guillermo del Toro got us too geeked.
Too geeked.
Hey, Scott, do me a favor. Hit that light.
Yeah, hit that like button
Yeah,
and subscribe.
Yeah, there
Mean
we go.
that
See, now it's
light about the
sexy
box.
over
All I have is hands.
In my mitts.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what
do you think of this?
You remember that?
Not good.
We haven't done it in a
We haven't
while.
even done it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't done it in a while.
Oh man. Yeah. So today we're talking about Nightmare Alley, as
Mhm.
I still left up on the top there because I'm
Yeah.
fucking up
Well,
today.
just
Yeah,
give
we're
me a little taste.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
okay.
let you know what's
it's
coming.
all right.
all
We're
good.
professionals.
It's all good.
Says who?
don't
I
know.
just did.
Right.
It will, dude. It
Say it enough. It'll
It'll be true.
Eventually.
You
eventually.
gotta speak your truth.
That's right.
Speak it
exactly.
into reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it? A vision board? I got a vision
yes,
board.
yes, a vision board.
Me just being like, I did it.
I like
got
that actually. That'd be a really good pen.
Yep.
I would take the scoot pen like
the
with
pin, like,
yeah,
got it.
yeah, dude. Yeah, that'd be a dope ass sticker. Like maybe we can make it where if people want, they can contribute some money and they get that little Scott. Yeah.
Man, we need some enamel pins.
Enamel
you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Eventually, we're gonna make cartoon versions of ourselves for promotional purposes.
Uh-huh.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
might
gonna
as
be
well.
one of the next things.
That'd be good. That's gonna be good.
We're working on it. So what have you guys been doing this week?
Oh man, you know what I've been doing.
Shut up.
Whatever, man.
You know what I've been doing.
I lost my friend. You know.
You knew. I
Scott, I
told you.
needed-
I told you this last year. This is
Oh,
gonna
I
happen.
mean, we all knew the day was
Everybody
coming.
knew
we,
it.
we knew it was gonna happen, but who are you again?
I don't know. Who am I?
Phil fell off.
You are the tarnished.
I'm a tarnished.
You
Yeah.
are the
That's
tarnished,
right.
eternally tarnished.
I'm this tarnished samurai
Right.
with gravity swords.
You know, you're
That's
the
it.
funniest person, man, when it comes to playing games like that. Because you pick your style out the gate and you stick with that motherfucker. You just go.
I know
it was
what
the
I
same
want.
thing when you played Returnal.
Mhm.
You know, it kind of blew my mind because you went with the just the Singer
Tachyomatic
machine gun.
carbine.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Carbine and ran with it the whole way.
Mhm.
You know, and
That's the way I do it. I know what I want and I stay with it.
All right.
Give me the flat cannon. Let me go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because I haven't even got like another set of armor, or I haven't
What?
actually committed. I mean, I have other sets of armor, but I haven't.
Wait,
like
which armor set are you using?
the basic samurai.
Oh,
armor.
really?
Yeah,
Still?
you just been upgrading it?
No,
No.
Damn.
No, just
Damn.
sticking with
Go
it.
go kill the War Master and get his shit.
I'm talking about which one's the War Master?
That's the one that's up in the cabin that you can buy like some of those abilities from.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he gives you an armor set.
Yeah.
It's a heavier set. Are you
That's
moderate?
the problem.
Are you
Yeah,
medium right now?
I'm medium.
But,
yeah,
I mean,
and me having these two gravity swords, it takes so much of my equip weight.
Got ya.
And from what I've seen, equipping armor doesn't help you get crushed.
It doesn't seem
just-
to at
you just
all.
get fucked
you just
anyway.
get fucked on, and
And
then
the-
you get less roll.
Mhm.
You know,
like for me, I
What up,
think
Lime?
I've continued to. Hey, what's up, Lime?
What up, Lime?
I've continued to play these games over the years, and I think that Bloodborne has the biggest impact on the armor. You know what I mean? All the rest of them, it's Fashion Souls.
right.
It's mostly Fashion Souls. It's how do
Yeah.
you want to look? You know.
Well, then that
More Elden Ring talk.
Uh huh. You
Welcome
know what
to
it
the
is.
Elden Ring weekly podcast.
Yep.
Jesus. Well, I
it's
mean,
gonna be that way for a few months.
Well, I mean,
Get
and it's
ready.
not just us, man.
No, I
It's,
know,
I mean,
yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
has Elden Ring fever
Yeah.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
if you look, well, we talked
Except
about
for
it
the
last week.
Ubisoft devs.
Except for
Ooh,
them.
they got all salty.
Why are you
How
so
can you not litter
salty?
the map with a bunch of points? They're
Why-
useless.
Why are you so mad, man? Like, let people. They made something good.
They didn't make it like we would have made it.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
it's bad UX.
You
It's
know?
bad user experience.
And it's really
Whatever.
funny that they released Ragnarok and
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
still didn't quite fix the game. You
Yeah.
know? I
Mhm.
mean, they had an
Mhm.
opportunity here it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, you want to say all this shit about Elden Ring?
Mhm.
Show us what you're talking about.
Mhm.
They're like, well, you just need Assassin's Creed, you see. And it's just like, oh, but we don't.
No, we don't need
It's-
that. We don't need that anymore. This
Man.
is an Elden Ring world.
Yeah, exactly.
And Assassin's Creed's lost its identity. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
know who
Yeah.
they are anymore. I loved the first couple of games.
Me too.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, is this even about assassins anymore?
Right.
Y'all just, this is,
Well, I think this last one, like some motherfuckers like eating ayahuasca or some
Okay.
shit and like spinning out into a whole trip, which brings up. I think that's why they're able to do Ragnarok is like because it's always kind of meta, right? Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
the assassin
totally.
in
Uh-huh.
the modern world, and then there's the
Ancestor.
ancestor assassin or whatever.
Mhm.
I think this one's more like he ate some drugs and then all of a sudden has this hallucination of being Odin.
Being
Oh,
he
yeah.
is Odin.
This is it. Yeah, it's Odin,
Dude,
right?
I ate enough mushrooms that I became
because-
Odin.
Odin. Hey, man, I believe it.
Because the whole point of the game is that you're trying to rescue Baldur, right?
Oh,
like
really?
Baldur is Baldur
Okay.
is.
I just knew
being-
you were Odin. That's all. I
Yeah,
knew.
like they're trying to kill Baldur, and you got to go save him, which is very odd for any of us who have played God of War, because it's like fuck that guy,
We all know Baldur's unkillable.
Yeah.
Unless you're that man.
dude. Even if you're that man, you're gonna have a time.
Dude, that goddamn part at the beginning
oh,
when he's choking him out and he's trying to break his neck, like that
Uh-huh.
looks like a man getting his fucking neck broken. It is
Yeah.
the most just.
it's visceral, man.
Have you seen you know how you can do the photo mode and then change Kratos' face? Have you seen the
Oh,
one
no,
where
I
it's,
never did it.
yeah, so you can change his expression, and somebody totally took a picture right there where he's snapping his neck and paused it,
Put
but
a
they zoomed
smile
and
on his
and
face.
he's going.
Uh-huh.
He's just
I
like-
love it. I love it because they do the same thing with Horizon for
Yeah.
their photo mode. I didn't know they did
Oh
that
yeah,
with God
she's
of
all
War.
like.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. I wish I wish I would have known.
Mhm.
I would have so many pictures of Kratos just looking goofy as
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Dude, Sony's got the best fucking photo
Photo
modes.
modes? Yeah.
Just period.
They do.
like,
They
yeah.
kill it.
It's like
Tsushima.
They intentionally walk up to their developers and go, "Look, man, you got to make this photo mode, okay?"
Well, I mean, there are some of us who will. Oh, what?
Oh, it was a later edition. You're totally right about that.
Okay,
Yeah, it
okay,
wasn't
that
at the.
explains it.
Yeah,
That explains it.
Also
Because I mean, I'll spend hours in a photo mode.
yeah.
I love photo modes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like some people don't really play with them much, but I've got probably 140 gigs on my
Good
PS5.
What?
With photos and videos and shit.
Just photos.
I need to start getting some of those pictures from you so I can do drawings of really cool video game scenes. Because I
Heard
mean,
that.
like I've actually struggled to find source images to draw from a lot of the time when it comes to video game stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because most of the shit you find online is low res, and it's hard to see the finer details.
Please
and
give
that kind
me
of
a
thing.
reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
I mean,
you know,
you
'cause-
find. I mean, I took some cool Elden Ring pictures the other day, so
Uh-huh.
you know.
Oh, are you gonna draw any of those villains?
One of the bosses, I was like, oh my god, I just have to.
Uh huh.
I found a bastard. I'll just say that.
How many
I found
arms does it have?
It's a snake.
Oh,
How many
so-
arms does it
Yeah,
have?
It
yeah,
only has
doesn't-
two. It's only got. It's only got 2 arms.
Doesn't answer my question.
Dude, for real.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's what it is.
Elden
It's
Ring
arms
has
the game.
too many.
Hey,
too
dude,
many arms.
they just got so many arms. Like,
I just-
They're all grafted. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish by grafting, but I don't think it's working.
Right.
I'm just saying. I think it's mostly fucking them up. Oh man.
Oh man.
There was something else that I did this week that I was going
I
to
doubt
talk about. No, I did some other things. I just don't remember any of them because Elden Ring is filling my brain. Anyway, what about y'all, fellas?
What was the other thing? You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Don't
If it comes to
remember.
me, I'll talk to. But there was totally a point I was gonna make, like I watched something else or that kind of thing. I don't know. Something. I don't fucking know, man. It's all Elden Ring.
What about you, Boot Scoot?
Yeah. What did I do this week? I don't know. I was busy. I was kind of conked out for most of it. I've
Real
been.
life.
I feel like I've been getting in touch with my inner edgelord.
Oh, nice.
Because I've
Oh.
been
Yeah.
watching a lot of really edgy anime or anime that really tries to be edgy.
Oh yeah.
It's been very entertaining. Glyphnair, finally got through that. I read the
Yeah.
manga.
It's not
Maybe
long,
a
right?
year back. The show, no, it's only about 12 episodes.
What is Glyphnair?
Glyphnair, okay, so main dude turns into a big mascot dog thing, and then main girl can wear him, and then they fight other people that turn into other monsters, and there's a lot of sexual undertones that
Okay.
pretty much bubble to the surface by the end and just become text.
So it's like
So,
battle
like,
furries, like
it's
battle
a-
furries.
well,
is that
they're
what's
not
going
all mascots.
Oh, okay.
So,
You know,
is it kind of like Kill a Kill in a way?
Not
You know how
really.
her
Not
outfit actually
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
sentient?
on? Yeah.
sentient. Yeah, no, it's different. It's actually pretty unique.
Okay.
Worth a watch. The animation's really good. The
Okay.
story is real cringe. So
For
just
some reason, I just think of Teddy from Persona.
Like, if
with
you're-
his
yeah.
zipper, right? You know?
kind of, yeah, kind of on that level.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
Like, but that was interesting. But this other anime that I've been watching this week, yeah, I really want everybody to fucking watch it.
Oh.
This might be
Take
my
note.
favorite thing ever. Akudama Drive.
I don't know about
Dude,
that.
it's so hype. Okay, so the show starts. You know the Akira bike, right? Kaneda's
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what if
Mhm.
that had like like little harpoon, like little web shooters that he could use to actually like flip around and ride up buildings? Oh,
So
and
kinda
yeah,
like
it
Arkham
has,
City.
yeah, kind
Oh,
of,
yeah,
but
okay.
like it also has a rail gun that he can use to blow the fuck out of everything.
Yeah.
And that's just episode 1. It
Right.
starts at 11 and then continues to top itself throughout the series.
Yeah,
Like,
I have it on my playlist. Like
It's,
it's popped up several times. Matter of fact, it just popped up the other day. Just started. It just came on. And so, but I didn't know anything about it.
It's really good.
Lime's a fan.
Oh, dude, Akudama Drive is so good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super hype. Imagine like Ghost in the Shell, Psychopaths type cyberpunk type setting. But with like a Studio Trigger type of energy.
So who are the bad guys?
Everybody.
Okay.
I mean, it
Okay.
pretty much
Everybody
follows.
else?
Yeah. Well, it starts with dude. Brawler's awesome. But it starts
Word.
it's about this group of like super criminals
Okay.
called Akudama,
Yeah.
and yeah, they're the most fucked up, the most badass criminals. You
Okay.
got
Mom
Courier.
said the government.
The government is the bad guy. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and yeah, they got okay. So this is something interesting too. So all of the episode names are based on like Western movies. So the first
Oh.
episode's called Seven. Second episode
Whoa,
is Reservoir
whoa,
Dogs.
whoa,
They got an
whoa.
episode
Whoa, they
called
just straight
Chil-
ripped them
they-
off. They didn't
Yeah.
even like make
Well,
play
well,
on words.
I'm just like, if you start off with 7,
There's it starts off
that's bad.
first
We're gonna have
episode
to- we're gonna have to
seven.
cover
Setting up a
sevens.
precedent.
Second,
We're gonna have to do
yeah.
I mean,
that.
Seven's one of my favorite films.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks that I can't say that Kevin Spacey's one of my favorite actors anymore
Right,
because of
yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
But movies
Eh.
like Seven and The Negotiator and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I said that for the longest
Well,
time.
yeah,
right?
Right.
Spacey's still.
Oh, he's still
great.
fucking great as an
You know,
actor,
like,
yeah,
we
except
just-
for that terrible Southern accent that he did in House of Cards.
That was rough.
That was rough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean
no,
to.
no, you're good,
Right.
you're good. But no, like there's an episode called City of Lost Children, and there's
Whoa.
one
Whoa.
called The Shining, and they kind of like during these episodes they kind of wear the like tonal skin of those movies. It's
Whoa,
weird, dude. I'm
okay.
telling you,
I'm
get
starting it
on
tonight.
this shit. It's
starting
so
it tonight.
fucking hype.
Got it.
Okay.
It's so good.
Thank you.
Akudama
Thank you very
Drive,
much,
guys.
dude.
Akudama Drive.
In
dude.
line,
It's
thank
like-
y'all.
look, man,
Yeah.
give it one episode. That's all it's gonna take.
I'm watching them all.
That's
If that's
all
what
it's
they're
gonna
doing.
take, give it one. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow,
So,
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like literally, when you texted me this morning, it was just like, "Hey, I'm alive or whatever
Uh-huh.
for me to come pick you up."
That's
Like
pretty
I
much
was
how that
like,
went
I
down.
was on the last episode, and I was like, "Okay, how long do I have? I need to see this." I'm so glad I did because by the end of it, it's just like they just, I don't know. Like I said, man, they
Does it
continually
end?
it ends. It has a
Yeah.
very definitive
12
end.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thumbnail for it always looked really, really cool. You
Yeah.
know, it looked really like future techie.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so,
Okay.
yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time, but
Consistently
now this
funny.
is happening.
Yeah.
As well,
Oh,
like it's
really?
not just badass; it's hilarious.
All right, Moth and Wolf,
Like-
good luck.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, they said their network is being the worst.
Sorry
Okay.
about your network,
Yeah, man.
but yeah,
Yeah,
So, how long
I
did it
think
take
they're
you to
out and
watch
about.
the whole thing?
I started it last night. started. Yeah, I started.
That's how Scott do.
My dude, man.
That's how Scott do right there.
I'm committed. I don't stop shit till I'm finished.
He watches anime like I play Elden Ring. That's exactly it.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop.
Because I mean, it was
Don't even know
immediately
how to
after.
stop.
It was immediately after I finished SSSS. What is it? What is the new one? It's Dino Xenon.
Okay.
Dino Xenon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sequel to Gridman, the Trigger Gridman that
Mhm.
was coming out.
Mhm.
And I watched the first episode and I was like, well, this is good, but the character designs hurt my eyes. And so I got online and started making this huge rant about like how the character designs are overdone and like they look ugly and I wish they were in a better
See,
like.
this is why Scott needs his own video series
Yeah.
complaining about
Well,
anime.
he does.
well, but the problem is like as I continued watching and then I remembered, oh wait, this is Trigger. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yep.
Like I immediately bumped my score from a 5 out of 10 to like a 8, just because I remembered it was Trigger and and it was a good show overall.
Oh, she said it was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, because I
But-
mean, I watched another episode of what is it? Panty stocking.
Panty and Stocking with Garter
Garter Belt.
Yeah, dude,
That shit's fucking wild,
it's
man.
so good.
That's such
dude.
a weird show.
Dude, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't
Is that on
expect them
Crunchy
to
too?
be. It's on YouTube.
It's on
Oh,
YouTube. Yeah, you
okay.
can watch
Yeah.
sub and
Okay.
dubbed.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be just like as over the top, just vulgar
It's
for the sake of it.
It's the most vulgar, most lewd, most over the top thing that ever.
Well,
thing.
I see. It's weird when I think about lewd and vulgar and over the top. I also put Gantz in that wheelhouse.
Oh yeah.
But Gantz is more
on a
that
completely
realistic,
different, yeah,
exactly.
on a completely different.
Well, 'cause I can't say
part of the
realistic, but
spectrum. yeah,
versus panty and stocking.
Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt.
I don't
I was,
even know what to
I was
say.
watching it and I was like, I can't believe this guy got me to watch this shit.
Hell yeah!
You
And
know?
that's the thing. It's just like you hear the name. It's just like this can't be any good. No, it's hilarious. It's one of the best shows ever made. I put that on. I put that on as like my go to sleep, just wind me down.
What kind of dreams are you looking for, sir? You know?
We're live.
Okay. All right. The best coming.
The best
He
coming.
said the best dreams.
But no, that's also a good show.
Yeah.
But no, that's been my week.
That sounds
This
like a
stuff.
good week, Scott.
Yeah, man.
I love
Hey,
that.
I took a few weeks off watching The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Did
how
you
far
watch
you
all
get?
of it?
I haven't watched all of it. I'm on season 4.
Did you get to the part where they went to Italy?
Yes.
And Fudio.
Fudio.
He keeps calling that guy Fudio.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Man,
this.
you saw it when Paulie kept walking around. He'd be like, "Commendatore,"
Yo,
and all
yeah,
those
yeah,
fucking
trying-
Italians are like,
this fucking guy.
jack off.
Yeah, I saw that.
"Commendatore." That's all he says. Oh man, Paulie is my favorite thing out of the show, dude.
Dude,
I
he's
fucking
great.
love him.
Yeah.
He always points at people like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
You fucking what? You fucking know. You
What's that?
fucking. He starts.
What's
like
that
a
episode
series.
where him and the younger guy get caught in the woods or lost in the woods? That
Totally.
episode.
Yeah, that's so
Fucking-
good. Oh my
He
god.
loses his goddamn shoe.
What's
and
his
he has
name,
to wrap it
Jackie?
in fucking carpet. Or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, he does. It's crazy how funny that fucking show is. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. But I had to take a break.
So
I
do
had
you
to
think
take a
it
break.
dates itself? By the way, do you think it's like it feels?
in some respects? Because I'll tell you there were several times where somebody would use like. Okay, so the guy that's from Italy, what is it, Frudio or something like that?
His
yeah.
name's Furio.
Furio.
but they pronounce it Fudio.
Furio, yeah,
Furio,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So
but,
he's talking to Tony Soprano's wife, Carla.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and is just like, oh, I took pictures of my new house. Let me show you. Totally expecting him to pull out a fucking phone, and he pulled out like one of those like envelopes full of like actual
pictures.
actual
It's
pictures,
like-
and I was just like, "That's an
Whoa.
ugly looking phone
Hold
case."
on a
Oh
second.
wait, those are real pictures.
This is called
I-
photographs.
I haven't,
we
I
used to
haven't
use
seen
these.
an actual photograph in years. So yes, in those aspects, yes, but as far as a viewing experience,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not
Because
really.
it's been a long time since I've watched it.
There,
but-
there may be a few bits of dialogue that's
Yeah.
a little.
Oh.
Ooh, that
Oh,
probably
well, I
wouldn't
mean, they're
fly today.
racist as fuck.
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
what you're
So,
talking about.
Do you see a lot of flip phones?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, especially-
Nokias
Uh-huh.
and
yeah.
Sony Ericssons. We got the-
It's like, here, let me put this movie on my Laserdisc player. You know?
There's a movie in there.
Movie in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So, what's been up with you, Trey?
Fuck, I don't know.
None of us know.
Yeah, right.
We're-
Yeah, 'tis the
This
season,
last
man.
week was a
blur.
blur.
It,
That's it.
yeah, it was a doozy, man. Finished up Ozark season 4, season 3, part 1. They're doing like the half seasons, whatever.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting enough. That was cool. What else did we do? God, I don't even know, man. Went ahead and finished up Diabolical.
Oh, yeah. I want to do that
Diabolical
one.
Is just stupid lit.
Mhm.
You
Oh,
know?
hell yeah.
Yeah. It's so easy to just like watch an episode and then be like, I got to see the next one because
Right.
I mean, all their entire goal is just to go over the top as far as possible.
Hell yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
How do I create the most awful situation so that you don't respect superheroes ever again? You know, and
That's the boys.
that's the boys.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so we finished that up last night. That was really, really cool. Actually got back into Beat Saber randomly.
Nice.
Cool.
Well,
yeah.
good timing.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Well, that was part of it, man. It's like, which I guess we'll be talking about in a few, but I don't know, man. I have this weird timer in my head, you know, when it comes to like content and things like that. I'm like, you know what? It's about time for it.
Are you
Yeah.
playing it on the PC?
Yes, yeah, I'm playing on Rift.
How do you
And so-
feel about the difference? Because I know that you haven't. I'm guessing
Uh-huh.
you hadn't really played as much on the PC.
I
if
mean,
any.
nowhere near because you know, on PS, that's
Yeah.
the game that sold me on PSVR.
Yeah.
You know, I borrowed it from you, and Beat Saber came out that weekend.
Yep.
And I got it immediately, and then I was like, I can't live without this thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I put hundreds of hours into it.
Yeah.
Using two controllers that resemble swords.
Right.
So
Mhm.
now using the touch controllers it's difficult.
Okay.
You know, because
Is
my
the
hands
angle
are
funny?
At an angle,
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel like I'm holding my wrist differently.
So
like I'm swinging.
So it doesn't come straight out of the thing.
It comes straight out, but still the way that you have to hold the controllers themselves, they're not straight. They're more like a pistol grip.
You're right.
You
No,
know,
you're right.
so your hands are forced to move at angles or to be positioned at angles, and then it forces your wrist to stretch out in order to maintain that thing. And they're way smaller. You know, one
yeah,
thing about PS
yeah.
Move controllers is like, you know,
You can
it's
get a
about
good
that.
grip on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Right.
you
Huge
can get a
grip.
grip
Yeah,
on it,
it's just
yeah.
like I got that motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
but these things, man, it's like especially because I have the little like straps that you
Yeah,
put
yeah.
on.
Mhm.
So like, they actually hold onto my hands, but due to the angle of them, it just always feels like they want to just slide off. And so it's weird. I have to relearn how to hold them. I have to relearn how to like swing them and move them effectively. And so
Do you feel like you're
Um,
always off position though?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
I
And so it's
figured that was
weird.
going to be the case because really, man, like I don't love the PlayStation Move controllers as
They're
VR
perfect for Beat
controllers,
Saber.
but they're perfect
They're
for Beat
perfect
Saber,
for Beat
dude.
Saber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point that it had me thinking like Beat Games or I guess really Facebook now,
Yeah.
or Meta, they would do well to just make their own Beat Saber controllers.
I've seen people
know?
fucking make adapters for the various VR controllers that are more like just a stick,
Right.
So that you can hold on to it that way.
Yeah,
and it
And
makes sense.
That might be worth
you know?
investing in because like I'm getting to a point where I'm like, okay, because you also having to swing those things super hard. I also feel like they want to fly out of my hands, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's just like just due to the shape of them, and so maybe that's what I'll do is just try
Yeah.
to find an adapter,
Mhm.
and that way I can make it as similar to. The
I don't
PS
think they were that
Move
expensive
controllers.
either. Like I think a pair of them was like $20-$30 or something. So
Right.
it wasn't bad,
Right.
and they have like a nice like grip to them and that kind of thing. So
Right.
yeah, it would feel like you're not going to throw them.
Exactly, exactly. Because it is weird. I got to a point where I was like, okay, well, I guess put my thumb on top of this thing while I'm
Mhm.
holding the grips themselves, and then I can hold on to them that way.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, So it's been weird. But yeah, played a little bit of that. Jumped back into Zenith for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, I have a friend that used to work with me. We
Mhm.
played together. You know, SkyPie.
Yeah. Mhm.
But he doesn't work with me anymore, and so this was my first time seeing him in a while.
Oh.
And dude, I'm talking about like we just got
Yeah.
together and we were just chilling and chatting
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
about a good hour, just talking shit. And I'm like, this is the weirdest thing.
I mean, shit, we were
Because-
doing that.
Yeah,
You know, just
I'm
hanging
like,
out in Zenith, not even playing the fucking game.
Yeah, it's like that face is now his face. To
Right.
me.
Oh,
It's so
yeah.
weird,
Right.
man. Like, look at his character. I'm just like, holy shit. I just realized that I've seen this face more than I've seen your actual one.
Right.
You know, to the point that this
Damn.
is you,
It's
bro.
just you now.
This is you now.
So, what do
know?
you think about once we get to the point where we'll be doing like facial tracking with VR? Do you think that's a needed improvement?
I mean, of course not. But for the everyman, yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm. It'll help a
for
lot
me,
of
I'm a
people.
nerd, and I'm
Right,
just like,
and we're just good with it already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. I'm
Yeah.
just geeking out that we can even do it at all. But for a lot of people, you
Yeah.
know, because considering the social viability of the VR space is exactly what the metaverse is trying to capitalize on, but they're trying to move
It's like,
too
well,
soon.
I would, but they have dead eyes and no mouth movement. It's
Right,
like,
you know, people will always find things to complain about when it
Yep.
comes to VR. Right?
oh yeah,
And
I still
so-
hear people say, "Oh, VR is not ready. It'll just make you throw up if you play it." I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
No.
I mean, I was in there for like 6 hours.
Yeah,
yesterday, so
all
I don't know
good.
what the fuck you're
Yeah.
talking about, bro. And so yeah, I did a little bit of that. I haven't really played some Horizon. I haven't had a lot of time to play games this week, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
yeah.
Like I said, watched a lot of shows, and so
Mhm.
yeah. I think
It's funny. We all tried to play Elden Ring together, and that didn't. We just played.
That's because you and
adjacently.
Robbie, y'all baited
Dude,
me into there.
Dude,
You didn't even,
I told
this
Robbie.
man hit me up,
listen to
right?
me,
He's
listen to
just
me.
like, "Hey, man, I'm on my way home, and we're about to play, and so let's get together and play."
And I
he
said
was
that.
like, "I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna let you know." Like, all right, let me know when you're about to go on. And did he do that? No,
Yeah, I
no,
did.
no, you did not. You jumped into the chat with Robbie, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess they're already playing. So I jumped into the chat with Robbie too,
I
and you're
thought
like, "Hey,
you got
it's
the
gonna be easier."
notification, didn't
Hold
you?
on, he said it's gonna be easier for us to join your game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bet. So I'm sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And both of them, I just feel like, fuck, I keep dying. Fuck. God damn it. Oh, look at this thing. What is this thing? Oh, I'm going down the pipes. You know? I'm just like, what? I was just standing there, and then Rock Lobster would jump out at me. And so I'm just running away from lobsters and shit, just waiting for these boys. And like an hour later, I'm like, dude, I turned it off. I started playing Horizon.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
You started playing it right.
yeah, because I was just waiting, and y'all. The same thing happened last week for the late cast. Remember that?
Oh,
We got together for the late cast, and
Oh,
these boys
yeah.
were on Elden Ring, and they wouldn't stop.
They
wouldn't put it down.
The boys just want to murder.
I know,
They
dude.
just want to murder.
Well, I mean, with a
You
game
know,
like that,
it's
it's
fine.
so easy just to lose track of time because you're
It's-
just like, I'm just
Right.
gonna go.
I'm gonna do a simple
I'm gonna
little
kill
thing,
one little
dude.
thing.
I just
Uh-huh.
I just gotta go talk to a guy.
Uh-huh.
Oh hey, I ran into a random boss.
Uh-huh.
I can beat him.
I can
no,
beat him.
I
I
can
guess
beat
I'm
him.
doing
Damn, he
this
killed
now.
me.
Oh,
Now I'm
no,
gonna go get
I
my
can beat him,
runes and I
though.
can beat him.
I can fucking beat him. And then after a while, it's like the game's going, oh, fuck you. And you're like, no, fuck you, game.
And then Scott's over there like, so we gonna play
No,
King of
dude.
Fighters?
I'm over here just like
We're
ooh,
gonna play
flowers.
Melty. Like, so
Run
guys,
run over here. It's
are we
just like, oh,
streaming?
these
Are we
enemies
live?
look easy to kill. Let me go kill these skeletal-looking motherfuckers.
What
See,
is
oh,
the
they left
lime
me
approach?
behind. Yeah, what is the lime approach?
Yeah,
We
what's
gotta
the
know
lime
what that is.
I need to know.
Run away!
Right, there you go. And
Oh, and
cry.
it's very
There you go.
important that you
See,
cry.
that's yeah. I better say
That's
that's
important.
where I was messing up.
Right,
See,
right.
I wasn't crying afterwards. I'll fix that tonight.
Oh, man.
Lime, we've gotta play. We've gotta play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I told her like me, you, and Lime need to get together and do the Lazy River.
Lazy River.
Yeah,
the
Lazy River cast.
Yeah.
Where we're just cruising
Just
through
cruising,
there and
just
chilling.
just chilling and killing.
And getting
You know.
killed.
And
And
getting,
get-
oh yeah,
yeah,
he's getting fucked
That's-
on.
That'll definitely. Because when me and you branched off
Oh yeah.
and just kind of started doing our own thing, we kept trying to go up to where that big giant motherfucker
Yeah,
is.
the one that jumps down.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
that jumps down, and he just kept wrecking me every single
man.
time.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go get him.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, what ended up happening? Because we ended up running into some. Oh no, we got invaded
We got
every time. We
invaded
kept getting invaded.
Every time. Yeah.
And so
Really?
Scoot
Yeah.
would, yeah, man. I guess maybe because people would see the password on our stream.
No, you can still get invaded.
Okay,
Like, that
okay.
has nothing to do with the password
Well,
side
I've
of
never
it.
been invaded so many times. You know, we got invaded almost every game that we.
I
connected
think
with.
I know why.
Is it like based on the area that you're in?
No. So there is a new farming technique for runes,
Mhm.
and part of it takes you down. The beginning of it takes you through a quest line that you have to invade X number of games to be able to do it. So I feel like there are a lot of people out there that are just kind of going ham on the invasions just so they can get to this rune farming area.
Right.
God, yeah.
You know, because I haven't done that yet, but I was looking at it, I was like, but I'm not an invasion kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to wreck your day.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
you
I'm
know?
just like, that's just annoying. I'm wasting
Right, it's
resources
annoying,
at this
yeah.
point. But they would, and one of their common one thing that I realized is that my thrust attack for my ice rapier,
Oh, yeah.
my R2 is useless against humans.
Mm.
Like they just step. They don't even have to like dodge roll. They just like sidestep.
Yeah,
I'm just like
Just move.
"What the fuck is that?"
Lean
and
out of the way.
they'd always try to like bait us towards like horsemen and shit.
Oh,
so it
yeah.
got to the point where
Yeah, yeah.
Scoot was like playing bait.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah,
like-
yeah. I just feel like, yeah, come on. And I just keep dodging. That way Trey could run up behind him and just,
Yeah, dude. So I'll be over there fighting the invader, and then he's sitting there luring the horsemen all around.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. It's great teamwork, man. So yeah, but I'd love to see this lime strategy.
Exactly.
I'm sure you'll finish the game very soon.
Funny.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
News?
News jutsu. Let's get rolling.
jutsu.
Yeah, let's go.
We got so much news.
There's a lot.
You know what? But I mean, I do think that Elden Ring is that can be a slow burn game. You know, like it's
Yeah.
not something that. I mean, everybody's hitting it hard, but I'm gonna be playing that game for a while.
You
know,
want to
off
just
and
start
on.
with the state of play?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
No, that
It's a lot. We'll
that
get
one's
to
a
it
good
later.
Yeah.
There we go.
This isn't a lot, though.
No,
It's not a crazy amount.
well,
So, House of the Dead remake. We heard about this a little while ago,
Mhm.
yes.
right? And now we're finally getting to see it, and I don't understand why this isn't in VR.
Mm.
Well, same.
That's, I mean,
Same.
like it
Um,
launches this on the Switch, and they're
yes.
talking about motion
The
controls.
reason
Yep.
why it's not in VR is because they don't want to spend money on it.
Yeah.
You know, this is a small studio
Dude,
that's remaking it for the Switch.
Well, they better make enough money on this to then release it in VR.
I wonder
Yeah.
if they would do it because I mean, if I'm all for that, and I want
Yeah.
to see a Time Crisis collection. I want to see a Virtual
Right.
Cop collection, House of the Dead.
I mean, these games
Um,
are perfect for this medium.
And they
Yeah.
are, but they would have to redesign the entirety, like everything, to actually put you in there.
To
You know what
make
I'm
use
saying?
of it.
Well, to
We
make
go-
it not seem like there's just dead space all around you when you look around. Like all of a sudden it's like, and then what do you do with
I can
movement?
see what you're saying.
like-
oh no,
Yeah.
you just still have it stationary. Like fuck
Well, but no, there's actually movement in House of the Dead. Like you kill things and then it moves you to another area,
it.
right?
Well, yeah,
Just
but you
it
don't
automatically,
do it, though.
right? You don't do it.
Yeah,
Right.
because I
Um,
mean, Crisis Brigade's exactly like that.
Right.
You know, you can pick different
That's-
paths even and all
that's
that.
True. That's
Like
true, but-
Crisis
but
Brigade
there we
has
go.
already shown you like this shit works,
Right.
and they still
right.
mostly
They
only
would
come
have to
from
just
one direction.
Redesign everything, and then what do you do about like people who do just duck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
House of the Dead, you get attacked in one direction in one way.
Yep.
It hits your screen and you're hit.
that guy
And that's
with the
it. Oh
axes,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that guy.
2 axes. I'm like, what deal was that? You know, I was like, this is thriller.
Right.
But yeah, I can see. I'm right with you.
Yeah.
I'm right with you. However,
Mhm.
for Switch fans, this could mean a lot.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
happy.
you are gonna get it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Do we
yeah,
know
yeah.
how much it costs?
I don't know yet.
We haven't-
I haven't looked it
no
up.
I didn't think so.
We
I
don't
was
have
about
any
to say, I
information
didn't know if they had announced the price.
Yeah, I don't
you know,
think
or
they
anything
have.
They
Like that.
said that it'll
Um,
go. It's coming out April the 10th,
Yeah, okay.
and pre-orders are, which is a weird thing for them to say. Pre-orders go live on March 31st.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Like who cares?
But yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it. I just like that I have a reason to use the motion control on my fucking
Right,
Switch. 'Cause
right.
It just has not been a
You didn't happen to play Skyrim on the Switch, did you?
no.
Okay,
no, I
because
never.
that has motion
yeah.
controls.
No, I see.
And
I
I'm
already had
confused.
Skyrim for PS3, and I
Yeah.
was just like, I can't justify this purchase.
I understand.
You know,
Yeah.
on a
Yeah, but-
financial or moral level, I can't
But it's-
justify
think
this
about-
purchase.
Think about what this means for Switch consumers. Just having the promise of light gun games for the Switch,
Yeah.
because you don't get light gun games anymore, right?
No.
Not
Like
a lot.
where they should live is VR.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it should
Mhm.
migrate to. However, the light gun genre is still like one of the most profitable
Oh,
arcade genres
Mhm.
ever. You
Yeah.
know, like historically. Even
Well,
now, that damn
dude,
Terminator Salvation game.
The only shit that you see nowadays is like Terminator Salvation,
Uh
a fucking big game hunter game,
huh.
you know,
Mhm.
or DDR.
Right.
Like
and,
that's
and
about
all
it.
these things. Well, and some racing games,
And-
but
and some
it's like-
racing games,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's literally it. Well,
Yeah.
Turtles finally.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm happy that they're making use of the Joy-Cons. But just thinking about like actually using those as a gun
Also,
is
I think it'll
it's-
work.
it
interesting.
sounds
Well, I think it's-
impossible in portable mode.
Huh?
Well, what they do is they display your cursor on the screen, so two
Yeah.
people can still play, but you'll see your cursor, kind of moving across the screen as you're aiming at it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, while it wouldn't be
Probably
it
not
wouldn't
ideal.
be
It
ideal.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
ideal.
Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal, but
Yeah.
it'd still be cool. So I mean, but that's awesome because that also means that maybe we'll see. Well, no, Point Blank was Sony, right?
Yeah, that was
That's-
God
yeah.
Point Blank. So
Right, right. What
man,
was-
if they
what
do a
was
Point Blank
Nintendo's?
VR for PSVR 2,
Right.
ooh,
What was Nintendo's? Nintendo had
like Duck Hunt,
Oh
Like,
no,
yeah.
they
Gumshoe.
did- It was
Talking
the,
about gun-
no. I was thinking
Don't
about their Super Scope 6 games and shit.
Oh,
Oh,
no, you
yeah.
want Revolution X. That's what you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
You want
goddamn, what?
that Aerosmith
Oh my
game.
god, I can't wait. I
Please,
forgot about the game.
please re-release that.
No, I mean, they might do it. Look at what they're doing,
That would be
man.
great.
With all like live motion video, they get actual
Yes.
Aerosmith
I mean,
to like
Aerosmith would
redo
be
the.
like, you just give us $10 and a six pack.
We ain't
Yeah.
got no
You
money.
know what I'm saying?
guys. We have no more money. He spent all the money on scarves.
For
Okay,
real.
He
and
spent all-
Botox, and so
scarves and Botox.
like what other light gun games would you like to see on the Switch, man?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go for like a Time Crisis.
That's
You know,
Namco.
I mean,
Okay.
that's Namco.
Resident
It
Evil
can still work.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be with that.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Survivor was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't a mainline Resident Evil game.
Yeah, that
But
was
as
the
far as a
problem.
light gun shooter, it was a fucking awesome game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What is
And you got Mr. X coming in. X
Uh-huh.
gonna give it to you.
yeah, it's gonna give it to you.
He is.
Is it was it Sin and Punishment?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If
Like
Son-
the Wii version?
Oh
Uh-huh.
Like
man, dude.
specifically the Wii version?
Yeah.
Because I mean the old one is the N64 is on
Mhm.
the NSO.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's a great game. I love it. But I mean
if they had the Wii version,
they'd
though.
have
Yeah, because
motion
dude, the
controls.
Wii version's great because you use your left stick to move your character
Yeah.
around the screen, and you can still jump and you can
Yeah,
run
and you
across
use the motion
floor
controls to
and
actually aim your fucking
gun.
cursor.
So it's
Yeah.
like the best of both worlds,
Right.
you know?
Right.
That-
I'm
that's a
excited
tight
to
game.
see them. I mean, because if this takes off, if it sells well, then maybe Nintendo will think about that and be
Mhm.
like, okay, maybe we should use our awesome technology that we've created for this console.
Yeah,
sets
and that
it
we
apart
haven't
from other
utilized
consoles.
whatsoever.
Right, you know, while we're over here worried about the Steam Deck doing this so well, maybe we should do the things that we can do
Mhm.
that Steam Deck can't do.
Right.
But instead, that's not really. Jesus Christ, man, like, that's a wall of text, bro. You just break it up.
And
Artegroth.
starts listening to Limp Bizkit.
Wait, what?
No, you got to be fucking with me. They got to be He said that there's a
Puts AirPods in and walks off and starts listening to Limp Bizkit. I canceled my pre-order.
you got to be fucking with me. Did he put brake stuff on? He put brake stuff on, didn't
Break
he?
stuff on. Like a chainsaw.
Oh,
A
my
motherfucking
Get your
God.
ass
chainsaw.
raw.
Yes, you are serious.
Oh
This
my
is hard
God,
to
that's
believe. It's so
hilarious,
bad.
man.
That's
That's hilarious. You know, I wouldn't be so mad if it was like Linkin Park, but Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
Like, word.
Jack said, crawling.
Oh,
Yeah, so
man.
what you guys think about this?
get 'em,
Inevitable.
It makes sense.
Right.
Inevitable.
It really
I
makes
mean,
sense,
well,
yeah.
the big news, because I mean, Crunchyroll bought Funimation, or Sony bought Funimation a
Mhm.
while back.
Yes.
The big news is that they're collapsing Funimation's like streaming service.
Absorbing it
And,
in.
yeah, and,
Well,
and
because
putting
they're
it
not
all up
profiting that
on
much.
Yeah.
well, I mean, they're not really doing all that much. The big thing that Funimation had for a long time over Crunchyroll is that they had a lot more dubs because they
Mhm.
did simo dubs.
Right.
Whereas Crunchyroll
Oh.
just does simulcasting, which is just the sub
Yeah.
Mhm.
side of it. Now, eventually, obviously Crunchyroll had a few dubs, but now, like, just this past week, ever since they have like moved the current Funimation library over there, like, I saw a bunch of shows that I was like, I mean, I had already watched them because I wanted to watch them, sub or no dub, but I'm more of a dub guy,
Mhm.
And
I'm a
I
dub
just-
guy. Hey.
I'm a dub guy. I'm just
Hey,
a
well,
dub.
I'm just a
yeah,
dub
what
guy.
do you want from me? I'm a dub guy. Oh, call me. I'm a dubba guy.
That does sound better than I'm a sub guy. You know, I'm a total sub.
I'm a dubba guy.
Complete sub. You know, hey, I want to put in the work. I don't know. I'm a sub.
Yeah.
What do you want?
But no, I mean, like they got like just a huge library of fucking dubbed
Dabanos.
animes now.
Yeah.
So, Dabanos. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the truth when it comes to these streaming services that are super niche like that. Like Crunchyroll is the only streaming service of that type that is
Of that size.
very profitable.
That's legal.
That's,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
right, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's super profitable.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
like these other guys are losing money like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
constantly.
yeah.
You know, and
Can
so
we talk about something?
of course, always.
This Project Spartacus.
Hmm?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, so maybe I have breaking news.
Breaking news.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
I mean, we were like exactly. We didn't plan that or nothing.
Nope.
So Project Spartacus is some shit that has been going around the campfire for the past couple of months now. This is an idea that we've heard for like maybe the past year, but now there are too many sources talking about it in way too direct of a way for it not to have some kind of validity at this point. It seems like what's going to happen is that the PlayStation Network is going to move to a tiered service
Right.
with
Yes.
3
Gotcha.
different tiers, right?
Yes.
And so the most expensive tier potentially is going to include Crunchyroll in it,
Right.
So it would be Crunchyroll, it would be your PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, and you would get the backwards compatible library is the idea.
Right.
That you'd be able
Yes.
to now. If that's the case, then what are you paying a month for Crunchyroll?
Is it $7.99?
Yeah, it's like
Then
$8.
then it already pays for itself if you
Yeah.
just
Well,
if you
it
get
all
the
depends,
combo.
because this combo is going to be $14.99, I think.
Yeah.
And so that means that the pricing structure for PlayStation Plus will probably go from $9.99 a month
To 20.
to $14.99 a month, and then a $19.99 a month
Right.
option.
But for $20 a month, if we're already paying, like $10 a month for PlayStation Plus, which I mean, I buy the year because that's
That's what I do
that's
as
what we do it.
well. Yeah.
But just saying in general,
Right.
as a $20 a month service for
'Cause
all
we're
of
already
that together,
paying. I mean, technically, we're already paying $20 a month. Well, we're paying more like $18 a month right now for Crunchyroll and PSN combined.
right,
Right.
and then this was also include PlayStation Now, and it would include backwards compatible titles.
Right.
For $20 a month, that's fucking
That's
solid.
That's really
Not
good.
bad.
Yeah.
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 So I'm actually
Might
hoping
be
that
something
is
to look into.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if it happened, once again, I would get the annual package, same as it ever was.
Of course, yeah.
It would probably
be
end
like
up being
$100.
probably not even that much,
Yeah.
because right now, if you get it on sale, what is it usually, like $56 or something like that? So it would probably be closer to like 70,
Okay.
and 70 maybe 80, and that's worth it.
That's
for all
it's
of
worth
Yeah.
it, man.
That's
yeah,
totally
for a
worth
year with all of that content,
that. Mhm.
totally
yeah,
worth it.
that'd be a smart move for some. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable, yeah. And I think
Yeah.
they're trying to set up the back end of all of this so they can just drop it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, the biggest thing about the backwards compatibility side of it is going to be,
Jumping Flash.
are they going to include the purchases that you already made?
Hell no.
Mm.
Well,
I think
only
Sony
as far
might,
back
dude.
as PS3.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Is that like I bought a shit ton of games on PS3.
right.
They should have that because it's already it's still tied to my account and
Right.
everything. Those should be already redeemed.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I
should
think
be able to go back and play Catherine. I
they
should
were
be able to play.
They were probably thinking about that, man, when they tried to shut down the PS3 store. Because it's like, okay, if we shut this down and take this away from everybody, then later down the line we could resell it to them, right? But now, since they weren't able to shut it down, now they have to kind of just give us all the shit we've already paid for.
I mean, the thing is, even if they give all of the older customers the shit they already paid for, that doesn't really diminish the amount of money that people are going to be spending on stuff. You know,
Right.
because there's still a big library right there. PS1, 2, and 3. That's a shit ton of games.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and a lot of those
Shit ton
games.
of good games.
Shit ton
Right.
of good games,
Yeah.
dude, and a lot of those weren't even available for an online purchase.
I just don't
So-
know how many old games I'd really go back and play. I mean, I know a lot of people
Yeah.
love emulation and they love playing like classic games.
Yeah,
But
I want to be able to play God
sometimes,
Hand.
man,
I bought
yeah,
God Hand.
Yeah.
Right, right. But sometimes, man, sometimes things are kind of better left to nostalgia. Like, you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
a game so
Yeah.
fondly, and then you
Mhm.
play it again, and it's like, ooh.
I don't know. I think I have a
this is
different-
little
That's how I felt about
ass.
Maximo. I was like, man, I used to love Maximo, and then I played it. I was like, no,
Like,
Super Ghouls and Ghosts is so
ooh,
much
it's
better.
not good.
Fuck
Oh,
Maximo.
It was like Vex.
I don't
He
know, I
said,
think I
not
feel-
Chrono Trigger.
I
That's
mean,
Oh,
okay,
boo.
keep spitting games at me, bro. You know, now,
No,
but
he
we're gonna
said- he
see.
said-
Oh, Chrono Trigger is
one of those that
Oh,
still
oh,
lives
yeah,
up
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
absolutely.
hype.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what
but
he's saying.
if it's 2D
Yeah.
sprites, that's a different thing. But PlayStation era,
right.
they focused really heavily on like
I think
3D.
I think
Yeah.
it
That was
depends
the
on
name of the game.
I think it depends on whether or not you actually got to play those games.
Because that's what
That's
I'm
a
saying.
problem,
That's
too.
how
Yeah,
I,
that's
that's how I
that's
feel
huge.
with a
'Cause,
lot of it
right.
because I didn't get to play
Hey,
the
man,
that's-
PlayStation when
that-
I was
They're also
you
talking
know,
about
when they came
PSP
out.
games
Yeah,
in this group,
exactly.
right?
Oh,
And there's a
Power
bu-
Stone collection.
Like, did anybody play the Prinny games?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, dude, the Prinny games are so fucking good. They're so
I
good.
don't remember
Super brutal
Prinny.
platformers in the Disgaea universe. You're the little
Uh-huh.
penguin man.
Gotta
Yeah.
love this guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
dude.
did
yeah,
play one
I
of
remember
those.
Prinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did play one of those.
Prinny was awesome. dude.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Mhm. Anyway, let's go to our next topic.
Hank the Tank is
chonk.
back.
The chonk.
Baby, they tried to kill him. They were
I
gonna try to
know.
kill him, man.
They were gonna assassinate my
They
man
were
over
gonna try to
here.
euthanize him.
Mm-mm.
So if y'all don't know, Hank the Tank. Hank is a 500-pound black bear who has been wrongfully accused of breaking into homes and stealing people's sandwiches.
Oh, it
and,
was wrongfully accused? I thought that
Well,
was confirmed.
He was stealing
what it was
picnic
is that
baskets.
everybody was stealing picnic baskets, and he apparently didn't go into hibernation. So even
Yeah.
during the winter, he's just
Right.
raiding fridges, and people are like, "Oh, he's destroying all this property." Going to people's homes, breaking their door frames. Everyone's scared for their lives, and so they were gonna try to kill Hank the Tank, and come to find out, it wasn't Hank. Yeah, Hank may have done his part of eating. Don't get me wrong, but there was a family of black bears. There were tons. There were several other. They tracked up to 5 other black bears in the area
So
who have actually
was
been
it
breaking into
ju-
homes.
Okay.
And that knowledge, saved Hank because they were going after him
Hey.
specifically. Like, okay, we got to take this bear out.
So
And it's like,
basically,
if
the
they would have
glove didn't
euthanized
fit?
him-
Is that what it is? Yeah,
yes,
you
pretty much,
know?
exactly. If they would have euthanized Hank, right, and that would have been a huge deal.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
people
A
would have
very
still
big deal.
gotten broken into.
Exactly.
Ooh.
That almost happened.
Yeah.
It was like narrow, man. And so they're just like, wait a minute. No, we got paws of all sorts of
This
sizes.
wasn't Birmingham.
Families
This-
of bears.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, we don't get
No.
down. Those aren't the kind of bears we got in Birmingham.
Yeah, there are other bears.
No, they wear leather. Our bears in Birmingham
They go
are
to-
very,
they go to
very
Spikes.
different.
Very
Yes, yes, baby.
Some of them may be 300.
They might. Oh yes, believe that. They
But
might
it's
be
all
three to
muscle.
four- no, it's not all. It's all man.
It's all man.
It's
There
not
you go.
all muscle,
It's
but
mostly
it's
weird.
all man. Mostly. And a lot of hair. No, this is out in California.
Yeah.
So if they'd wrongfully killed a bear out in California, they would have flipped the fuck
Oh, yeah.
out on them.
Yeah, they would have flipped. Absolutely. And now that it became like nationwide news, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody would have been mad as fuck.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like
They would have been more
'cause it was
angry
like-
about that than the
it was
war.
like in Tahoe, and they're like, hey, all these tourists
Yeah.
come here, and they're just like, hey, we're tourists, and so we wanted things our way, and it's like, well, we got a bear population, man. Like those bears, they live here, and they were here way before you. So
Yeah, seriously,
don't come
Yeah.
over here wanting the environment and then wanting to kill the wildlife.
Yeah,
Right,
they got a
you
bear
know?
on the fucking flag. Like they were
Right.
there first.
Yeah, dude. Like, what do you want? It's so weird. But yes, Hank the Tank lives.
That also
That's
made
right.
me think
That
of
makes me hype.
the is it
Hank the Tank.
Hank the
Innocent.
Tank.
innocent? That's right. Objection. No,
Objection.
It's fucking is it the NCR, the New California Republic, that it has the multi-headed bear for the flag?
Are you
Is it-
talking about in Fallout?
yeah,
I
in
think it's the NCR.
Yeah.
it is the
Yeah.
NCR.
Yeah, totally.
That shit's great.
Yeah,
That's a wonderful logo. Yeah,
Yeah.
go
I
Hank.
like that logo. I wear
That
that.
one
I
right
want
there.
that on a shirt.
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh. And if you ever see
Oh,
his
chunk.
poor little butt, it's like there's
Oh.
a chunk of like hair
Oh,
missing.
yeah, it's
just
where you
poop.
can tell. Yeah, dude, it's like it looked like somebody shot him with some bird shot or
Uh-huh.
something,
Oh, no.
try to scare him off.
He
It
barely felt
It
it.
never
Yeah.
grew back. It's kind of like
Oh,
on
the
fuck is
Hitmonkey.
that?
It's like on Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey's butt hair doesn't ever grow back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so
Nice.
He's a bare butt. You know, like whatever. No
Poor
spoilers.
Hitmonkey.
Oh, poor Hitmonkey, bro. Y'all need to watch that shit. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Man, this is seriously one of my favorite N64 games.
Yes.
This is one of the few that I would say is worth going back to playing on
Yeah,
the N64
yeah.
catalog. Tell them what we got.
Yeah, on NSO, they finally fucking updated their Nintendo 64 games, and we got one of the better
One of the best.
games, one of the best.
So did they only
Absolutely.
add F-Zero X? That's what I thought. Did they
Yeah.
add
They only
more
added
games?
no, they only added X-Zero-X this
That's
time.
what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think last month was Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And I've heard the Majora's Mask port that's on there is really good.
I think
Yeah.
because of the
they
controversy.
fixed the emulation.
Yeah,
they did.
Well, they made it better than it was. It's still not
It's-
great. Um,
Really?
I mean, I don't mind because I don't care about it.
Are you sure that the emulation's not great, or is the N64 in general just not good?
I think
'Cause
that's really more
that's-
where
that's
I'm
probably-
leaning.
yeah,
That's really
that's-
more
that's
where
really
I'm
bad.
leaning, but I
Denying
still
that.
keep hearing people be like, "Oh, the emulation sucks." So
No, that's the N64,
Yeah.
dog. That
Yeah,
came from.
That's just,
That's the way that
Yeah,
shit
that's
is.
just the way
from
it
trash
is.
to trash.
Yeah, but no. This was
Why do
this
people
dropped
pretend
this
like they
month.
like that shit?
I know. Why you
Why y'all
trying
gotta
to
act like it
trying
was
to act
good?
like
Even at the time, I knew it was shit.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, like
And dude, seriously,
and I didn't care because I got to go fast.
I had
You
an
know?
Go
N64.
fast.
I remember it was the year that Donkey Kong Country 64 came out, right?
Everything had that kind of what do they call that? It wasn't cell animation. Well, it was cell animation, not cell shaded, but everything had that really shiny, kind of like KI. They used the same modeling system for Donkey Kong Country.
That's all the Silicon Graphics.
Silicon
shit
That's
that
what
they
it
did.
is.
Yep,
Silicon.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
But like I remember when that shit came out, they did a bundle and it was see-through green N64,
I remember
the
that.
see-through green controller came with the expansion pack.
Yep.
I had some money saved up. And I got that, and then I got Resident Evil 2 for N64, right? Okay, yeah. No, you already know. Right. Okay, and then I got Super Smash Brothers. Okay,
All right.
and I got
Solid.
those Super Smash Brothers. I beat it in a day
Yeah,
with all the
it's
characters,
not
and I was
very
like,
long.
was
Yeah.
that it?
It's not long.
Right.
And I didn't have friends to play N64 with. Well, I mean, I had friends, but I only had one controller was the problem, right? So I was like, well,
damn.
shit, now I gotta. And nobody else had an
And those
N64.
controllers are expensive.
Right. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, fuck. Okay. Well, I
need a
guess I
rumble
can't
pack.
do that. But
Yeah.
my buddy's brother got a PS1 for this last Christmas, right? And so I kept my 64 for about 6 months and got real tired of it. I ran through a whole bunch of the library, and then I was like, this thing fucking sucks. And so we traded because he was really big into wrestling games.
Oh,
So he
that
got-
was a
right,
shining point of the
right.
64.
So he got the
Yeah.
N64. He
So
got
like
wrestling
WCW
games.
versus NWO.
Right, and then I got
Yeah.
his PS1, like the little one, you know,
Uh-huh.
and I started loading up on RPGs, and then we were as happy as clams.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, "This was a good trade. This is."
But
That's a
anyway,
win.
this is a good one. I've
Yeah.
been playing through this. Like this is
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
dude,
my
yeah.
I don't have anything else to play
Mhm.
game.
It's
right
still
now.
great.
Yeah. Oh
it's
no,
still
it's
fucking great.
fantastic.
Yeah, and it set up the roots of what would be GX, which
Right,
is so good that
absolutely.
they can't
Which
release another
set
game.
up the roots for what would become probably the best arcade racer ever, Fast RMX.
Oh, dude,
I
Fast
think
RMX
that
is
it
amazing.
is
Yeah.
very, very
That's-
good.
yeah.
I think that's really the most exciting part about this release. Same thing for like House of the Dead.
Right.
Is like they're
Get some
they're
new shit.
well, yeah, exactly. They're testing the waters.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
gauging
Which is
interest.
There's
Yeah.
a couple of House of the Deads that were never released on consoles too.
Well,
so.
House of the Dead 1 is one of those. An arcade perfect port was never released of House of the Dead 1. They put it
'Cause
they
it was
put a
on
fucky
Saturn,
version on Saturn,
and it sucked.
but it was still right. And
But
after
House
that,
of-
House of the Dead 2,
which came out
is
on
what comes
Dreamcast.
out- exactly.
Yeah, and that
one
was
has
an
gotten the
arcade
treatment.
perfect port because the
Yes.
Naomi system and the Dreamcast were the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, yeah.
exactly. And then, but one never really got it.
You're
got its
right.
due.
I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah,
Mhm.
so this one's that. But I want to say like 4 and 5 never came out because one of them you get Uzis.
That was but those
that's
are really
4,
recent.
I think.
Those are like
They're more
yeah.
recent. Yeah, I think those were like in the PS4.
and so now we don't really do
era.
home light gun games.
Right,
you know? It's
right.
like-
But
yeah, because we don't want to sell guns to our children, but we sell guns to our
But
children.
now you have controllers.
You go to
with
Walmart and
triggers
get a
on.
real gun.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
a-
what the fuck. I get so confused. America, please, please.
But please let this be foreshadowing a new F-Zero.
Really?
Or just give us a GX.
or a port.
Give us
Yeah, just a
GX,
port of GX. Yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
dude,
That'd be hot.
playing GX on an emulator at high resolution, you don't need a new one. It's beautiful and
Yeah,
it's still
yeah.
perfect
That
as
game
far
is
as the
hard
way it
as
feels.
fuck.
It's hard as fuck. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
shit, this game's hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's hard as
Yeah,
fuck. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
I jumped in there. I was just like, man, I'm going for the hardest difficulty.
Who'd
I'm
you,
fucking
No,
playing
don't do
F-Zero.
that.
Who's your
I play
racer?
F-Zero,
Who'd you pick?
Oh, dude, I went for Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon?
Yeah.
Falcon?
Man, I'm a Goro, Samurai Goro guy.
I
kinda.
do like it. There was a couple of times when I did like win a match, and it
Yeah.
was like, what is it? Darkest Shadow.
Oh yeah.
Goro.
Uh-huh.
And then Billy.
And Billy. I always like Black Bull too. He was
Mr.
good.
N.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude.
Billy.
Billy.
And then F-Zero's music, man.
Oh,
Oh, dude, that music.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it slaps, man.
You cannot play an F-Zero game on mute.
No,
No.
You're doing it
man.
wrong.
That should get you
You're doing
Big
it wrong.
Blue.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, get you going.
Man. Big
Yeah,
Blue.
this is good
Seriously,
news,
Big
man.
Blue.
Big
dude.
Blue.
Mm.
This
Butte
is good
City.
news.
Yeah. So this isn't good news.
Speaking of weird, it's just weird. It's just weird.
Okay.
So there's no
Okay, so initially, Grand Theft Auto 5, we all know that it's getting its remaster. Matter of fact, it
Right.
just did. Now, this was supposed to have been a free next-gen upgrade. That's how they originally announced it. Since then, that has now changed.
They
Okay.
said fuck that.
So they said, fuck that. They're giving us the GTA Online. That's going to be free for the next 3 months on PSN and on. Actually, no, it's not going to be free for Xbox Series S and X players. No, they got to pay $10 for it. So there's this. Okay, here's the issue that Sony has kind of an exclusivity agreement with Rockstar as far as GTA. And so they're able to offer GTA Online for free. They're offering the standalone, the game itself is going to be $10 to upgrade it for the next 3 months. And then that price point is going to jump up to $29.99. Okay, so it's going to be $30 across the board after 3 months.
Okay.
For the Xbox market, they don't get GTA Online for free. They got to pay $10 out the gate, and then that's going to jump up to, I think it's $14.99. And then the full game is going to be the same way. It's going to come out initially at $10, and then is it 10 or 15? I think it comes out initially over there at $15. I should just read it. But they're paying more money up front because Sony has an exclusivity deal. And so the prices aren't the same across the board, which is
that's
very,
weird.
very odd. It's not like that kind of thing never happens. It's always like, okay, here's our new product. It's X amount now, and it'll be X amount tomorrow. But right now, if you're on Sony side of the spectrum, then you're actually going to be able to get the game for less up front versus if you're on Xbox.
But it's $30 period. It's not a $30 upgrade.
It's going to be $30 period, and that'll give you both the GTA Online and GTA 5 single player.
Yeah, that pricing's weird. I don't know.
It's very odd. You know, it's just the weirdest little. I've never seen a company choose this route.
Yeah.
And I understand why, but I think that it's a little cumbersome for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And especially because it was supposed to be a free upgrade. You know, they talked about that for a long time, and they kind of reneged on that. And so, unfortunately, we'll be paying for it. But for $10, I would do it.
10's not bad.
10's not bad, and that is for an upgrade,
right?
Though. Like I don't think
Right.
you can't buy the base game for like just $10 off the rip. I
Okay.
think as if it's
so
in your
if you
library.
don't already
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
base game,
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to actually
buy
have
that.
the base game,
Mm.
and that's the theory, man. Like that $30 price point may be, from what I was reading, it looked like it was for the full game, but it could just be for an update. I just don't understand why their pricing structures this way. It's
And
very, very
they still
weird.
haven't said anything about doing a Red Dead 2.
Oh no,
next gen.
No, Red Dead is not pulling in the money. You know, that's
Man,
the
that
thing.
sucks.
GTA
Yeah.
5 is still profitable, and GTA 5 will continue to be profitable.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
there are tons of people who never had a chance to play the game.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people. Yeah, GTA Online is one thing, man, but that single player game is top notch. Like,
Yeah.
like the writing, the actual
And-
engines themselves, the traffic system,
Mm-hmm.
the AI. Like, I mean, Trevor.
And there are still plenty of people that
Bruh.
play
Trevor.
online, which is a recurring source of income
Yes.
Yeah.
for them.
Buying
that's-
those
yeah.
shark bucks or whatever.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah, dude. And they continuously support it.
You have to buy
know?
your in-game currency, guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, but people are doing it.
People
you
will
know?
do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I got some weird
I think they said
tangential
GTA
news.
5 is like one of the it's number 2 like highest grossing games ever made.
Number 2.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about what is it called? Like Escape from Tarkov? Is that what it's called? Tarkov.
I've
you know about that?
seen. I remember seeing
Yeah.
a trailer about that.
It's a hyper realistic open world military shooter that's Russian developed, and there's really weird shit about this game that I found out. So like the money in the game is all in rubles, and so it's actually they change what things are worth based on what the real world currency is worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of everything that's happening with Russia, the rubles in the game are actually deflating.
Ha.
And
Okay.
and in the game itself you have to trade for dollars and euros to deal with certain vendors. So now the exchange rates are all fucked up in Tarkov
Yeah.
because
Wow.
of current real world exchange rates.
That's fucking crazy.
You,
Wow.
in Tarkov, you can also find GPUs on the battlefield and then set up a mining rig at your base to then mine in-game crypto for the
Yeah. Fuck all that.
Mm.
Fuck
like
all that.
Tarkov looks cool and all, but
Yeah.
what the fuck
That
is
sounds
all
like
of
a
that?
bunch of bullshit.
it
Yeah.
sounds like a whole
And
bunch of bullshit.
I misspoke. GTA is going to be $39.99, so it's going to be $40.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes more sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
30 seems cheap
It
for
seems
Rockstar.
really cheap. Yeah, that's
right.
why I had to double check it because I'm like, they're
Right.
not that kind, you know. And so, but yeah, weird shit, man.
Weird shit. Mm-hmm. Forspoken got delayed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a lot of ways, this is the best news ever.
It's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. They're
Mhm.
like, okay, it's been pushed back. It was supposed to come out in May. I
Okay.
think like May the 10th, May the 8th, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
But it got pushed back to October 11th,
Yeah.
2022. Which the game looks great. They had
Mhm.
it with the state of play. You know,
Mhm.
we'll talk about that in a
Mhm.
few. But they're giving the game more time to bake in the oven. You know, it's
Okay.
like we want to make sure that this is as polished as humanly possible.
Yep.
I think we're going to see a lot of delays. I think when we finally get the date for it, I expect that to be pushed back.
Mhm.
But-
Yeah, about to say, speaking of delays, Advance Wars got pushed back.
Right,
Yep.
exactly,
Yeah,
right.
that's
We were
right.
seeing a lot of delays. I am so incredibly grateful because we have so much good shit to play right now, and there's
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
like, I need a
Time.
break.
Yes.
Do you
time
need
to
another
finish
open
these
world
other
game?
games.
another
Fuck,
open
dude.
world game. Like, please just stop. You
Slow
know?
it. Just slow it down.
Yeah,
you know?
man. Because like, I mean, of course, once Forspoken comes out, I'm on it. Like, no
Mhm.
question, I'm on it. But you know, give me a little bit of time to finish Horizon. Let me make more progress in Elden Ring, please.
Right.
And then you're gonna throw another Borderlands at me, and then you're like, here's Ghostwire Tokyo, and I'm just like, just stop it, stop. I don't have time, man.
I don't
I'm
have the
sorry.
time.
You know, and so yeah, it's been delayed, but
Yeah.
for all of the we got 6.1. That's in April.
Oh, yeah. Is
Yeah.
that the graphics upgrade one?
No, that's actually gonna just be our next bit of story content.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so some trials as well. So we'll get our N-Singer Extreme
so
trial. That
actually-
should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
Mhm.
we're
So, like
getting
some new story shit and quests to
Yeah.
go play together.
yeah,
That's cool.
they're starting an entire new story arc, and so we'll get to see what our
Oh, yeah. I guess I
Yeah.
didn't consider that.
oh yeah
Yeah, it's a
So-
whole new story
It's a
arc.
whole new
whole
thing.
new story,
Wow.
man. And
So they're trying to convert the game into being a little bit more single player
Single player.
focused, right?
yes.
That's so weird to me.
Well, the game is already very single player focused.
I was having
like
a pretty good time playing by myself.
it's
you
like
know?
that's kind of the gate of Final Fantasy 14, right? Like
yeah.
you know, you might end up wanting to play it because you have friends that play the game. However, there's a lot of personal responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to get to the point where you can play with your friends consistently,
Mhm.
there's a lot that you have to kind of do on your own.
Yeah.
And so you have to
Mhm.
kind of be driven, and I mean, you have to be self-driven. You
Mhm.
know, and if you get into the story and everything like that, then okay, it'll carry you. It'll take you where you need to go.
Mhm.
But for some people, man, like you gotta make yourself make progress,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And so they're just kind of doubling down on that. And it's like, okay, well, if that's some people don't like to play with others, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, here's this MMO that if I just want to play myself, then I can do it. So it almost makes it into just a mainline Final Fantasy game.
So are they changing up all the duties and everything and making them?
Some of them they are.
Yeah.
Some of the level 50 duties, they're going to
Yeah.
be breaking those apart
Okay.
and turning them into either 4-man duties instead of 8-man.
Okay. Okay.
Some of them are going to be switched to like there's this one fight against an enemy named Rotatan, the poor fuck. That was an 8-man trial,
Mm-hmm.
but he was a pushover, right? So whenever you get him in like a trials roulette,
Yeah.
you just wax him and then you're done, right? And so we always made jokes that they're gonna do like a Rotatan Extreme, let
Oh,
him
yeah.
finally like give him some honor. And what they did was they just made that like a single player duty, so it'd just be you versus that army, and then all of a sudden there's some challenge there, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so
That makes sense.
they're making
Yeah.
little adjustments like that. But I mean, I think that it's positive and negative at the same time. I think it's really, really cool for people who want that option. But I guess I'm just like, yeah, but the social aspect of Final Fantasy 14 is
That's a big deal.
It's a big
Yeah.
deal, right? And I wish that they give have specific servers for people who just want to play single player, because
Oh, okay.
because it is one
Yeah.
of the best communities that I've ever seen in gaming.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I'd like to see that community grow and thrive. But maybe the truth of the matter is the more people you get into that community, the more toxicity you'll also get inevitably, right?
Right.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
maybe with people that, for instance, would rather play it as a single player game, they might play it that way initially and then realize how much they enjoy it and then want to play with other people.
Yeah, and
Maybe,
they might just,
Because I mean, you can
end up meeting up
I'm
with.
so scared for
Right,
West
right,
Wind.
right.
Oh, yeah.
For real. That's the biggest thing. That's where Rotatan is. It's called Cape West Wind. That's the name of the duty.
Oh, okay.
And it's so fun, man. You go into there with people who haven't been there before.
Yeah.
You always hype it up like it's the worst thing ever.
Oh, I got
All right,
you.
get ready to die, man. It's like this dude he's almost impossible.
Oh, my
all right?
God.
It's very specific. You have to make sure like for real, don't go before I go, and then you go in there and you're out in like 20 seconds,
You sweat.
And people are just like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared." Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
that's fucking good.
Wonderful.
It's ridiculous. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if that's true, because like now they're changing it so that a lot of the earlier content you can run with what they call trusts, which are
okay.
essentially the other characters that you interact with in the game, the other people that help out with the Warrior of Light,
Yeah.
the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, etc. So you can run with these NPCs that are those main characters, and they'll have dialogue when you go through the dungeons and
Yeah.
things like that.
Okay.
But if that's
Yeah.
the way that you approach these things, and that's the only way that you know the game to flow, then that's what you're gonna look for. Even though if you
yeah.
play with people, it's way faster.
Yeah.
You're gonna put out more damage, of course. They're gonna dodge AoEs way better. And then more importantly, I guess the other side of it is if you play with people, then if you're healing it for the first time, your tank's gonna be like, all right, I'm pulling the whole run, and he's
Oh,
gonna
I've
start
seen
running,
that.
and then you're like, oh
Yeah.
no, I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. So I
Uh.
mean, I can see people getting stuck on playing in that single player way,
Yeah.
so they don't have to deal with what they maybe consider to be an unfair way to play the game and learn the game.
Okay.
I say get good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or just say, hey,
Or just-
first time, and then
Yep.
people are like, oh, okay, cool. Like you wanna go hard, or you wanna take your time, like whatever.
Yeah.
But some people don't want to do that because they're like, I'll be blamed if something goes wrong. And I'm like, well, it's your first time.
Yeah.
It's okay if we die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, would you play Final Fantasy 14 like purely
At-
single player?
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea of it, but
Mhm.
it's no,
Yeah.
probably not. I'd rather play with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see all these fucks. I mean, would you play if it were just single player?
Single player?
Yeah.
No, but I don't know if I would play it at all, really.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
mean-
separating one from the other.
Yeah, because I mean, I already have single player Final Fantasy games. I mean, I
Right.
know they're not the same, but I mean,
Hmm.
it's not what I'm looking for a lot of times when I'm looking for gaming.
I just wonder if it is a good way to get people to experience, honestly, one of the best stories I've ever played in gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it could be a really, really good idea. I don't. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yoshi P, he knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing.
I don't think it's
I
going
trust
to
him.
detract from anybody that wants to play.
No, absolutely, play the way you
Well,
want to.
Right. That's
You know,
that's
That's really what
and
it comes
giving
out to.
giving
more
players
options
more options
aren't a bad
exactly,
thing
Yeah.
ever.
Right.
You know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're trying to put a difficulty
See, you only use
Yeah,
trusts.
well,
Really?
Really doesn't
See,
matter.
Souls games.
Does
See,
it,
I've
does
never-
it really
It does.
matter?
It
does
does.
it?
It
Does
does.
it matter?
Yeah,
Does
it
it?
does.
See, Lime, I
I
never
disagree.
used. I don't think I've done anything with trust.
I
The
don't think
point
it
of
does.
that game is pain.
You
I don't
don't-
know if you realize.
You don't have to choose the easier option.
No, you don't.
It's
No, but
just there.
no, it's not. It's not. It
But
doesn't
it's
exist.
Not, though.
But it's
Are
not.
y'all
though.
just bitching about Souls games?
Apparently,
he is.
No, I'm not. I'm not bitching.
Damn.
I'm just saying, hey, you're wrong.
What happened here?
Uh-uh.
And she's just looking like, I thought you were talking about me.
No,
No.
no,
I thought
No,
you were talking
we
about
said
me.
we got
what we-
you know, y'all
Forspoken
were-
so
Real
fast.
quick.
We forgot about
Hey,
her.
delayed.
What am I
Done.
talking about? This, however,
though,
we got a new trailer for
boy.
this Obi-Wan, right?
We've been waiting on this one for a long
Yeah.
time. haven't
Like
we?
how it's like a trailer about a movie that happened way in the past. However, Obi-Wan looks older than he did then. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
It's been a few
let's get
years.
Let's get some
It's been a
CG on you and
few years.
McGregor's face. You know, let's smooth it out a little.
He's
bit.
had a rough life, man. It's like those wrinkles aren't from age.
You
That's
know,
from stress.
That's what
I like it that they brought back the actor that was the young Uncle Owen
Uh-huh.
from
Yeah.
the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Cool stuff.
Totally.
Um,
This trailer is hot.
dude,
Hot.
this looks like the best out of all of the Star Wars side stuff that they've
Yeah.
done. This potentially looks better
Well, this
than
was-
the sequel to
this
the
was
trilogy.
one of the
Oh
ones
God,
that they
yes,
like.
all the way.
This is one of the ones that they like announced really early on.
They've been working
like,
on it for
like,
years, man.
Almost immediately after Disney
Mhm.
purchased the Star Wars license.
Like we're doing
they
an
were-
Obi-Wan
we're
show.
Doing we're gonna do an Obi-Wan show.
Eventually.
Eventually. And, hey, and Ewan McGregor's coming back.
Yeah,
You know, it
that's
was
right.
like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now
And
we
You
finally
said
got it.
It is a movie.
no,
It
it's
is
a show.
It's
It
a
is a
show.
show.
How
It's a
frequently do you think he's going to get the high ground? Will he always
Only
have
once.
it? Only once.
Only once.
In the penultimate
Right.
episode.
That's it. They could give him the high ground, and you can be like, "I know what's coming. I've seen this before."
Oh, no, I like my legs too much, man. I'm out of here. He's got the high ground.
Roll credits, man.
Roll
This is
credits.
over.
Done.
Oh, man. That'd be great if that's his excuse to just leave all the time. He's like, well, he's got the high ground.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Yeah, so you were talking about the spinning saber, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Those
that's-
are the Inquisitors.
Right,
Right?
and that's
Yeah.
something they established in Jedi Fallen Order.
That's
Gotcha.
yeah. It's
Right.
also something that they did in what was it, Rebels?
In Rebels as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Was it
Yeah,
Rebels?
that's
Or
right.
Was it, yeah.
Mhm.
Because it wasn't Clone Wars. It was Rebels.
Yeah,
Um,
and there's a possibility that they're gonna tie this into a couple of other properties, and I've been saying for a while that they could very easily just do the Fallen Order stuff as a show or as a tie-in, and Cal Kestis, the main character, because that actor is like in all sorts of other shit. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, and when I saw him in Fallen Order, I was like, oh, it's this kid.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
And
'Cause it's funny because the last thing I saw him in before that was Shameless.
right,
And,
right. See, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Ian, what was it? What are the name of the characters?
I don't
in-
remember.
You never watched it?
Oh, I watched
Never
the
watched
British version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, Americans do debauchery way better.
I know, and I've heard that a bunch. And plus, I
Uh-huh.
love what's his name?
Gallagher. They're the Gallagher family.
the
That's what it
Gallaghers,
is.
yeah.
Ian
Uh,
Gallagher. That's a rough story, man. It's rough.
I really should watch the American
You
version. of
really
that, yeah.
should.
I just hope they don't stay on Tatooine all the time.
God
Man.
damn it! I'm so done with Tatooine.
Yeah,
I
right?
said that
I'm
when
done with
you weren't even
desert
in the room.
planets.
Did you hear it?
No.
You didn't, that's
No,
so funny that you said
I feel that
dude.
way. I felt that way about it when I heard about
you
The
this.
guys
second
remember-
I saw the trailer, I'm like, dude, they do Tatooine to death.
Do you
Th-
guys
yeah, and
remember
if it's
the
not
way that-
Tatooine, it's just Tatooine with a different name.
That's right. Yeah, I know.
There's so many
Yeah.
desert planets
Yes.
in the Star Wars
You,
universe.
you remember the way that Tatooine was described by Luke, right? First off,
Where are these bushes
Tatooine-
of love? I didn't
Right,
see
where-
the
That's right,
bushes.
where are the
49
bushes?
times. No,
They had to
he
change
said,
the floors.
if there is a bright center to the galaxy, this is one of the planets that is furthest
Furthest
away.
away,
That's
right.
exactly
Yes.
how he put it. This
Yeah.
is in a section called the Outer Rim,
Right.
where barely anybody lives, yet every fucking show is on
I'm
Tatooine.
telling you, man, I hate it.
This special little sandy ball of nothing.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like they sprinkled in implement at least a few things that are going to get us off the planet. But I
Right.
want Obi-Wan himself to get off that planet
I,
one
I,
time.
I think
Yeah.
he will. I think
I
I think
hope
they're
he
gonna.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna
Yeah.
have to. I
Yeah.
think they just have that set, and they're like, we've been using.
I
this
mean,
set
he's got
for
to
years.
he's got to
Really.
start
Might
there
as
and he's
well.
got to end there.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tatooine can be the bookends. Totally
Right.
fine with that.
But we want other stuff.
I want
Right.
other things. Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I want him to try to get some space battles into this,
And you get
because
to see
in the
Toddler
shows
Luke,
we haven't
man.
really had any space battle
Right,
stuff.
right. I feel
He
like
is a
people,
pilot.
I feel like everyone does focus too heavily on like lightsaber battles,
Right.
etc. Which I love those. Don't get me wrong, I
Right.
love them.
Mhm.
But that's only part of the Star Wars formula.
Mhm.
You know, those space battles are another huge part. That's why I'm really excited
Yep.
to like see Grand Admiral Thrawn introduced, because that's his whole shit.
Yeah.
Is, he's just a space genius.
Yes.
A genius of space fleet battle, and this motherfucker will just crush a
Mm-hmm.
large army, with just a few ships, because he's just that fucking
You remember
good.
that guy, the bad guy from Shadows of the Empire, too? His name was Shizor.
Yes.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
See, I liked his character as well, too. I'd love for them to bring him back as a
Right.
bad guy, you know?
Absolutely.
Shadows of the Empire is one of those things that was totally for the fans,
Right.
you know? And it's just sitting over here in its own little spot. Nobody's really touched it, you know? I mean, hell, it doesn't even have that many real characters from other, parts of the franchise. in it,
Right.
You know, the only thing I can even think of is IG-88 being in it.
Yeah.
Everything else is its own shit, and they could easily pull it in. Of course, that's like Return of the Jedi era.
Right.
So
But I mean, Obi-Wan wasn't much of a pilot, yeah.
he could still fly.
He can still fly.
Yeah, I mean he
Have we ever seen him fly?
absolutely yeah. Because remember,
Revenge of the Sith.
yeah, and
How it starts.
wait.
Yeah.
do you remember that the Jedi? Well, hold on, he's not flying a Naboo fighter. He's flying an A-wing.
Okay.
And he has the big ring that he sets into so that you can
Yes.
hyperdrive.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, he went around and did quite a bit of stuff for a while there. And no, he's not as good as like Anakin or anything.
Right.
But
Yeah.
he's still a decent pilot, and they could absolutely put him in a space battle, especially with his Ewan McGregor wackiness that he
Oh,
does,
yeah,
that's
where he's
true.
like, "Oh, everything's fucking up. Oh no, everything's."
I mean,
Oh,
especially
God damn it, Anakin! Oh wait.
Dude, if he's gonna be flying an A-wing, I want to see the A-wings get more respect.
I know,
God
dude.
Damn it.
A-wings are awesome.
They are
right.
awesome.
The little Corvettes.
Yes,
That's what they are.
man. Dude.
Yeah, man. I want
God.
to see R2 in this. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to right there. Where's my R2?
Right.
Gotta have
But
my
he's
sassy
on,
little trash can.
He's with Princess Leia.
Not at
right
that
now.
point.
Yeah, at this point. Because that's where the droids go at the end of Revenge of the Sith. They go with the Organas. Because he says,
know what?
he
You
says,
might-
yeah,
okay,
he says
okay.
have the protocol droids mind wiped,
And taken with
and they
them.
take
yeah,
the
okay.
droids
yeah,
with
you're
them.
right. No,
Yeah.
you're right on that. Well, still, I want to see him.
You probably will. You probably
probably
will.
He
will.
can't have another droid. That's all I'm saying. Be some fake ass R4.
What if he has a
Fuck this
gonk
guy.
droid?
A gonk. Man, everybody
it-
needs a gonk droid.
If it's just a little house gonk droid.
All that is a battery.
That- exactly.
That's
all he
that shit's a
needs.
battery with legs. Like, you guys seen the double gonk droids?
Oh no!
It's like a long ass
yeah.
gonk with 4 legs.
Uh-huh.
No.
It's
Ridiculous.
that's a big battery right there.
Gonk, gonk.
Oh,
Do we
man.
have a release date? They haven't told us when it's coming out, have they?
Actually, I think they did. Let me look that
Yeah.
up real quick. I
I
want to
saw
say
it was just
it's-
like on Disney Plus, and that was so slick the way they did like the lightsaber.
oh, into the
you know,
logo.
into the logo. I'm just
Oh.
like, oh god, they get it. They finally, because I feel like Disney's finally like understanding how these IPs work. They
Yeah.
finally understand the language of Star Wars. They're finally starting to understand the language of Marvel.
May.
You know, and
May
May.
25th.
May. Okay,
Yeah, so not too long from now
Everything's
either.
happening in May.
I know.
except for Forspoken. Yes.
No.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
What happened?
Wait.
Pull
wait.
what out?
For the cast, it says Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader.
Yeah. like,
Okay.
that's not that
Is-
surprising.
Yeah, that
Man,
makes
Vader
sense.
actually being in it is a
Well,
little
yeah.
surprising to me.
Well, there was a teaser where
Well,
they showed
aren't the
Vader.
Inquisitors
Oh, really?
are
I don't
like
remember.
Yeah,
I don't-
like well, I saw an article about that,
yeah,
but yeah,
the
yeah,
Inquisitors
Vader's
work
there.
directly under Vader.
yeah,
so,
but
I mean,
putting
that makes
Vader
sense.
himself in the motherfucker, that's some.
Because isn't the whole
Oh,
point of
sure.
this like Anakin's out there killing all these Jedi, and Isn't that him? Like he's running around killing the Jedi kids.
Yeah,
And-
he is murdering everything. But
Yeah,
to
right?
put Vader in the show is still like, I mean, for a mainline movie, for Rogue One, we got him in like a 2-minute fight scene,
Right.
and that was it.
Right.
You know, so for him to be in the series
I
seems
mean,
like.
but that's kind of what they're doing with everything.
But
right?
it's
the same way with
Hayden
Boba
Christensen.
Fett and
It's actually Hayden Christensen.
yeah, these boys need
That
a
makes
check.
sense.
What the fuck has he done? Nothing,
He
dude.
needs a check.
He needs a check.
You
dude.
know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he went and got a regular job after that. He
For
was
real,
like,
dude. It's
I'm
like-
not, I'm not doing
Working
this
at the
anymore.
Warrior Hardee's.
Right.
You know?
Aren't you Darth Vader?
yeah, you are. You are.
You're totally Darth Vader.
Oh, God.
Dude. So did you pick this up? Did you get the trial?
Yes.
We got a
Yeah, I
free
actually
trial
was playing it. Yeah. Yeah, for NSO members, free trial
for the next
from-
week.
Yeah, for the next week till
Yeah.
Thursday.
Nice. Mhm.
Yeah, I picked it up. I played a good bit of it. Not a whole lot. Pretty
Yeah.
much just got through the tutorials
Okay.
and then went on a couple of quests. This morning, I like it.
Nice. Yeah. You played the demo, didn't
I
you?
played the demo back in the day. The demo just kind of throws you in on a couple of quests.
Oh, so this is actually the full
This
game.
is the full game. And you have X amount of time to beat it, or they're gonna be like, "Hey, you like it? Do you want to buy it?"
So are you going to try to tank it in a week and
I'm gonna play
Get
as
through.
much as I can. I'm gonna play until I get bored.
Okay.
How about that? I'm
Yeah.
gonna play until I get bored. If I don't get bored by Thursday,
Yeah.
then I'll debate whether or not I want to spend $60 on it. But
Okay.
but
Okay.
that's the thing though,
Yeah.
because it's $60, I would rather have a physical copy.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder
Yeah.
if I don't buy the digital after the trial's over, if it'll at least let me back up my saves, so that when I do buy it physically, I can continue with the character that I currently have, and
That's
I
a
have to start
tricky
all the.
one.
I
You
don't know.
probably want to wait because aren't they about to release Sunbreak? They're about to release an expansion for Monster Hunter Rise.
Well, yeah.
And I don't know, is that a paid expansion or is it free?
I'm pretty sure I don't think it's free.
Right.
Pretty
And that's
sure
why
it's
I'm
paid.
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like it might be prudent to purchase it after that goes live, because then you can purchase it as an entire package theoretically, unless it is going to be free. I don't know. I'll look it up. We'll find out.
If you wanna run away and cry with Lime, you could do that too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So-
Yeah, we'll run away and cry together.
The Lime strategy.
We'll
The
go-
Lime Strat. I love it.
She
We'll run up on
bravely
s-
ran away.
I didn't.
Ran away.
Yeah, but they're adding. They just added a whole bunch of.
Oh
content.
yeah, a shit ton of
Oh, yeah.
downloadable
Yeah,
content, and
there's
you
like
get all
Sonic.
that with
Yeah.
this too.
Yeah, there's like
Like, you
Sonic
get
the
all of
Hedgehog
that.
crossovers. They have a Street Fighter crossover where you can fight Akuma.
Oh, why they always gotta put
can
Akuma
fight-
and shit?
Ryu
Man.
was in World. In,
Oh,
yeah, in
what?
World they had Ryu,
Man, that's
and dude, it was hot. You
Yeah.
know, it was super hot.
Play as Akuma, man.
You remember
Yeah.
watching the Akuma and Evil Ryu fights for Sura's Wrath?
Yes.
Yeah, that shit's
he
hot.
Cracks the moon in half.
Yeah.
Bro.
My boy cracked the moon.
Crack the moon, son. And so,
Mm.
what other stuff did they add to that that collection? It was Sonic. It was Street
It was
Fighter.
like a gold Sonic. You had
Wow.
Akuma.
Yeah, and I think you get you can make like your Pelico
Yeah.
look like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
that's
sense.
what it is.
That totally
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
which
Can
is
you get a
hilarious.
Tails one? Because that.
I didn't see that, but I
It'd
wouldn't
be
be
it'd
surprised.
be cool if you get it. What was it? The Palamuts or whatever.
Palamut.
The Palamut. It's your mount.
Oh, yeah.
Mount, it's that dog
yeah.
mount. I got one
Oh.
with floppy ears.
Nice.
He's a big floppy-eared sweetheart. His
But it
name's
is-
Wombus.
This is such a smart move for Nintendo because they have like Mario themed stuff as well, and it's like
Yeah.
since Rise came to the PC, it's like that version is just innately superior, right? Like there's nothing you can do about that. However, if you leverage things with content, like all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're winning again.
Right.
You know, it's like because you have a base version of Rise,
Yeah.
good for you. Our version has all this extra cool fucking
Right.
shit,
Uh-huh.
you know, and
Yeah.
so yeah, man, like now I'm envious again. You
Well,
know,
see,
Yeah.
like
First
I
thought we
remember
won.
Well, it's
with
fun. I mean,
what's the name of that game? Dragon's Dogma.
yeah.
Yes, love that game.
When Dragon's Dogma launched on PlayStation, they had a promotion because it was at the same time as the Berserk Golden Age arc when it released,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where you could get Guts armor, Griffith armor, and both of their weapons.
Sick.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's a PlayStation exclusive.
Right.
And I didn't play it on PlayStation. I played it on PC, and the problem is they kind of ran like ass on PS3. Right? So I was always like, actually, Neil bought me that on PC.
Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah, he was like, dude, you need to play this.
Yeah.
And I played through a decent
He just
chunk
wanted
of
you
it.
to hear that intro theme. Bro.
Really, god damn, dude. Man, yeah, that's a cool game. I'd love to see more Dragon's Dogma in the future.
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma is very much like Monster Hunter. It's like kind of like precursor.
Yeah,
Elden Ring before Elden Ring.
kind of.
You know? Yeah.
With some Colossus-y climb on shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that game will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hard.
Uh-huh.
I will say I haven't gotten used to the wire bug in this game. Your
Oh,
little,
yeah.
yeah. The
Wire
little-
bug? How's
it's
that work?
it's
Grapple?
like
Oh,
yeah,
cool,
it's like
cool.
a grapple,
Okay, yeah.
but it's a very, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. I haven't gotten used to it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep trying to climb up walls and I keep like jumping off of them instead. I'm like, no,
Well,
that's not what I want.
That is odd having that level of mobility in a Monster Hunter
Well,
game.
yeah, and-
usually it's so grounded.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, and like you have to do so many fucking button combinations to get shit to work.
Oh,
so I mean,
okay.
there is a learning curve.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's really the wall that I'm hitting on. But I've always loved the Monster Hunter aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved the idea
yeah,
of
totally.
these games.
Oh, and then just
but
the
I've never played one.
movement
Yeah.
of the
doesn't, like,
monster.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
some
huge
like
weapons.
those
Yeah.
motherfuckers, you'll be fighting them, and then all of a sudden they'll just like roll on you.
Oh
It's just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa,
They
whoa.
change the more you wear them down. Like the more you wear them down, the more vicious some of their
Oh, yeah,
attacks
they get upset.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
get real mad at you.
Nobody puts baby in the
Yeah,
corner.
those fucking bears, dude. They're
Yeah.
like goddamn Hank the Tank.
God,
damn.
dude, I want to Hank the Tank Mountain Final Fantasy.
Oh, Hank.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I've got a couple of bears, but I want a big, hefty
big
boy.
old boy,
Oh,
big
yeah.
old chunk. This motherfucking double as beanbag.
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
Can't do 'em.
That would be cool to be able to emote with your mount like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Just chill.
Just mount's laying down asleep.
Yeah.
You're like leaning against it. That'd be great.
Look like a big Snorlax.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
So this Beat Saber content.
Beat Saber, man. You know, it's funny, man. Once upon a time, whenever I saw those two words together and this color scheme, I used to get so excited. Now, like, part of my soul just cries because Beat Games, man, they were doing something great and then got bought up by the Zuck. But anyway, who cares about that? So, yeah, Beat Saber just released their official soundtrack pack, OST number 5.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
added
yeah.
6 songs from, different artists,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. But they've also added a couple of new mechanics, right?
Oh.
And so, the only thing that they've really changed up until this point was adding multiplayer to the game for the most part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And,
Have you done that
some
yet?
Lighting tweaks. No, I haven't. I don't
Okay.
have anybody to play with.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it is what it is. But they did add chain notes, and they've added arc notes, right? Yeah, ta-da! Okay, so
Sorry.
Beat Saber, we all.
I'm sorry. You fucked me up this past week sending me that SSJ shit.
Oh,
Or sending
yeah.
that- because I just kept watching those videos, and then I got to Gold Frieza on my chain, and I've just been singing that ever since.
Bro,
Like
it's hot.
anytime I'm just kind of chilling, I'm like, Gold Frieza on my chain. Gold Frieza on my chain.
Oh, dude. I don't know, man. That shit when he was like, Summon Shenron on my titties. On my titties.
Oh, from
Summon
cool, you the
Shenron.
realest. Then say,
Wow.
baby, let the sand get them digits.
He
They
said,
said,
Summon Shenron on my titties. On my titties. Summon Shenron on them titties. I summon Shenron on them titties. It had me dying, man. And here's something, I'm glad that you brought that up, which is a fucking crazy segue, man. I'm glad you brought it up because I'm scared for SSJ, right?
Yeah.
Because he's gotten so good at doing what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at his old animation,
yeah.
it's
Oh, I went
bad.
through a bunch of it,
Right.
and the
Oh.
animation's bad. The music's still pretty hot.
It's pretty
Okay,
hot,
and it's
okay.
still
but
funny.
now his
Yeah.
animation's way better.
Oh,
His
way
drawings
better.
are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his production value and quality. has just gone through the roof. And I'm like, okay, with this merger with Funimation and Crunchyroll, like that's gonna put Dragon Ball Z back on everybody's minds. And please, Sony, don't give him a cease and desist.
No, not at all.
Like,
no,
that's
let
just
this
me
man
putting
do
this
what
up.
he wants.
Let this man do it. We need Froku.
Let him do it. We need
Gold Frieza on that
That's
chain.
right, dude. Just be walking around the house. Gold Frieza on the chain. Crazy shit, doing real good on them heads. Like, oh, Gold Frieza on the chain. Gold Frieza.
I love it.
Frieza chain.
Oh my god, dude, that's
good.
way more interesting than Beat Saber.
What?
Anyway,
Well, so what are the tracks?
Yeah.
Like, is
Okay,
it
well,
anything good?
that-
Is it anything that?
They're okay. The tracks are all right. You know, they have this bad habit of whenever they add new tracks, what they
Okay.
try to do is add like as fast and brutally difficult as possible. When I'm like, okay, well, that's
yeah.
cool for a certain group of people who want to do that thing,
Right.
and just constantly be like, just challenging, freaking the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you should probably add some vibes for people who just want to chill and play the game, right? You
Right,
know, it's
right,
like
right.
whatever it is. However, the new mechanics are interesting. So chain blocks, what they've done is, we all know how Beat Saber works, right? You swing your sabers to the direction of the arrows of the blocks, blah.
Yeah.
All right, so these actually give you, different patterns. Basically, they'll take one of the blocks and segment it into about, 6 different pieces, right? And you'll have to chop those, and what it'll do is add extra percussion because, each one of those segments is almost like an independent block.
So we'll go. t-t-t-t.
Exactly.
Got you.
Right.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
it'll give you, those nice little rolls.
Yeah.
Which, at first I'm like, okay, this is just weird to read and it's just different. But at the same time, all of a sudden I see them doing that, but they'll like arc them off into different directions. So all of a sudden you're doing like different patterns, right? So all of a sudden you're doing like sweeping patterns.
I like
and
that.
stuff. It's
Okay.
a good idea. It's
Yeah.
a really good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
It's hard to adjust to. You have to get used to it. It's something new, something different. And that's always the hard part. And then they have what are known as arc blocks. Okay, arc blocks are I'm in the middle of the road about them. The more that I'm playing with them, the more that I'm liking them. But it takes some of the freeform gameplay away a little bit for me. Only because, when I swing swords, baby, I get into it.
Yeah.
But basically what they do is, let's say you have an up block, right? So you'll have an up block, you'll slice upwards. There'll be an arc connecting that to a down block in the future. So you have to slice up and then hold your blade up in the air, follow that arc while you're doing something with the other hand, and then boom, come down on it. You see what I'm saying? So instead of it being like you're slicing up and then doing whatever, and
But then
then you
it's got a
slice
little
down,
path.
but then you got a
Yeah.
path that that your blade
okay.
has to continue to follow.
Yeah.
It's dude, they completely stole this from Synth Riders.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
what.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
What it is, it's like, okay, Synth Riders is doing this grooving thing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
riding them waves is just fun, man.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more passive. But all of a sudden it's just like, okay, well you chop down, then you go around, chop, then boom to the left or boom to the right, whatever. It adds forced movement. So for
Yeah.
people who just want to do this number,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you can't really do that because you got to go all the way around to here.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
feel like it'd be really good for multiplayer because like if anybody's watching two people playing together,
Oh, they're
then
synchronized.
they're synchronized.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly,
yeah.
right? So
Okay.
it becomes more of a blade dance,
Yeah.
right? Which is really kind of cool.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of the reason why I consider it a bit of a drawback for me personally is because I already did shit like that, and so but this way I can't really do it my way. I've got to do it their way.
I get
Yeah.
that.
You know
I
what I'm
totally get
saying?
it. You
And
can't
so-
freestyle on the blocks, man.
Right.
Yeah.
If something like that's happening, then you have to stick to it. But the more that I experienced it, the more I was like, hey, okay, that's kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of hot. You,
mean,
you
it's
got to
not-
get used
Is
to
that
it.
only with
it's
the
a
new
different-
tracks though?
That's the problem. It's only with the new tracks. And so now the plus side of all of this is that they've actually removed Content ID from pretty much all the songs. It was supposed to be all the songs, but I streamed it the other day and I got I didn't get a strike. I got a mute for Linkin Park, Breaking the Habit, which is a great song.
That makes sense though.
And and one other song, I think it was like a BTS song or something like that.
Okay.
But
yeah.
they said supposedly that everything in Beat Saber is now supposed to be Content ID free, so people can
Cool.
stream them, so people can monetize videos,
Okay.
so they can promote Beat Saber.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I appealed it, and we'll see exactly what Twitch says to me. And they might be like, "Oh, okay, well, that's how you feel about a copyright strike, bitch." And I'm like, "No, they said 2 of them."
That's not what I wanted.
You know, but it is. I do wish that they, and maybe in the future they will. I hope that they add those blocks to some of the previous songs that we've been playing for a long time.
That's what I was thinking.
Because
they'd have a new mode for them or something.
Right. That gives you more time. And they did that with the 360 and 180 mode.
Yeah.
They slowly implemented those for some of the older tracks. But right now, there's no tutorial for these new mechanics.
Oh.
And so you get thrown in, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, I got to figure out a whole new way to play while I'm playing these like difficult tracks. And
That's
it's like
strange.
It's a weird idea. And I'm like, okay, I went back through the tutorial. I'm like, they got to put them in there. They didn't. And then it's only on those 6 songs. And I'm like, they don't really give you a good method to learn to use these new mechanics and learn them like in a non-repetitious way.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, you gotta keep listening to these songs that you might not like. Michael Houghton, you know, he's like, these songs are all ass. I'm like, well, fuck, he's not gonna play them at all. You know, and so
are these songs all ass? Are these new songs ass?
No. I think they're okay.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just so many great Beat Saber songs.
Yeah.
You know, that it's like they're all right. There are 1 or 2 of them that I'm like, okay, that's kind of dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good,
but outside
good.
of that, it's like that means 4 tracks are just kind of like, you know,
There.
like a lot of Camilla track. Yeah, man, just like just that high intensity like electro music, and it's like,
yeah.
you know, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, but Beat Saber could be so much more if they allowed it to be. You know,
They need to put some Square Pusher in that shit.
they do.
Yeah, oh shit.
I mean, you're absolutely
You
correct.
want people's arms to fall off?
Yes,
Yes.
they do. Then they will have to be grafted.
That's where Elden Ring's getting all of their
that
arms.
ring is a circle shape. It always comes back to the ring,
They
baby.
fucked up on
You
Beat
know,
Saber.
Fucked up on Beat Saber. They just
for real.
they have like little like gremlins that come out and
Yeah.
like take their arms away
Yeah.
and then fasten them
And it's
onto
all,
like
it's all the
centipedes
and it's
or,
all
like,
the arms
snakes.
that Obi-Wan's cut off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
like I got a furled wrist.
That's his
Furled wrist.
that furled finger clan.
Furled finger gun.
FFG. We got. Oh yeah. Hey, this is an all you situation.
I don't want it. Look,
You don't want it? You
no,
just
no,
don't
I
want
was
it?
just. I mean, this is just breaking news. So we're getting
Yeah.
another Walking Dead spinoff, guys.
Yay.
Wait,
Yay.
another spinoff?
That's what this is.
No, what do you
This
mean
is
by
Isle
another?
of the Dead.
Well, because they already had the one
Are
in
you
Atlanta.
serious?
I don't know shit about Walking
Wow,
Dead, man. I
dude.
don't
Okay,
know
I
shit.
only know.
I know that it was
only-
a Kirkman comic.
Yeah.
Right.
That's-
we had
I never read the
Fear
comic.
the Walking
Yeah.
Dead, and then Fear the Walking Dead, I think, had a couple of different spinoffs.
Really?
And then, and now we're doing this one. Is called Isle of the Dead with Negan and Maggie, which is just fucking odd, you know. And then they're gonna be doing another like a Michonne spinoff. They're doing a Rick Grimes spinoff.
Wow, why?
We gotta milk that cow. We gotta milk it until it's dry.
But it's a very dead cow.
the cow been dead.
It's
still
a dead ass
it's
cow.
still dripping milk. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
look, you just gotta kick it the right way.
Right. Yeah, man. And so, and I guess, you know, I mean, look, I mean, Maggie, I'll take more of her anytime. Like, she's an amazing actress. And
I'm the same way, Lime. I actually stopped in the middle of season 2 because everybody got too annoying.
Oh, damn, they
Yeah.
got too annoying for you.
Well, I think The Walking Dead itself has its, you know, highs and lows, whatever.
Yeah,
but
you
at
know,
some
people
point, you
like
gotta,
it. I'm glad people like it.
you just gotta know when to jump off the horse, man.
Right,
You know, and that's the thing. They just refuse to jump off the horse,
Mm.
and so apparently, y'all need to quit supporting this shit. Just do me a favor. Just stop
don't
supporting
watch it.
Yeah, man. It's like, because I mean, Negan and Maggie. Why? What's gonna happen? Are they trying to ship him? Because I know Glenn. You know, he got his head caved in.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. Like, I don't know the purpose of this outside of to just make another dollar.
Yeah, milk a little bit more of that teat, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
man.
That's
you
really
know,
all it is.
It's,
People still watch Walking Dead,
yeah,
you know.
good for him.
Yeah.
I guess.
But
He's got to stop.
yeah.
He's got to stop. You know, especially because The Walking Dead it still isn't even over. They still haven't finished it.
Really?
The
I
comic.
thought it's been.
The comic has been over.
Okay.
Yeah, the
But
comic.
the show itself is still going.
Yeah, like
So I haven't fucking
Kirkman
waited.
got to a point where he was like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna wrap it up, and
Yeah.
he shadow dropped the last book. He's like,
That's
this
funny.
is the end, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, seriously? And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it, you know. And the show just kept on and kept on and kept on ad nauseum, and
This is a
so
big
find a safe place, zombies. Find a safe place, zombies.
Zombies,
That's yes.
That's it.
It's find a safe place. terrible humans.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
Find a
just the way
safe
it
place, bitching.
goes. For real, dude. And so I'm like, I don't know the point of this, even though it is
Maggie's still
interesting.
alive. Drama.
Right. You know, and so it's kind of looking like she's not too happy being running around with Negan. I just don't. Whatever, man. Whatever. That's yeah.
So you recently watched through it again, though.
We started watching it. We made it to season 3,
And then you were like, okay, so we're done.
Well, no. It's just we have limited time to watch things, and
Yeah.
other things came out. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's one of those things that's on the back burner. If we ever just get super bored, we can watch Walking Dead and enjoy it, because, like I said, up until about season 5 or 6, really.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
that's
yeah.
when it really starts to drop off.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people said at the farm it started slowing down, and they're true. If the author drops it, drop it. I hear that.
Agreed.
I hear that. But I would never start like Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
I would never
Yeah.
start these spinoffs, like, because I read the comics, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
so,
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can't help but compare The Walking Dead to the comics, and then I let The Walking Dead, the shows, exist on their own.
Right.
But then they just refused to stop, and it's like then I just lost interest. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you all had the entirety, unlike Game of Thrones, where you didn't have the entire story. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of had to make things up to keep going.
They had an
you
ending.
actually have it,
Yeah.
and you refuse to use it. And so I just don't. I'm not gonna give you the money.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you the viewership. So
Like you said, author drops it, drop
it straight up. So yeah, hey guys, if you like Walking Dead, go for it. Have fun. And so, here we go. Yeah.
Who saw this coming?
Right? Jesus, man. You know what I'm saying? When I saw, I was like, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
like
this
breaking
makes
news.
so
What do
much
they say?
sense.
Out of the frying
So-
pan into the fire.
so
Is that-
they're-
Ooh, hot shit.
So they're being investigated for insider trading at this point.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
What the fuck? You know, because there were all these people that invested in Activision
Yeah.
Yeah.
right before Microsoft's announced acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, Activision, I thought about doing it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because everybody knew Activision was, you know, fucked.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and so of course, you know, in the stock market, they were at a low. They were at an all-time low.
Yeah.
So really, it's kind of a no-brainer to buy, because it's only a matter of time before something happens. Somebody
Right.
makes an acquisition.
Yeah.
But apparently, these guys invested like a couple of weeks before the acquisition was announced, and so they're like, "Oh shit! Like y'all motherfuckers is making billions of dollars right now." And I mean, Martha Stewart went to prison for that.
Yeah, she
you know?
did.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true G.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
dude, she is so gangster. Dude, Martha Stewart is gangster, bro. She is so thug life. She is. She's amazing, man.
Those lighters, man.
You know? Oh, dude.
That's what I keep thinking of.
Dude,
the,
yeah.
the reach lighters.
She just chills with Snoop on the reg.
Yeah,
All
dude.
right.
You know, they had Martha Stewart on a panel at a roast, and they were like, "It's funny, all these rappers up here, and Martha Stewart's done the most time out of all of y'all."
Yeah.
You know?
What up, tape?
Yo, what up, tape? Yo. And so it is funny, but
She will
you're,
craft your doom.
but you're right. You know, all these guys are like, "This isn't insider trading." They're like, "We just read the signs and got lucky."
Yeah.
And it's funny because, yeah, I mean, that's how
Yeah.
business works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like, I guess, isn't this just par for the course?
I was about to
Like,
say, doesn't this
maybe,
just happen after a
maybe
big
I'm just
acquisition?
way too cynical when it comes
Yeah.
to stocks and trading and this
Uh-huh.
stuff. But like, isn't this just what people do at this
Uh-huh.
point? Like,
Yeah.
isn't it all a rigged fucking game
we're
that
talking
they've all been?
about
right?
Microsoft.
Hey, we're about to have a
Activision.
merger, but don't tell anybody I told you we had this merger. Okay, you didn't hear that
Look,
shit
keep
from
it on
me.
the down low,
right?
man.
Right.
Merger, you say?
Yeah. And so what? I mean, if it was, a
Yeah.
couple people are gonna get sued, or
Yeah.
have to serve prison sentences that they
Mm-hmm.
won't do, and so it's just like whatever, man. You know, you handcraft your doom if you cross
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
facts, hard facts, bro. Hard facts. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, don't fuck.
Yeah, I just don't know why this was a surpise to anyone.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
it was like
Yeah,
this
like-
big breaking news thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like that.
You're like, duh. Anyway, this is a much better thing that a company has done. This fucking Square Enix
Square-
music.
Get 'em, Phil.
Yeah.
Dude, okay,
Yeah.
so they pretty much have what is it, like 5,500
5,500 songs.
5,500 Square Enix
5,500
songs.
plus, they said.
Right, plus, yeah.
Plus,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
Why not?
And you know they're gonna keep adding stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And if it, like this is
they've started a channel with 5,500
And this is a
Square
YouTube
Enix songs.
yeah, it's
channel?
YouTube
Yeah.
Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can find any of the Final Fantasy music that you want to.
and you
want
can
to
just
vibe to this
put
shit?
it on random if you want.
Hell
Listen
yeah.
to whatever, you know.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
there's a Vagrant story. Oh,
Bro.
there's a, you know, whatever, you know.
What a great idea.
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind
It's
of
Robo's
amazing.
theme.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Ooh.
mean Never Gonna Give You Up?
Yeah. Never gonna give you up.
Never
Never gonna let you down.
Yeah. This is this is like
Rick
an
Rollin' Robo.
unprecedented thing for video game companies though, because the
yeah.
majority of them, you know, especially on
they're
the
trying
Nintendo
to
side,
take down
they're
the
doing the
music.
opposite of
Yeah.
this.
Back
Yeah.
to Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nintendo, man.
God, dude.
Well,
trying to
Nintendo
keep
don't
people
like
from your
nobody.
shit.
Nintendo doesn't like their
Nintendo does
the
not
people
like
that
to
know
share.
their
I think
fucking
it's
bills.
Nintendo.
Yes.
Don't.
Nintendo don't, dude. They just don't.
Look, they never learned how to
They
share.
never did.
You know, they're just like mine.
Sega even
It's
started sharing with
mine.
them. Sega's like, here, use Sonic, man.
And
Say,
they're
okay,
like,
great,
cool,
give
now
me
we can
Sonic.
sue
Give me
people for Sonic content. The Sega's like, damn
That's
it.
not what we meant.
We thought you'd be responsible, Nintendo. Yeah, this is a precedent that needs to be kind of the way a lot of these things are moving forward. Capcom should do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
could
yeah.
see Capcom doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
I wonder about that.
Capcom likes you listen to their jams.
Well, they kind of do, but they're kind of also assholes these days about their music.
yeah, well, that,
They try to resell you a game.
they do.
You know
You're
what I'm
right,
saying?
you're right.
Like-
and it comes with the soundtrack.
Exactly.
Like yeah,
That's
because I
what
have
they
the Mega Man collections, and all those have all
Yeah.
the soundtracks on them, and you could
Mm-hmm.
just go in and listen to whatever you want. It's like
Yeah.
it's a whole separate thing,
Right.
You know, and that's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Capcom's always been the king of sound tests.
Yes.
You know, so maybe,
Yeah.
but Square
Yeah.
Enix is doing a super good faith a thing for the community that like I wasn't expecting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But knowing the way Square Enix loves their fans, it makes sense that they're the company that did it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I feel like this is Yoshi P's idea.
Come on,
I feel
Sega.
like Yoshi's like, you wanna make some
Right.
serious money? Like, guess what? People don't care
Mhm.
about, you know, they love the games, but they just want to hear these jams.
Right.
You know, and if they hear these jams,
Then they'll
they
go
might
buy
go
the
buy the
games.
games.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Uh-huh.
seriously.
Just based
Be like,
on
you
the
know, like, oh my
jams.
God, I actually haven't heard this. What game is this from?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, then it's like, oh my God, there's more of it. All right, I want Vagrant Story. Like,
Yep.
to me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yup.
So, yeah, this is smart. Super smart.
Super smart. Yeah, Konami would be another good
That
one, you know?
smart, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
hell,
true.
I mean, I'd even go back and say, you know, like Taito and fucking, you know, all these other
Treasure.
Treasure. These
Oh,
these are
God,
companies that
yes,
have such
dude.
a good back catalog.
Fucking Icarga.
yeah.
That
Uh-huh.
soundtrack
Yeah,
by
dude. Yeah, man.
itself, boy,
An Alien Soldier
slaps.
sounds like madness.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this broken? Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see a lot more companies do this. This is
Yeah.
really my biggest point here is thank you Square. Thank you
Yes.
for still being fucking amazing. I
Right.
also like your Square logo.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's so
right.
good.
It's pretty awesome.
That is so good. That S.
Yeah.
Fuck
Hey man,
you.
look.
Right.
Hey, it's hip to be square.
It is. So hip to beep.
I wonder who created that design. They're just like, I gotta get out of there. This idea. It's crazy.
this out,
It's
check
crazy.
this out.
Check this out. Boom. Line.
Ah.
And I was like, oh my
Look,
God.
It's all live.
Yeah, for real. You know, it's like that first one. That's not
You
an S at
remember-
all. Wait, I see it.
You remember the old school EA logo?
Yes.
I loved that
It's in the
logo.
game.
Yeah. But it was like the sphere and the pyramid
Yeah.
and the cube.
Yeah.
I've always loved that logo.
Yeah, that
you
was
know, and
good.
this is kind of reminiscent of that, but it's even more simple. It's even more perfect.
And then you also
It's
kind of just
just-
see OEM at the same time.
yes,
you know
or-
what,
or that
Lime,
could
it
be
might
an N.
actually be
Uh-huh.
worth subscribing to YouTube.
I was
for
like,
this.
new? It says
yeah,
new?
it says new at the same time.
Right,
Like, yeah,
it's
like,
like-
Yeah.
like it tricks your brain in so many different ways, and it's
Right.
like what it actually means is better than all of those
Wait,
things.
are these the symbols from Fifth Element?
Right.
You're missing two of them.
Yeah.
Where's the wiggly ones?
I just hope that this does inspire other like video game developers to just follow suit, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
just like, okay, there are multiple ways to garner attention.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, and using your tunes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody.
Especially if those tunes are hot.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is
You gotta
just
clean the
this,
house sometime.
This is free samples so that you want to buy the food. That's all
Yes.
this is, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, hey, this smells good. Hey, it's
Right.
pretty good. Yeah, give me 3 pounds of it. I'll do that. Yeah. You know, like it just makes fucking sense.
Yeah, and people have been like lambasting Nintendo about
Dude,
it.
well,
It's
they
so
keep
funny.
fucking suing people,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of like the conversation we were having the other day about Nintendo putting all that emphasis on the potential for the Steam Deck to emulate Switch.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and how people they're just drawing all this attention to this one thing, and now everyone's doing that one thing that they
Yeah.
didn't want people to do because they got mad about it. It's like, if you didn't, like, what the fuck? It's like when your kid like stubs his toe,
Yeah.
you know, and you, instead of just like freaking out with the child, be like, oh my God, are you okay? You know,
Yeah.
you're just like, ah, ha, ha, walk it off.
Yeah.
You know, then they get up and they start
They're like,
laughing and start
okay,
moving.
it's good.
You know, you
Yeah.
make a big deal about it. They start making a big deal about
Yep.
it. You know, then you set a precedent for the rest of their life. So,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
totally.
it's like, they just,
I
don't know.
actively live that regularly.
I'm telling you. You fell, you scrape yourself up.
We're
Hey,
good,
get up.
right? We're good. He's like, I don't think I'm good. I'm like, nah, we're good.
We're good. Don't
We're
worry about
good.
it. Gummies? You want some gummies?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That's fine.
I do wonder how it'll affect
Mm.
streaming.
Would that make this?
I don't think it'll change it.
Right.
Yeah, you know, because as long as things have content ID, then I mean they're off the table anyway. You can't use them. So
Yeah.
I don't think that it's gonna really, unless they made more of their music fair use, which I strongly doubt that they'll do.
I guess I just don't understand sometimes the way that some of this works with music. You know what I mean?
What
Because
do you mean?
I don't know, man. Music isn't the way it used to be.
I mean,
Album sales don't
that's-
exist anymore, almost.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess
top 100.
right. So I think everything is just promotion now. Like you're pretty much just making money off of events, promotion, like that kind of stuff.
Well, that's
You-
always kind of been true. The bands have only really made money from touring, not really from album sales.
Yeah, not a
Album
lot of-
sales that
yeah,
goes
al-
more to the
that goes
record
to the-
label.
to the
Yeah,
record
that goes
label,
to the
right?
label.
Yeah.
Right. But like at this point with I mean we're past the point of everybody just illegally downloading music. So streaming it doesn't really seem that bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cuz folks don't just get, ripping songs all the time.
But yeah,
anymore.
but it
You just
is.
listen
It's
to it on
a
YouTube.
shit ton
You
of
listen to
money
it
in
on
ad
iTunes.
revenue,
You
though.
listen to- yeah, it is.
It's just
it
an
is.
ass ton of money
just-
in ad revenue.
It seems like there should be a way to give your ad revenue to the original owner of the content without getting sued or flagged for these things.
right.
You know, it seems like there should be, because like for instance, there's a guy that I listen to all the time, Rick Beato. He's a music teacher on YouTube,
Mhm.
and dude, he gets in so much trouble because he'll be like, here's the chords out of a Beatles song and why they're cool, and he won't even fucking play the original music. He'll
But
play
it
his
just
own
very
guitar,
accurately,
and he'll play it accurately enough,
and then
and
that
they'll-
automatic.
yeah.
It'll automatically
Well,
pick
that's
up on
that.
it.
That's
yeah.
that's the algorithm. That's
Exactly.
the fact that
And you have to
there's
appeal
a fucking
that.
like AI going through all that shit instead
Right.
of actually
Oh, here's the pattern.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that means
here's
he's
the
doing
pattern.
he's doing
Here's
too
the
well.
pattern.
Yeah, he's too good.
Take it
so
down.
good,
Take
Rick.
it down.
Come on.
Slow it down a half step, man.
Yeah, man, it's just
Um,
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, Square Enix has never really been as cutthroat, and I
No,
guess
they're
it's
not.
because they just swim in money already, right? And I think Square Enix really does appreciate their fans. Unlike, when it comes to like Capcom, like you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Capcom put out a statement about that. What was that, about a year ago, 2 years ago now, where it's like, don't use our music.
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah, yeah.
any of your shit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. Like,
I
we're going to
just-
pull it down. We're going to demonetize you.
There's got to be a way that you can funnel some kind of a licensing right with that without it being some steep
Well,
thing.
I think
you know what I
you
mean?
can, but I think you have to go through the company.
You actually have to set that
Rooflemonger
up.
does that.
Yeah.
Like Rooflemonger uses True Love. This is true love
Wow.
we're making.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll use that every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I exchanged some messages with him. I'm like, how the fuck are you not getting a strike for this? He's like,
Mhm.
well, I've been using it and it's older, and so it hasn't really been a problem,
Yeah.
so far. But
Mm.
he's also he's a huge content creator.
Mhm.
And so it seems like he has kind of loose ties with Capcom. But if I did that shit, they'd
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
like
Striked.
And I think also it has to do with like when it comes to like Square Enix, as long as you're just not just playing their music, if it's just in the background and you're talking about their products,
Mhm.
I think they're totally cool with that. But that landscape is changing now too. Now that
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these giant corporations are letting us know that they're actually giant corporations,
and
not
Tape's,
friendly companies.
Tape's right.
That
a
like
lot of
you.
it has to do with just the algorithm. So it's not like you can even do much about it. It's just automatic.
Yeah,
You know?
well, you can file an appeal and
Yeah.
then
File an
hope for the
appeal,
best.
yeah.
and-
That's
but
pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, like please unmute my shit. Or please, you know, like seriously, there's nothing worse than like making a 6-hour stream and then like, okay, well,
Yep.
mute it because you played the song. And it's like the fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know, man, but I do hope that this inspires more companies to put their music portfolios up and let people enjoy that. People worked hard on those tunes, man.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
You know,
Yeah.
so let me jam to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Capcom would be just the Mega Man alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
boy, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just people listen to all those
Mhm.
Marvel tracks. Like,
Take
let's
you
go.
for a ride.
Take you for a ride,
Take
baby.
for a ride.
Mhm. That's how I know I'm getting old, man. Because whenever I think about this, I'm like, shit, dude, that'd be great to clean the house too.
Yeah, dude.
I do some dishes.
Yeah, dude.
I be doing some laundry, you know, and just bopping.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Capcom presents.
All right, so now we got our long bit of news.
Yeah.
After all this other
All the
long bit of
long bit of
news.
news.
We've got
This
long
is-
news
this
today.
news.
Speaking
day.
of Square Enix,
Yeah, seriously.
State of Square, right?
Right, state of play. I was pretty happy with this presentation. It was only about 20 minutes long. I wasn't expecting anything crazy though. So I saw, I like when I was watching it
Oh, there's
live.
one thing I'm super hyped
The
about.
chat was very unhappy.
Oh,
They were
really?
like, "Trash! This is the worst.
Well, because people
Nothing
just want
here."
Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
You know,
I
and
guess
it's so funny how critical people are about
Right.
that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want FF16. If you don't give them that, they're like, we didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, when this whole thing kicked off for me,
Yeah.
I got super hyped when they started raining dinosaurs out of the sky.
Yeah,
and I'm like, are we doing Dino Crisis?
I
And they're
know.
like, Capcom presents. I was like, we're doing Dino
Dino
Crisis.
Crisis.
Everybody
Yeah.
thought the same thing. Like,
Dude,
yay,
yeah.
Dino Crisis.
And then it's
Uh-huh.
not Dino
Instead,
Crisis.
it's like
What?
Anthem Dino
Eva-
Crisis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Evolution.
Yeah.
Kind of like
What's
a
it called?
four-player.
It's called
yeah.
Exoprimal.
Exoprimal. that's it.
Exoprimal.
Yes.
And so, but it
But
looks
it
like
could've been-
multiplayer.
But then it
Right.
had that redheaded girl in the thing.
The Dino Crisis girl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it
a
has-
girl
it
that looked
looked
like
like her.
her.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looked
It
like
looked like
her.
her.
It
I-
did look
yeah,
like
that
did
her.
look like
They
her.
did this shit on purpose.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they did it on purpose.
Well,
and
it makes me wonder if this is weird in the
like
same
a tie-in, like in the
right,
same
Yeah.
universe somehow.
right, but they didn't exactly want to make a new Dino Crisis game because Dino
Or,
Crisis
yeah.
implies that Resident Evil gameplay style,
Exactly.
right?
They might
So-
be once again gauging interest, man.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh-huh.
everybody reacts like, "Oh my god, Dino Crisis," and they're like, "They do want it."
Right,
You know?
right.
Like, okay.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'd love to play a new Dino Crisis. That'd be
I want it
awesome.
in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I do, but I mean, because Capcom didn't just sit there and
Regina.
just make a
Yeah.
make these Velociraptors and T-Rexes
Yeah,
without
man.
thinking about Dino
Yeah.
Crisis.
No.
The whole time they were
The whole
They're
time.
even silly colors like the old
Uh-huh.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they were like, I wonder how many
Or-
of these things we could put on
Or
the
if
screen.
they were making a new Dino Crisis,
Yeah.
and then the suits came down, make it multiplayer.
Yeah.
Either yeah,
Ah,
that could be the thing, or they
Ah.
could be like, okay, how many of these raptors can we put on screen at one
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, really,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then they did it, and it was like, holy
So
shit.
check this out,
Fuck
guys.
zombies.
Multiplayer Dead Rising with dinosaurs.
you know?
Shit, that's the elevator pitch for
Absolutely,
it right there.
dude. Absolutely. Look, man, it's been a while since we've seen dinosaurs. We've seen
Yeah, for
kaiju.
real. Yeah.
You know, we'll get kaiju games,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
Other than Ark,
yes.
I can't think of any dinosaur games. Oh,
Yeah.
well, actually, there's a really
Well,
cool
Jurassic
Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
the World Simulator. It's basically
Uh-huh.
like
A theme park.
Yeah, it's Jurassic Park Tycoon.
Yeah,
is
right.
what it
Uh-huh.
is.
Also,
Yeah.
like Evolution or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Is that what it is?
I think it's
Evolution.
called- yeah,
Okay, yeah.
maybe. I
It
don't
looks
know.
cool though.
Yeah.
I would not play it. I'm not a fan of those games. Like,
Right.
but it looks cool. Like
yeah.
for what
I
it
have
is.
time for them.
Right.
But, yeah, man.
I-
Bring the dinosaurs back. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. We
Why
need more
not?
dinosaurs.
You know, I feel like the last time that they were really well represented was Horizon, and then they're robot dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You
Not
can get a
actual.
dino game, Lime. You can.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
you can get a dino. You should watch this trailer, Lon.
Oh,
There's a
Tokyo
lot of
Jungle.
dinos.
There's a lot of dinos.
There are a lot of them.
Uh,
they just pour raptors
yeah,
on
dude.
your
There's
ass.
so many.
out of a portal.
They just
Uh-huh.
It's like-
open up a portal, and then it's just like, it's raining raptors.
Hallelujah.
It's raining raptors.
So next one. This is one that you have increased your hype on over
Dude,
time.
I need it.
You are
I'm super
completely
ready.
sold.
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire
Yeah.
Tokyo.
We've already seen a lot of stuff about
Yeah,
it, but you
yeah.
know the latest trailer looks fucking hot.
Yeah, they're
you
just
know?
reminding you how badass the shit looks.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
And so,
And this one's exclusive.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think it's a timed exclusive. I think it's
Okay,
exclusive
that
until
makes more
next year.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but it is. I mean, it's one of those things that hasn't really been on my radar, even though it's been in development for a long time. Hadn't really been on my radar until like maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, and they started dropping
And-
all this knowledge about it, and you're like,
Yeah.
you know,
And it's like,
this looks
oh.
way cooler than I thought.
It really, really does. Because even if it's not like the biggest game, if it's not the
Yeah.
longest, you know what I'm saying? It just looks cool. Like
It
the
does look good.
style of it is
Yeah.
so amazing.
It's made by the Evil Within developers.
Yes.
I can't think of the name of that.
yeah. What his name is Mikami.
Shinji Mikami.
yeah,
yeah.
Shinji Mikami.
That's the absolutely. Man, I can't think of the name of the studio, though. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, like
Looks good, though.
It looks
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I'll be playing that day.
You know what I haven't seen yet though? Is one of them one-legged umbrella boys.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like that's my favorite yokai ever.
Right.
With
Right.
one eye,
Right,
just
uh-huh.
bouncing.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
fuck
but
this
they're
thing.
all their enemies. They're creepy as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
You know, like those spirits that are coming like flying into
Those
your face.
those
with
agent-looking dudes that come up.
Yes,
Nah,
man.
man. Yeah, it looks good.
It looks like nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
and
with it.
it kind of reminds me a little bit of
Deus Ex.
well, sure. I was thinking of what Shadow Warrior.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. Which
Yeah.
you know, Shadow Warrior 3 recently dropped.
Right.
And it's been getting great reviews.
Right. Isn't it on
Yeah.
Game Pass?
I think it is.
Ooh,
That
have
might
to
be worth
grab
touching. Yeah.
That, yeah. I
Uh-huh.
kind of forgot I had Game Pass. It's one of those things I keep thinking about.
'Cause
Like
Elden Ring
getting
is
rid
taking
of
over
it.
your soul.
It's a whole different
Yeah,
problem.
you've forgotten that you have friends.
I don't. I have Elden Ring.
Who needs friends?
Bro, every
But I
friend that I've
have-
met, I've
Are you
killed.
grafted? Then I don't give a
Bro.
shit. Okay.
How many arms you got? Only 2? Fuck out of here.
Fuck that.
Get out of here with
I don't,
two
I don't
guys
mess
with
with
your 2
nobody
arms.
with 2 arms. Okay.
How was that the accent? I don't even understand.
I don't know. It's The Sopranos.
Yeah,
The Sopranos
okay,
is
right.
split
What
into
was-
the
what
whole
was
thing.
it?
Yeah.
The Dubberinos.
Yeah.
Double
Dubberinos.
Renos. The double Renos.
Dubberinos.
With the double Renos.
That's good.
It's like
What else we got?
So we did Stranger of Paradise
Stranger
next.
of
Right?
Paradise,
There's
yeah.
a demo out that I haven't played yet.
Yes, so this is the 3rd demo for Stranger of Paradise.
And it comes out next week?
What, the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
18th, I think?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
18th is the date, and
Yeah.
but another demo for those people who missed the first 2, you know,
Yeah.
and
That's so weird to me. The 3rd demo for this
No,
game.
I
The
think-
first
I think it's
demo was jank.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah?
Like,
hey, don't forget about us,
well,
please.
you got to remember that it's also kind of a Souls-like, right? So
Mhm.
with Elden Ring dominating right now, and then as far as open world games go, you also have Horizon over here rocking shit. You got to remind people. You know, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
we need you to not only play Elden.
Yeah.
Remember this thing too. Here, try it again.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody was loving on Stranger of
Yeah, I
Paradise.
knew you were going to say it. Limp
Yeah.
Bizkit. He said it right there again. Just to remind us, he's like, just in case you forgot, AirPods, Limp Bizkit. All right?
Yeah.
Fuck this game. That's what he said.
God. Hey, what Limp Bizkit song was it?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, what do you remember? You know what song it was?
It was
it
Behind
Keep
Blue
rolling,
Eyes.
rolling. Is that Limp Bizkit?
Well, he did a cover
Keep
Behind Blue Eyes.
rolling, rolling,
That- no,
rolling,
that's-
rolling.
Is it?
that's
Yeah,
Limp
that's
Bizkit.
Limp
That-
Bizkit.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
I know y'all be loving this right here.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to try to love someone. No, I keep going to
no.
bow with the bow.
No, that's
Kid
the-
Rock.
That other asshole.
Kid- yeah,
that's
right.
a different. That's a different asshole.
we don't care.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my God. It's all in the family.
Oh,
Oh,
that
yeah.
song
Remember that shit?
where they're just hating on each
That was
other.
Limp Bizkit and Corn.
It was.
It's
Mhm.
all in the family.
That was a song. That was indeed a song.
I think the only Limp Bizkit song I liked was that one with Method Man.
With Method Man.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that in hell. Shut
Uh-huh.
the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah. And the whole
the fuck
time he
up.
was just saying, shut the fuck up. I
Uh-huh.
thought it was interesting because I'm just like, wow, man, because that's kind of how I feel about him. Too.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
actually a pretty dope song.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
yeah,
Mythical.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
The cow.
I mean, I don't know. Limp Bizkit's a funny band because like as individuals, the musicians were great.
Oh yeah.
You know, good.
they were
Just
wildly
Fred Durst.
successful.
They were
I mean, we
wildly
can't. I
successful.
mean, that's the thing.
Absolutely,
Even
yeah.
though we may not have liked that vibe,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
people did.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, inescapable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think of that image from whatever the album is with the microphone and the dude with the.
Uh-huh.
pants.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if
Yeah.
you don't want to know it, you know it.
You know it. It's
Yeah.
burned in there.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
You can take that cookie.
Just oh damn. No man, you gotta have faith.
gotta
Like
have
that's
faith,
a
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
a-
did it
that's
all
a
for
good
the
cover.
nookie. That was them too, right?
Yeah.
Did it all for the nookie.
the-
What
that's
the nookie?
oh,
So
yeah.
you can take a cookie and shove it
stick
up your ass. I'm like,
Like,
what does that even mean?
I was embarrassed by that song when it came out. I was
Right?
like,
Yeah. You know,
what is
did it all for the
happening?
Nookie. Okay, I get that, but
Uh-huh.
what cookie? Why are we?
What are you
shoving
talking
cookies up
about,
the
man?
ass? Like,
He was high. He was just
Yeah.
high.
At the
Everybody was
time
just
they were-
high.
At
Yeah,
the
that's
time, they
true.
were saying that song was about Britney Spears
Huh?
because like they dated for like a brief minute or some shit.
was it?
What?
Huh.
What everybody
Never
was
heard that.
saying. I mean, it might
That's
have been
weird.
just tabloid bullshit, but I
Right.
heard that all
I
the time.
think Fred Durst owns a bar now, so I think he's just like a bartender. At
That sounds
this
like
bar.
a good bartender name.
Right.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst is a bartender.
Hey, I'm going to Fred
Yeah.
Durst's place. You
Yeah.
know, the
Yeah.
Durst bar.
Durst.
Bar.
You know, Durst.
It's called Durst.
Durst.
So then we saw more.
I'll see you at Durst.
Saw more on.
The most pronounced S's ever. You gotta go to Durst.
You gotta go to Durst tonight.
Okay,
Like,
so this
Well,
especially if
you
you're-
already
especially-
drunk.
I'm- exactly.
That's
I was
an
imagining.
after hours.
That's what I was
bar.
imagining. I was imagining. That's the Phil sobriety test right there.
Yeah,
you know,
you're
they
like, where'd
drive
you go?
home,
I
you
was
get pulled
in
over.
Durst.
Oh, I was at
Durst.
Durst.
Dirt.
I was at Durst. You were at where, sir? Durst. Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle.
So we
That's
have
good.
more on Forspoken.
We do.
Yeah, they're just showing off.
Yeah.
Letting you know a little bit more about
Yeah,
the story and
I'm still not sold on Forspoken. I don't think it looks bad. I'm just going like, okay, cool.
Well, they're
Yeah.
just flexing that Luminous engine.
Oh, it
and
looks
letting you know
amazing.
exactly
Yeah,
what
it
time
totally does.
is. You know, but it just looks very unique, and
Right.
that's the kind of shit. That's what, you
Mhm.
know, we talk a lot about, like playing classic games and
Yeah.
things like that. Things like that
Yeah.
don't really appeal to me so much because I
Mhm.
did have the opportunity to play
Right.
these, and I did put, you know, hours into them, like historically, and so I want to see something new. I want to
Okay.
see like
Okay.
just some really
Mhm.
creative you know, art styles and storytelling devices. Like, that's kind of what I dig. And so
Yeah.
Forspoken
Yeah.
looks like it's that thing. And then the Luminous engine itself is just a marvel.
And this is the only thing that we know about on Luminous right now.
Yeah.
They haven't shown anything else off. They showed some demos. I remember they did like
Right.
the tech demo. You remember the one
Yeah.
with that red witch?
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah,
was
that was
beautiful.
sick.
Fucking
It
beautiful.
was sick.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And but no, this is the first game that they're really using to show off Luminous like
Okay.
that. And so I mean, I don't know. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do very, very well.
Yeah, I do too.
But,
Mhm.
you know, the simple fact that they did delay it from May to October
Yeah.
is substantial. That means that there was something that was kind of off.
And the
you know?
combat system reminds me a lot of 15.
You know?
You know,
Or I wonder, like, what if they were actually just trying to get as far away from Elden Ring as possible?
that makes.
What if they were
sense.
just like,
yeah.
because I feel like everyone should,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like, okay,
Horizon
just
should have.
they're just bad about that. They just can't catch a break, man. I posted that on Twitter. People didn't like it. I
Poor
was just
Guerrilla
like,
Games.
Poor Guerrilla Games. I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
man.
y'all got to work on your timing.
Yeah.
You know, like, sorry,
Yeah.
man. It just sucks that it's that way for you. But I love you.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of
Right.
other people will be like, we'll love you later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we'll get around to loving you.
I love you when you're on sale.
Exactly. Exactly. I love you 2 years down the road when you're on
Right.
PC.
Uh-huh.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
Seriously.
and so
Mhm.
it really kind of sucks, but
Mhm.
but that is a smart move, man. It's just like, okay, well, let Elden rock, just
Yeah.
let it rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rocking, whether you like it or not.
Mhm.
Sorry, get
Mhm.
over it. You know, so yeah, but that got delayed. Then we got Gundam Evolution.
Which this looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a free to play, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's nice. You know,
FPS Gundam,
Right, right. I wonder whether we
Hero-esque
right.
shooter.
That's what I want to know
Yeah.
because they weren't really
Can we
specific
play
about
the tall
that.
geese?
Right.
Like, who do we
Can I
pick?
be Epion?
Can we be Epion?
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Can I be Death Scythe over here?
I'm not sure how this whole thing
Because I'm not a Mobile Suit Gundam fan. I don't really like Mobile Suit that much.
I like it okay.
It's
Yeah,
it's okay.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's okay.
I like it okay.
Yeah, and G Gundam's
It's not my favorite.
You know what I
mech
mean?
show,
Like, yeah,
but
yeah.
it is
I'm
kind
an
of
endless
the,
waltz kind of
Dude,
guy.
Endless
Yeah.
Waltz is so good, man. Man,
Oh,
what was the name of
shit.
that Endless Duel? Did you ever play Endless Duel on Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Fucking hell! Talk about a video game soundtrack, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, that
Absolutely.
soundtrack is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me that was one of the first I think that's the first fighter I can think of that had air dashes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder how this game will I want to say sell, but
It's
like
free to
how-
play, yeah.
Right. How receptive people will be to FPS Gundam.
I mean, it looks
I mean,
okay. It looks.
It's very grounded for a Gundam experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
you lose flight,
Mhm.
you lose space combat.
So you want it to be more like Zone of the Enders, is what you want.
Well,
some
I mean,
fucking jetting
if I'm
around.
thinking of
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Gundam, that's what I
good.
imagine.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Gundam
That's
means
what I
to
want
me.
out of Gundam.
I'm
I don't wanna
right
have
there
to
with you
duck
guys.
behind walls. all
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
weird.
I want to get up there. I want to zip.
Yeah,
I want to zip. Why can't I
Absolutely,
zip?
dude. I'm like, I'll pulverize that wall. What are you talking
Right.
about? I'm in a Gundam.
And then
I'm
the
I'm just
cluster
wondering.
bombs.
Well, one quick thing before we go to the best thing of the show, because I agree with you. But I'm wondering whether they are going to do it as hero shooter style, because they really weren't specific on this. It might not be that. It might just be gun based.
You
It might
can
be like that.
maybe you customize your own. That's a possibility.
Right.
You make your own Gundam. But I think that you kind of lose the identity of Gundam a little bit. Like people
Yeah.
want
Iconic
to play,
Gundams.
yeah,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
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 And so,
Mhm.
like, I feel
think
like
they
you
are
almost
gonna
have to
go
have
more
a character
hero.
select.
Yeah.
Yeah, a character select screen where you have like
Exactly.
8 or
Mhm.
12 Gundams
You know.
to choose from.
You have
we
like
just-
a little dialogue at the beginning. Welcome, new type.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Man,
Yeah.
we just need a new Gundam fighter is what we need.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
that'd
mean,
be cool.
that would be ideal.
They'd play like DBZ fighters,
Mm.
but it'd be fucking Gundam. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I
yeah.
know we're in the middle of the state of play and everything, but we have Arc Revo coming up on the 19th.
oh.
The 19th, and so they've already announced that we're
Yeah.
going to be seeing a lot of Arc System new releases. So, like,
Okay. Probably a
yeah.
date for DNF Duel.
we'll
and-
have a date
yeah.
for DNF Duel. We'll
Uh-huh.
probably see the last character for Guilty Gear Strive.
Okay.
And then they said that there were going to be a couple of world premieres as well. And so, and they said multiple. So we'll be getting some information on some things
New
that we didn't
Blaze
know
Blue.
about. Maybe New Blaze
New
Blue.
crossover game.
And maybe Naruto Fighters. Give me a
Oh,
Naruto
dude.
Fighters.
Arc making.
Give me
yeah.
a Naruto Fighters.
and,
God.
And just throw everybody in it.
Just throw everybody in it.
Mm-hmm.
3v3. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing as Dragon Ball.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go, dude. The tag battle fighting game.
I mean, they could apply that to so many different franchises
really
and
could.
just win.
And
you
and
know?
Capcom's not doing anything
Yeah.
with tag fighting, so they
Uh-huh.
have no direct competition there.
Man.
Their competition is themselves. And
Yeah.
So,
So okay, Scott.
So the
this
best
one's yours.
thing-
This is the best
thing of the
right.
whole presentation.
Right.
Disagree with me if you want. You're wrong, but it's you can still be wrong.
I like
It's- I'm,
Giga Bash.
I'm not gonna hate you for being wrong. But the TMNT Cowabunga collection,
Yeah.
yes,
13
13
games,
fucking games,
including the
dude.
Game Boy title, including Tournament Fighters.
Yep.
yeah,
They're
well,
gonna have
it's
online
I think
play.
it's
Yeah,
3
Turtles
versions.
in Time.
Yeah,
you got what
Back
was
to the
it?
Sewers, Fall
Yeah.
of the Foot Clan,
Uh-huh.
Tournament Fighters. There are 3 versions of Tournament Fighters.
Three-
Right.
Yeah, all 3
Manhattan
versions.
Project,
Yeah.
Manhattan
Radical
Project.
Rescue,
Uh-huh.
the arcade game.
Yes, boy.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Why?
much.
Why are
So
you no?
much.
Hold on, we'll get the Hyperstone Heist, Turtles in
Uh-huh.
Time. Here's the
Uh-huh.
problem: they're also giving us TMNT 1
Yeah.
from the NES.
Yeah,
Now,
boy.
for those of us who
Yeah.
remember
Oh,
that,
I
yeah.
remember it.
that is pain.
That's,
yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
hard ass
That is
game.
pain.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
still love
You
it.
know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
people are ready.
Uh-uh.
They're not.
They're gonna be like,
Yo-
"Oh, this is the original Ninja Turtle game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of this."
No,
I'm like,
you don't. You think other games' water levels are bad?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Oh,
hey,
those
hey,
sewers
hey,
were
for
nightmares,
a
those
little
mousers.
tip. Keep the rope.
Man.
And saved Donatello.
Till-
Yeah.
Donatello for last.
Till the
Uh-huh.
very
Used
last.
Donatello
Till the
last.
very
Right.
end.
Yes.
Man, I liked 2 on the NES. That one was pretty solid.
Yeah, it was
You know?
good.
That was a much easier game too.
It is interesting
Well, I
that
think
they're
that's when they started falling
It was
into
still hard,
the
though.
beat 'em up format.
It
that
was
they went-
it was the
what
beat 'em
they
up.
went-
Yeah,
went-
yeah.
Went
That's
forward with
mhm.
from then on out, because I mean Turtles beat 'em up just works. That
Mhm.
just makes
It
sense.
totally does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all they do. Run around
Mhm.
whooping ass,
They
right?
beat them up.
You
That's
know,
right.
and
That's
it's
what they
but it's interesting that they're choosing to release all these versions of Tournament Fighter
Right.
because the Super NES version was, I mean, the arcade version was great. Of course, you can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Super NES version was great, really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good port.
Yeah. But the
Genesis
Genesis
version,
version was not as
It
good.
was not good.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
It was not
because
good.
it's because each of them had like different characters.
Yes.
I mean, you had
Yeah.
some.
See, I didn't realize that when I was a
you had
kid.
your
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
Uh-huh.
because they didn't advertise. it.
Right,
So-
right.
They didn't
Yeah.
really advertise it. They didn't
Yeah.
Kinda
like
Clay Fighter and all this. Kind of
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're always
Clay
different across the board.
Fucking Clay
Right.
Fighter.
Yes, you can play your childhood version. Exactly.
there you go.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
that makes sense.
It's
Exactly.
so funny because
and then you can experience the other versions that you didn't
Yeah.
as a kid because you know,
Right.
Comparing
not
to
all
you
of
only
us
had
had.
one of the consoles.
Yeah,
one
that's
the
to
other
say, not
one.
all of us had all the consoles.
It's just
back
like
then.
the
yeah.
the Disney collection, right?
Yeah.
That's
You know,
exactly what I
having,
was gonna say.
like,
Yeah,
like
totally.
The Genesis version of
Uh-huh.
Aladdin or Lion King
And the
versus
Super.
Super
Yeah.
NES version.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
And you know what?
They're
If they're
different
gonna-
games.
Great.
Uh-huh.
If they're gonna
Yeah.
keep putting out like collections like this,
Yeah.
I'd rather them put all the different versions.
Give it all to
Right.
me.
Might
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Just
As
give
long
it
as
all.
as
Give
lo-
it- give
long
me
as
it
there's
all.
enough of a difference to justify another one on there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't want.
even if it's just different music.
Well, but
Honestly,
back then
okay.
there's
Honestly,
always
yeah.
back then there was always a dramatic difference.
Right,
from one to
exactly.
The,
next.
well, the
That's the
hardware
thing.
was so
You know,
different.
exactly.
They actually had to do something different.
and
Unlike
they would have
today,
separate teams
you know?
working on these. Like,
Right.
This team's working on the Genesis
Uh-huh.
port. This team is working on the Super NES port.
Mhm.
and
It's
that's how it
crazy.
went.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't do that anymore.
Oh no,
We don't do that.
No, that's too expensive, baby.
Man,
We going broke.
we're just gonna port the same thing to
yeah.
everything, and it's gonna suck on some of it.
Yeah,
That's
This
what
looks
it
cool,
is.
and I'm hyped.
Oh yeah, this is a
What
day one
else you
purchase.
got?
I don't care how much
Yeah,
it
day one
costs.
purchase-
It doesn't.
purchase.
It's
Day
it's just
one.
a yeah.
Yeah.
And online multiplayer, like we were saying.
Awesome.
So you know,
Yeah.
we'll be able to play.
Turtles
fucking-
in Time.
That's
baby.
that's exactly what I want to play. Is
Let's
Turtles in
go.
Time.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
100%.
Yeah, man.
That'll tide us over until Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
Well,
We don't know when that game's coming out. They won't tell us.
Look, man, I'm trying to
They're
be
just gonna
hopeful.
shadow
I'm trying to be
drop it.
optimistic.
They probably will.
Yeah.
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 It's
yeah,
you're like,
it's gonna
oh,
come
and
out
the
one
release
day.
date is now.
Yeah, gotcha.
Same day,
Uh-huh.
they're just gonna shadow drop it. Boom.
For real. We're all gonna pick this up and be super hype about it, and the very next day it's like, oh yeah, Shredder's Revenge is out.
Yeah, I'd buy both of them day one.
Yeah,
I would.
might as
Yeah,
well.
even if they came out the same
Yeah.
fucking day, I'd buy both of them.
Easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Especially if
man.
they gave me a lunchbox with this collection.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the lunchbox version.
imagine?
Ooh, it's got to be that cheap, shitty plastic too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, I want it.
That'd be great.
The big sticker on the front.
It's already peeling off for
Yeah,
some
that's
reason.
right, because somebody already spilled their juice on it. Okay, that's why. Yeah.
Merchandising.
but that was all I saw that I gave a fuck about. What else? Was
Really,
there?
I'm surprised. There's one more that we'll get to in
Really?
a second
There's
that
some
I'm
things.
You
surprised.
might
All right.
need to remind
Right.
me. Yeah.
We're on the
so-
way.
Gigabash. It looks like King of
King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters.
Yeah,
It's just a
like,
new King of
okay.
the Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought that it was King of the
I
Monsters.
did too.
And I was like,
That's-
you know what?
yeah.
It's a good time for that.
Right,
You know,
right.
but they're like, nah, somebody else owns that license, so we're just gonna do the gameplay style.
And I'm also fine with that
Yeah.
because King
Yeah.
of the Monsters is fun.
yeah,
It's-
right.
Yeah,
Just-
it's a good time.
right.
Yeah.
Just an arena combat fighter where you're
Yeah.
just destroying buildings while
Right.
you're beating
Mhm.
the fuck out of other kaiju. Like,
Yeah.
I'm with it.
I'm hoping that like maybe they have a little bit more interaction with the city in this one than they did in the old ones. Like
Yeah.
maybe like the army's also trying to blow you up at the same time, so you got to like fuck up some helicopters.
You want a
and-
little bit of rampage in there.
I want a little bit of rampage in
Absolutely.
there. Exactly. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm fine with this game. Looks like a good time.
Right.
Yeah. Gigabash.
Yeah, destroy
Um,
a skyscraper and like take the top of the building and like ram it through another dinosaur. or
Yeah,
whatever the
dude.
fuck, you know, like-
Start using like people as projectiles. start
Yeah, yeah.
Throwing.
You remember that
cars
when they
at
did that in
folks.
Primal Rage? Like you could actually.
Oh
eat,
yeah,
eat the
totally.
people?
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
you got
You'd
help.
said
Yeah,
that.
right,
They,
uh-huh.
they had a button just for scooping them
Scoop it
up.
up,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that was Rainbow.
Yeah, bring
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm good with Gigabash. That looks
Yeah,
fine to me.
it looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
After that we got JoJo, baby.
All Star Battle R, which
Yes.
is gonna have like 50 fucking
50
characters,
characters
in
out
Yeah.
the gate.
it. Wow.
What?
I'm hoping this is more like the 2D ones because we had like an All Star that was a little bit more of an arena,
Yeah,
and it kind of sucked.
yeah. It does.
Yeah, but
it looks more like this. It's 2D.
right,
Yeah.
right. This looks like that first 3D one that came out on like PS3.
Right.
You know, which is great because that one was great, and then after that they kind of fucked it up with the. It's the
It's
remake
a
of the
pure
PS3
remake.
version, so it is exactly that game. Good.
that's
Okay.
good.
Awesome. Okay.
I'll take it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. More JoJo's.
More JoJo. I'm so happy that people are
Mhm.
loving JoJo these days.
I know.
Now we just need some Baki fighters. I'll
Oh
take that.
shit.
They showed off Trek to Yomi again.
Yep. Trek to
And
Yomi's
so
looking good.
There we go.
Devolver. Uh huh.
Doing their shit.
Yep. Samurai game,
Uh-huh.
black and white. I do think that the
Kurosawa-style.
blood should be red. I really
I
think they
agree with
should have.
that. There'll probably
know.
be a toggle in accessibility.
Yeah.
Probably.
But other than that, I
Something
love
like
the style of this game. They have a bunch of real actors
Mm-hmm.
in it too. I can't think of any of the folks' names right now, but they got good talent instead of it just being some random folks.
Right.
You know? So that's good.
And I'm with a good side scroller game every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Just give me a good side
Yeah,
scroller. I'm with
man.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that looks fantastic.
This is the one that I'm the most excited about.
You want to, yeah, okay, fine. fine.
fucking Returnal.
Yeah, yeah. I was surprised to see it.
Dude.
I thought that it was only DLC, which, I mean, we're getting Ascension.
Mhm.
So that's going to be essentially our 3.0. But
Co-op.
called it.
Oh, you did
Called
call it.
I called
You
that
fucking
one.
called it,
I
man.
fucking called it.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God. Like, I
Yeah.
was so hype. I was
Yeah.
so hype. I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Here it is. Like, how do you make Returnal better? You
Oh,
know,
yeah, have a friend.
You have a friend.
That's what.
That's
Yeah.
all you can do.
Uh-huh.
You know, because the game's so perfect as it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so,
I mean, so we're getting a whole new area. We're getting a new gameplay mode
Getting
that's
challenge
like
mode.
challenge mode,
Yes.
and then co-op, and it's all free, and it's
Yes.
coming out the end of this month.
Yes. Boy.
Fuck.
Yeah. Dude, it comes out on my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
Happy
awesome.
birthday.
Yeah. Happy
Uh-huh.
Returnal
Yeah,
Day.
right? Dude, that's my birthday's on March 22nd, right?
Uh-huh.
Not to just I really don't care. But at the same time, for some reason that date is always like something cool. Something that I like. I don't know why.
Really?
Like, the Ninja Turtles 2 movie came out on my birthday.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And it was just like
Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the
Secret
Ooze. You know what I'm saying? And so, but there's always these weird releases.
Yeah.
And this year, it's like the 25th is when, Borderlands and
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo are coming out. And I was like, fuck, man, you're just gonna snub me?
And you got
And they're like,
that Ascension.
Returnal, baby. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Man.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
No,
can
I'm
play with
about
my
this.
friends. I can play Returnal with my friends.
Noted on calendar.
Uh-huh. Oh, we're getting down on that Returnal, baby.
Yeah, we are.
We're
Yeah.
getting down on that. If I can
Mhm.
pull you away from Elton. Yeah.
I'll be done with it by then. I'll be done
Lies.
with it. I'm close.
I don't believe you.
Well, I don't mean done.
I was about to
I
say.
don't mean. I mean.
define done, sir.
I mean, dude, when I played Sekiro, remember I told you I took that hiatus and then I had to beat Ishin?
Yeah.
I beat Ishin and then I was like, awesome, new game plus. And just started playing through it again. And so I have a feeling that no, I won't. I
No,
really won't.
you won't.
Really.
I'm
You know
I'm
he won't.
immediately going to start a new game plus
Yeah.
because I've
Uh-huh.
already fucked up some quests that I need to do.
By
and-
killing people?
Sure.
Alright,
let's-
got it.
sure.
See what
also,
happens when you just murder.
There are 4
See
endings.
how we were talking about Returnal and now we're back
to
on
Elden Ring.
Every
You
time.
mentioned
Every
it.
fucking-
You mentioned it. I didn't say shit about it.
Gotta stop
I was hype on
mentioning it.
Returnal.
You know, because
You
as soon
say
as-
the words.
You don't
It
even-
summons something out of me. Okay. Okay.
What else we got?
The
Is this
Dio
more
Field
Elden Ring?
Chronicles. Dio
yeah.
Field Chronicles, which I really thought was a new Final Fantasy Tactics game.
Yeah, it looked
I
like
really
Tactics.
thought that's what this was going to be.
Right.
And it would totally work in
It would
that.
work.
But
yeah.
it's a totally different style of
It's a
strategy.
different style. So then I was looking at it, I was like, is this a weird Valkyria Chronicles or
Right.
something? I was like, no, because it's not all steampunk. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this?
Mhm.
Dio Field Chronicles. Looks
Yeah.
good. Turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
Isometric view. Looks good.
Hey,
That's-
man.
Yeah.
That's funny. How I feel.
I'm not just addicted to Elden Ring. It's all of the From Software games.
Yeah.
Ask
Yeah,
these
it's-
fellas.
It's just Elden Ring.
They
right
know.
now,
Yeah,
you know?
it's
This
not
is just
just
my current
Yeah, that's
DOC.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what it is.
Yeah, it's just a super crack.
Right.
Like, after that, I'll smoke some normal crack.
Y'all heard about the super crack?
Super crack.
That shit just came out.
You know, but it's hype to see, like,
Oh, man, I'm waiting on that
strategy
Ultra Crack.
fans. No, we'll never get them back.
We gotta
We'll never get them
Do
back.
we have a trailer for Ultra Crack yet?
You know, it'll be Elden DLC. You
Right.
think we'll see Elden DLC? You think they'll do it?
Yeah, I do.
Think so?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. There's some spots on that map that look a little empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I think it is exciting for strategy fans. Like, this
Yeah.
is a good
Yeah,
time
yeah.
for them.
Absolutely.
Because for a long time, it was hard to put a strategy game on
Wait.
console.
It's an
Mhm.
RTS?
Yeah.
I guess I missed that in the trailer. I figured it was just a turn-based strategy game.
Yeah.
I when you say RTS, it's not like it's not
it
like
does
Command and
look
Conquer.
more-
It's
No.
hard for me to like Robbie. Maybe
it looked turn based, but
yeah,
I
it
mean,
looked like a
Turn-based, yeah.
turn-based strategy game to
Yeah.
me, not. But I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
That's fine.
well,
yeah, I
That's
mean,
fine. Still strategy
but
RPG.
still,
It
it's
is a
just
cool
nice.
strategy RPG.
I'm glad that strategy is back on the table.
Right.
That's
Right.
the thing.
Mhm.
Because for a while
Mhm.
that was just PC dominated, and that's what you got.
Oh,
if you're on
it's not
console,
okay.
then-
It's not
Okay.
turn-based. Weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
sweet.
okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
But
so
then the
A+.
Valkyrie, what is it?
Yeah, that's
Valkyrie
the one that I'm
something?
surprised you
Yeah,
don't
that
you don't
was,
care about.
Oh, no,
Valkyrie
I was
Elysium.
turned off by the aesthetic, and the
really?
fact that the English voice doesn't match the in-game.
Oh,
obviously,
now-
Japanese.
well,
Like,
yeah.
like it's a stupid little thing that
Yeah,
while I was
that's-
watching, I was
that's-
just like, "This is not look
But
like
you
my
know
jam."
what?
Wow.
Honestly, it
Okay.
made me think about Babylon's Fall.
Yeah,
And it made me think,
Okay.
like, okay, Square, where's the polish? Because
yeah,
Square's
because it
usually
does look
like
jank.
notorious for their
Yeah.
polish.
This is also the
And-
first announcement. of it.
exactly right,
Yeah.
right. So
So-
you have to be forgiving, you have to be
Right.
lenient, and you know that they did just dub it for the trailer.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
of course,
I
there's
guess.
no lip syncing right now,
Yeah.
and that will be.
I don't know. I
It,
feel
it may be added later after Babylon's Fall. Now I'm just like, I don't know.
maybe if I see something else that maybe looks cool, maybe. But
Yeah.
like, I feel like I have other games that
Did you
I
play the other Valkyrie Profile games?
no.
Okay, I see. I really
No.
think you'd like Valkyrie Profile. If I
Yeah.
was going to suggest one, I'd say you should play Lilith.
Mhm.
Lilith is a remake of the first game
Okay.
For PSP, but you could.
But I feel like
you
I
can
have other
emulate
games
that.
that could scratch this itch.
Maybe I don't know. Valkyrie Profile's got a
It's got
specific
its
thing
own
going
thing,
on. Like it
yeah.
really is its own thing, and it's something that's worth experiencing. And
Yeah,
also, it's some of that top tier fucking music again.
Oh, okay.
You got to go back to that. Yeah,
Right.
this is it Tri-Ace? Is that the Valkyrie Profile developers? Tri-Ace?
I don't know.
It's one of the smaller teams from Square. but
Yeah.
I did
yeah.
think that was an interesting way to close the state of play.
Yeah, yeah, that's a weird note, right?
Yeah. You know, and some people were really kind of hyped for it. The response.
I'm just hyped
to
that
this
there's
state
more
of play,
Valkyrie. That's
Yeah, right,
really it. It's
exactly.
like conceptually, I'm like, fuck yeah, they're continuing this series.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm probably not gonna buy it, but fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the state of
Cool.
play just felt like they were directly responding to was that Nintendo who had their last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're just kind of like, hey, we're still doing stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and but here's what we're working on.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, you know, cool, you know. All I care about is PSVR 2, so
Seriously,
Just
which I mean,
announce that for me.
but they said that shit before going into this one. They were like, "We are not talking about PSVR 2.
Right.
We are not talking about new hardware. We are not talking about this stuff."
yeah.
So I'm glad that that Sony has been doing a good job of curbing people's expectations before you
transparent,
get
man.
there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
"Look, this is focused on Japanese
Well, and
developers.
The thing is,
Mhm.
like,
This is what
if
we're
you do
going
want to
for."
compare them to like the Nintendo Directs, like Nintendo will come out and be like, "This is exactly what we're doing."
Uh-huh.
It's just nobody listens to them.
right.
And then
yeah.
they get pissed off. It's like, you told us that we were gonna. Well, you didn't actually say that, but we expected
we
it.
expected it. It was implied.
We don't listen to you, Iwata."
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you want to really, you got to point the finger at the fans at that point. It's just
Yeah.
like, nah,
Yeah.
it's y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That ain't them. They told you
Usually
exactly
is.
what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, well, let's get into our main topic after
Uh,
2.5
yeah,
hours.
after 2.5
of
hours.
news.
Jeez, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
sticking around with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Slap
thank
a follow
you so
if you
much.
haven't already.
Nightmare
So,
Alley.
getting geeked.
Getting
Getting
geeked
geeked.
To be seen.
with Del Toro.
All right, so
Boy.
this is a new movie by Guillermo del Toro,
Mhm.
an adaptation of a book that was written in the 30s,
Something like that. Mhm.
Yeah, and then there was an original movie made in the 40s.
Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know
this
about
is
that.
actually the second film.
Uh-huh.
Too geek to be seen, baby. Fucked around, got too geek.
Man, pour them like you do at the house.
Yeah, pour 'em like you do. Pour 'em like we pour 'em back at the house, baby. Hey, that's my dude, man. That's my dude.
Damn.
But so it basically just follows this guy that has a troubled past and ends up joining up with a carnival.
And we all know
Yeah,
carny shit goes down.
you know how
Carny
that
shit
goes.
happens, yeah.
He basically learns how to read people and pretend to be a seer
Psychic.
or a psychic.
Yeah, some kind of
Yeah,
psychic.
then he takes one of the people from the carnival, hits the road, and you find
Tries
out
to
what
make his
happens
own
to
act.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, tries to make his own act.
And
So-
hijinks ensue.
Hijinks.
I was gonna say, hilarity
No,
ensues.
no, it's not.
This
funny.
was
It
not a
ain't really
funny
that
film.
funny,
No, this is
man.
not.
It's not that funny.
Was anything funny? No, it wasn't funny.
I think there were a few parts here and there that
Maybe give
kinda
you a
slipped
chuckle.
under the, yeah, that
Yeah,
maybe be
I
like,
don't think you were supposed to laugh at him,
No.
though.
No.
You know?
Well, I was just laughing because they were geeked.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, I
too
was
geek
going,
to be
"It's
seen."
the geek. They call him
Yeah.
the geek.
Okay, so
The geek
since
monster
this is,
over there.
The geek monster.
Since
Yeah,
this
that
is
geek mon-
newer, do we
literally,
wanna
a
give-
geek monster?
give overall impressions and then just jump into spoilers.
I mean, because you can't really talk about this movie.
You can't without really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Rocket Raccoon's a Rolling Stone. That's what I think.
Damn. Damn. Okay.
Damn.
That's what I'm gonna say.
You know, I mean, I think that, you know, when I was first approaching the movie, you know, you can't help but whenever you see Guillermo del Toro's name,
You
Oh,
expect a
there's
certain-
a
you
there's
expect a
this
vibe, right?
there's this bar.
yeah, and you expect this vibe. You expect, you know, definitely
Mhm.
dark. You expect twisted. You expect maybe horror-esque.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even though lately he's kind of gotten away from that, it's more like suspense thriller.
Yeah.
More than
yeah.
anything else. And so going into it, you know, look, I'm just being honest about it. I really don't like carnival shit. That shit actually does frighten me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like, it's,
okay.
it's just like, you know,
Carnies
watching
fuck with you?
Carnies
Yeah.
fuck, yeah, man,
Yeah.
because those motherfuckers are crazy for real.
Yeah.
And it's real. Like this style of life, like people who live that life, it's very, very real.
Yeah.
And
This movie's reminiscent of Freaks.
yes,
In
totally.
a way,
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah.
not quite as
No,
as
I mean,
Freaks,
well,
but
the first act
The-
kind
yeah.
of is
Kind of,
but,
yeah.
but nowhere near Freaks. That's something else
No.
entirely. But I think like American Horror Story. What was that season called? It was
I
called
think it was just
Carnival.
called Carnival.
Was it called Carnival? Yeah, like it makes you think of that, and so those things are always kind of unsettling to me because I'm
Yeah.
just like I don't really clowns.
Yeah. Well, it's like no, go ahead.
You know, well, just all that to say, going into it, it's like this ain't a movie that I really want to sit down and eat dinner and watch. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
just like
oh
it's,
yeah. See, I was totally nomming.
I was too.
Well,
I was the whole
watching
time, but
this
then I have to be like, I stop eating
Ooh,
for a minute.
Cyclops baby
Then I'm
in a
just
jar.
like, God, man, it's like, well, that doesn't bother me. That part is cool, man.
Yeah.
But
I like he was like the eye follows you, like one of them.
it would have been
paintings.
Peyton's, you know what I'm saying? Enoch was his name.
Enoch,
His
yeah,
name
totally.
from the Bible.
Uh huh.
But you know, when you have things like, you know, how to create a geek, like
Yeah.
it fucks with me. You know, I'm just like, man, like that's just dark. And you think about
Pink
people who
flamingos.
manipulate-
That's what you think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And so, I mean, I don't know, man. It's
There's a lot about this.
I
yeah.
was going
Yeah.
into it expecting a thing, and yeah, well, we'll talk more about that.
So-
what about you, Scoot?
yeah.
I like it
Mhm.
overall. I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro, so it's obviously very well done. It's
Very
got
well
a
shot.
like very
Yes.
like the cinematography is great. The I think the scene transitions, all the editing is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
on a technical level, this is a great movie,
Mm-hmm.
and like story wise, it's really good. I think the problem that kind of like keeps me at arm's length from really being like, oh, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen, because again, it's very well acted, it's very well written, there's nothing wrong with it technically. There's a mood about it, and I think
There's a mood.
okay, so Guillermo del Toro has a habit of putting the a lot of his, like, he'll always have that one human character that's like representative of the man is the real monster.
Right.
Well, what if he populated an entire movie of that? Even the protagonist is a piece of shit. You
well,
know?
I think Molly
And-
is our.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Molly's
say.
Molly's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much it.
Yeah.
She's like
Yeah.
the only good person in this
Mhm.
whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, but Stan, like, typically you
Are
will.
we jumping into spoiler cast here?
well, let me-
because we
No,
should
Right.
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
because I mean it's going to be a
I
slippery
think
slope.
it's look, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8.
Wow.
I give
I
it
okay.
say like 7.
It's
Maybe
it's high for me.
6.5, maybe 7.
It's
really.
high
Oh,
for me.
okay.
The cinematography, the writing, the acting, the editing, like, carries this movie a long way. Now, would I want to go back and watch it again? Probably.
I
not.
think it had pacing issues, man. I feel like
I
the
think it was a
first
little
act-
overlong, but I also can't think of.
I think
very many
if it was
things.
half an
Yeah.
hour shorter, I would like
Yeah.
it more.
Okay.
Because like we're sitting at what, like 2 hours and 30 minutes,
2 and a
almost
half.
2:40.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying. And I feel like the first act, the first half of the movie had a different cadence, and I enjoyed that cadence.
Right.
But then the
The
second
second-
act started to drag.
It
Yeah,
drags a
totally.
little bit.
You know, and it's fine because once again it's well shot,
Right.
and it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of stayed a little over long,
too.
and I found it to all be very predictable.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
Okay.
I
to some
predicted,
degree.
the ending. I predicted that early on. I'm like, oh, here's what's about to happen. You
Yeah.
know, like we were sitting there watching the movie, and I'm just like, oh, here's what it is.
Like
And,
when Pete was reading him.
when Pete was reading them, and when how every time they talked about the future, there's like, man, your future's fucked up. bro."
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
And then when Willem Dafoe was explaining, that whole premise to him,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there it is. Because
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why does this dude have such trust in this guy
Yeah.
enough to tell him like all of these secrets? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
weird in that way. So
Yeah.
once that happened, I was just like, huh. But can't really say much more until we cross the line.
Yeah.
Well,
Phil,
so
what do you think?
I didn't really like this movie.
You didn't?
No,
No.
I just straight up just didn't really like it. Like,
Yeah.
I think you're right on the technical side. There's a lot going for it,
Right.
And in my case, it wasn't just Guillermo del Toro. It's this fucking cast list.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go
Cast
through
is
this,
killer.
dude.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper, Kate
Yes,
Blanchett,
killing it.
Willem Dafoe,
Killing
Tony
it.
Collette, Ron Perlman.
Let's go, dude.
Come on,
Every
dude.
time.
Both of the
What did he
parents.
say? He said, "I got 5 pounds of meat and bone."
Yeah.
that big ham hand. I'm gonna hit you with my ham hands.
man.
Okay.
5
Yeah.
pounds.
Talk about somebody all he's got is fists.
Right.
All he's got is fists.
Dude.
Fuck, dude. But yeah, Mary Steenburgen, Richard Jenkins, which, by the way, those are both the parents from Step Brothers. So I
Yeah.
thought that was funny. Both
is
of them
funny.
were in the movie. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, but anyway, and Tim Blake Nelson. I love that guy. And
Came in at the end.
Clifton Collins Jr. That's another
Yeah.
guy that I fucking love that was in this. You know, like
I mean, just an amazing cast.
amazing
It is,
cast.
yeah.
So I was already going
It's
into this
very
and being
well
like, this.
acted.
It-
I mean,
right.
The movie as a whole, it definitely does draw you into the actual environment, the place. Like you
Yeah.
you feel like these characters are believable,
Mhm.
you know. But even with all of that,
Right.
it's-
Yeah, and I think you're right. It has a vibe. It has a whole bunch of style to it. It's very much has this like that like the carny portion at the beginning. Like I said, is more like Freaks. It's like that kind of feeling. The second half of it's
well,
way
it
more.
seems like it's gonna be, and then it doesn't end up being.
It
that
doesn't
way.
end up being that
Yeah.
way.
Right.
It goes in a different direction. Then it
Yeah.
becomes this like Art Deco,
Mhm.
Great
You go
Gatsby.
from
Great Gatsby,
Freak Show is the name of American Horror
then-
Story.
Ayn Rand.
You go from
like,
American Horror Story Freak Show
right.
to American Horror Story Hotel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It takes
there
you
you
from
go.
there to there.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
I think Kate Blanchett was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Oh,
though.
absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
I really liked
Absolutely.
her character and everything.
Mhm.
I
Like, I can tell you ain't no good.
right, yeah, we all knew he wasn't any good.
You wasn't
Uh-huh.
What you talking
Yeah,
about?
You knew it from the
Like,
very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we jumping into spoilers?
Well, yeah. So for anybody who wants to watch this movie, definitely, I mean, check it out. It's
Yeah,
not a,
it's worth
not a
a
bad
watch.
what
movie.
you what
And
you should
even-
do is put our podcast on mute, so
Well,
I can
yeah.
continue to.
Well,
watch.
no, you actually don't want that because in order to count as a viewer,
Yeah,
they
it
actually
has
have
to-
to have a little bit of audio on.
So come
Whoa,
back.
really?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No,
No.
not at all. No, that's
They
how it
did
works.
that shit
Yeah,
to
That's
you.
how it works. You can
Oh,
have
wow.
it on like 1, and it'll still
Wow.
count.
Okay. Put it on 1 if you don't want to hear what we gotta say.
Yeah. Even though I don't think Guillermo del Toro movies generally. It's not like M. Night Shyamalan, right? Where you watch
Right.
them for the twist and whatever.
No.
Like you
they're-
kind of watch them for the atmosphere,
Right,
Yeah.
and the
You know?
atmosphere's there.
and and it's undeniable.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
even if you know what to expect, I still feel like if you enjoy that thing, you're still gonna enjoy that thing.
Right.
The fact of the matter is Guillermo del Toro is one of our best filmmakers
Yes,
right
he's
now.
one of
and
our
if
favorites.
if he's gonna put his hands on anything, it's
Mhm.
probably gonna turn into some form of gold.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know,
even if
So.
it's this would be
maybe it's
is
a very
it gold
depressing
tinged excrement.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
gold
really?
excrement. That's an item
That
in Elden
bad?
Ring. You had to bring it up. I'm not going to talk about it. What do you think about
I
that?
had to do
I'm
it.
gonna stop
I
talking.
wanted to see if you were gonna
I'm
pick
not
up that
even
turd. I was gonna see if you were gonna pick it up.
I did. I put it right in my backpack. I'm sure there's somebody that wants it. Maybe the dung eater.
You know. So
Yeah.
spoiler
No,
cast.
so-
Let's rock.
Dan, at the beginning, you just see him like burying a body,
Mm-hmm.
and then he sets body on fire, and
Runs
sets-
off and joins the
and
circus.
runs
Yeah.
off and
Joins the carnival.
Like
joins
you
the
do.
like you do. Like you do.
That's it's a logical.
I
path.
do really like that transition when it's like he's on the bus and it looks
Mhm.
like he kind of falls asleep, but it's like the background kind of changes to where it's just
Yeah.
like, is he going into like
Mhm.
a dreamscape?
Mhm.
You know, I do really like that
Oh yeah.
transition.
Mhm.
Like,
And they do a lot of those vignette transitions.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Makes it look like an old movie.
Mhm.
Super cool.
Absolutely, it's great. But yeah, then he just kind of stumbles across this carnival, and then Willem Dafoe like just kind of sees him wandering around, and it's just like, I need somebody to help me pull down all these tents, because apparently like what is it? Are they just moving, or
Yeah,
is that
they're
when
just
the cops
moving.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They're
it's
just
just
moving
the
at
way
that point.
the
They're just
circus
moving.
goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but he's basically just an extra hand.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
he's like,
Uh-huh.
hey, put that guy to work because clearly he has nowhere to go.
Yep.
and that's how you build up your crew of a
Yeah.
carnival. It's like
Oh, that's what it was. He stumbled into the geek show and didn't pay.
he didn't pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
He was
I
like, he was
remember
like, I'm gonna
you.
get and then he taxed him for it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like, and I also took that quarter out for the show.
It's like,
Right.
Oh, and by the way,
Right.
sell me that radio.
Yeah,
Just
because
carrying
it's
a
like
radio
he's carrying a
around.
radio
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
and he stumbles upon the carnival, and he's looking at all these different acts, and one of their acts is their geek,
Yeah.
right? Who basically is a person that
He's geeked out of his
is-
mind.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like
Uh-huh.
I mean, without moving too far.
I mean, it's
and
fucked
too
up 'cause
fast.
as soon as you see the geek, you're like, oh, that's just a crackhead.
Well, right. But
He's
it's
just-
also they kind of play it off like he's just this animalistic human, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're like feeding him like a live chicken, and he bites
Yeah.
into the live chicken, and it's just like, here's our own primate, whatever the fuck. And
Yeah.
this is how
Yeah.
he lives.
The
And
missing
it's a
link.
spectacle,
or,
right?
yeah,
You
kind
know,
of thing.
and it's a spectacle for people because it's terrifying, right?
Yeah.
Because clearly it's a man, but he's larger than most, and
Right.
eating live chickens,
Uh-huh.
and Bradley Cooper sees that, and he's just like, "Fuck this, man, get the fuck out of here,"
Yep.
and leaves. But foreshadowing,
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Mhm.
but it is interesting because after Willem Dafoe does invite him on board with the crew, he starts trying to learn from this guy named Pete and
Yep.
learn about how to read people and how to be a medium of sorts.
What was that guy's name that had that shitty show that he'd talk to the dead and he like you don't know who I'm
Are
talking
you talking
about?
about like within the movie? Or?
No.
No.
This was an actual television show, like maybe in
I
the
think it was
early
just called The
2000s.
Medium.
Was it The Medium? Is
I
that what the
think,
guy was
right?
called?
Oh shit! I forgot about that game, The Medium. I need to play that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we should totally get on The Medium. You're right.
Yeah, I think it's on Game Pass.
Oh, whoa, really?
Mhm.
Oh shit. But no, it was just this fucking show where people would come on and then he would do
Talking about Miss
exactly.
Cleo.
Exactly that,
No, not
yeah.
Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo is awesome. Plus, you
Coleman,
could talk to her about dating advice. This
right.
dude wasn't going to tell you shit about that.
That's right.
No, man, this I wish I could remember this fucking. They made fun of him on South Park a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But he'd be in like a little auditorium and it'd be like a kind of like tiered seating,
there
and he'd
anybody
start doing
here
that.
that
Yeah, he would
had
do
a
exactly that
sister?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd do exactly that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
I'm
vague.
feeling
Yeah.
blue. Is it blue? Is there
Right.
a like? Did you have anything blue in your
Yeah.
entire life?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like
Like, oh my God, my father's underwear.
Ah,
It's like,
that's
"All right,
it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's what I saw.
Uh-huh. And they had
he's
the-
in the room. He's with us now.
And
he's
he-
like, yes, he's sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
Oh, your grandfather.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that's literally like there was a trick to how Pete was reading people and learning things about them, even though they kind of hinted that he actually did have talent.
A clairvoyance.
Yeah, clairvoyance.
Totally.
Yes,
kind
they,
of.
They hinted
Well,
at that.
Well,
Yeah.
I like how he explains it. It's just like you do this for long enough, and if you're good at it enough, eventually you have to watch out because
You'll believe it.
You might actually start believing your own lie.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh huh.
foreshadow.
Yeah, he said he calls it getting
isn't this
shut
just
eye.
foreshadow the movie?
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much,
He's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you'll get shut eye. He's like,
You'll
if
get
you get
shut-
shut eye, then there's no coming back. It's
Yeah.
like you're gonna believe your own lie, and then people are gonna get hurt, and then you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
And
I like that idea of shut eye. This being a magical term. Blindness being the status effect to stop magic. Like this
Right.
whole little circle we got going on
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah, it's
kind of a
very
cool idea,
mystical.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
You
very
don't want that
mystical.
shut eye. Like I don't.
So, but Pete's also a bit of an alcoholic,
Mhm.
and so you end up in a situation where Bradley Cooper is hanging out with Willem Dafoe. For some reason, Willem Dafoe is taking a shine to him. Maybe it's because he's handsome. Maybe it's
Well-
because he's made from the same stuff. Kind of, he's a hustler. He's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
and I think that there is a good couple of time skips before he really starts you actually start seeing him take a shine do it.
Yeah, but they
Right.
don't
So
make
you
that
don't know how-
obvious.
they don't make it
that
obvious.
No, they don't.
No,
Yeah,
it's
they
not.
don't,
But
because
this
all of
isn't
a
like
sudden-
consecutive days. I
No.
mean, this could have taken a year,
Right.
several months, a year, 2 years.
But it also could have just been a couple of weeks.
It could have
Like
been a
we
couple-
have
yeah,
we have no
exactly.
idea.
No frame of reference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you go from him, burying that body to showing up and starting to work
Mhm.
to all of a sudden Willem Dafoe's just like he's like, how do you get a guy to turn geek? and he tells them exactly how to do it,
Yeah.
right? You know, like by taking someone who is very, very addicted, somebody who drinks like 2 bottles a day, somebody who may have come back from the war, you know, they're addicted to opiates, they're addicted to alcohol.
And then he was
you
talking
give
about
them
putting a little bit of
a little
opiate
bit
tincture.
of opiate tincture in their alcohol.
And they
so
think it's
whenever
the best.
And you just keep giving them that, and then you tell
Damn,
them like, hey,
dude.
I got a temporary job for you.
Mhm.
You know, it won't be long, but, you know, just a temporary job, and
Yeah.
you keep feeding them, keep giving them the booze and the tincture. Then after a while, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to need a permanent geek. You know,
And you're just
then
not a
that
good
person-
geek. You're
not
not
a
good
good
enough.
geek. He's like, what's
Yeah.
wrong with me? It's just
Yeah.
like, well, you know, I need a real geek.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they're willing to be a real geek. And even the geek him itself that they have, you know, Bradley Cooper would overhear it talking to himself,
Yeah.
and he's like talking to himself like,
He's-
hey, this is not really
this
me.
Is not me.
This is not
Yeah.
me. This is not me.
Mhm.
And he goes over, shares a cigarette with him, and it's like, oh wow, that's just a fucking dude,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know. And that's probably the most terrifying part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I saw that immediately.
Oh
You-
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that might be my biggest issue with the movie is like you were saying, it's predictable.
Yeah,
So
the second
every
they had
step
that
of the way
scene,
that
I
they
was
show
like, oh,
everything, I'm
here we
like,
go.
oh yeah, just this, and it's
And-
interesting,
And
but
I
it
was
just
about to say, and I get that about, but like we said, it's just like you don't really come to Guillermo del Toro movies to be to watch it twist. For
well, sure,
Well,
but
you
this
don't want
movie
it revealed
feels
at the beginning,
right?
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
Like think about the orphanage, right? Like the
True.
whole ride through the
Yeah.
orphanage, you're just like, this is just a fucked up story,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know? And that's usually what you
Or you ever
get.
seen
Yeah.
Crimson Peak?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
absolutely.
another one where like you're not quite sure, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh,
Oh
shit.
shit!
Okay.
That's what we're doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But this was, I feel like you're kind of spoon fed a bit,
Mhm.
which is odd for a Guillermo del Toro movie.
That makes me wonder if, because this is a remake, you
Mhm.
know, I've not seen the original. Potentially, that's a stylistic choice from Del Toro to try to keep the
Well-
nature of the original film intact.
Well, but the difference here, okay, well, let's they changed the ending. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
in
Okay.
the original film, okay, we'll work.
We'll
our
get
way
to
there.
that. Yeah,
We'll get
yeah,
there. So Bradley Cooper ends up
Mhm.
meeting Shocky Girl.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Molly.
saying? Molly. And he's, I mean, of course, she's the cutest girl there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he falls
Isn't
in love with
isn't
her.
like
Falls
the
in
first
like.
line that he says to her? Because there's a long stretch of time towards the beginning where Bradley Cooper doesn't say a goddamn word.
Right, but then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's very talkative
yeah,
and
yeah,
calm,
yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
very well put together. It was odd to me. He was like so
That's
broken in
right.
the beginning, and then all of a sudden he's just like running around. All
I felt like he was
happy.
inconsistent throughout the film.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, they changed him. It's like from the very beginning, and then he changes again when he's at the carnival and woos Molly.
And
Yeah.
then he's
And-
different again later when he becomes kind of,
Mhm.
super egotistical.
So, yeah,
and-
so he convinces Molly that he has like a better idea for her act. Her act
Right.
is that she
Mhm.
takes like, you know, volts of electricity
Mhm.
and, you know, she just takes that shit. Like
Yep.
she actually does that.
He's got some Tesla coils,
Uh-huh.
touches on them.
and just gets zapped, boy.
Because, of course,
And-
nobody seems to understand. Well, I guess the time, but,
Right.
you know, nobody realizes that that shit doesn't actually hurt you.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
she indicates that it did at first.
At a,
you know.
yeah, to a
Yeah.
certain degree.
really?
certain
'Cause I thought that was
degree.
all just playing it up for the show.
Well,
Well-
no. You remember she had a conversation with him, and she was like, "Do you know how I was able to withstand all that electricity?" She's like, "At first, you know, it kind of hurt,
yeah.
and then I would just let it
Yeah.
happen. But I always have a feeling in my gut when it was too much and I had enough."
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah.
"I've had enough," and she told him that.
Yeah.
So he convinces Molly to change her act.
Yeah.
He's like, change it to an electric chair, and then we're gonna have this
Yeah.
short guy over here, this little guy, and he's gonna throw the switch, and he's gonna shock everybody, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god," you know, and because everybody likes to
Yeah.
show.
And he
Yeah.
made
And-
all this shit.
There's one
Yeah,
of the,
he made it. He
yeah.
made this little pinwheel.
That-
yeah,
that's
yeah,
circulated
that's
there's
so
behind
one
good.
of the
it.
funny
That's
parts.
so good.
It's
Yes.
like, what's the pinwheel for?
Oh,
no, that's bullshit.
He's like,
It
it
doesn't do anything.
doesn't do
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But then they get raided by the cops.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my god, if they see the geek, we're over." You
He's
We're
like, hide the
through.
geek.
You know,
He
hide
starts
the geek.
Putting
you know.
the banners down and everything.
Uh-huh.
He's like, no, this
Yeah,
is
but
just
Bradley
animals in
Cooper
here.
is just like he starts pulling that reader shit
Yeah.
on the sheriff.
on the
Yeah.
sheriff.
Yeah, and he does a great job doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, "Oh my god, you know, well the pinwheel is still spinning. Like that electricity has to go somewhere. She's our conduit, you know."
Yeah.
Like, and so they throw the switch.
Yeah.
And so it's like the show is on,
Uh-huh.
even
Yeah.
though they're getting raided by the cops.
Yeah.
You know,
And all the
so-
cops are like, oh, she's getting
shocked. You know, like, it was.
It's
I mean,
fucking-
that
that
was
shit's
probably
good.
the most
Yeah.
brilliant scene
Right.
out of the whole
Yeah.
movie. You know, it
But
was so good.
I got to contrast that by saying, where the fuck did he build this chair?
Oh, dude, where the fuck did he get these materials?
Like all of
Like,
that shit doesn't
even
make any
that one
sense.
guy
Like just
that
all of a
I
sudden
went
he's like,
around,
look at
this
this
guy-
finely
I saw it, I
crafted
was like,
thing
so
that
he's
no
an
one knew
engineer
about.
now.
Yeah.
And then the little guy was just like, oh, so you're an engineer now?
He's like, I'm
And
not
like,
wearing the hood.
What the fuck? I love him. I love him. He's one of the best characters.
He
in
was
the movie.
awesome.
He's so good. He's so
Uh-huh.
good. But
Him
yeah,
and
so
Ron
he
Perlman, yeah.
he convinced Abso-fucking well,
Yeah.
they're a tag team duo,
They're
right?
tag
Yeah.
team, man.
They're tag team. And so so the cops, they back off and they
Yeah.
tell him, it's just, you're gonna have to shut it down eventually. But that leads him to believe that he could do a better job on his
He's ready
own.
for the big time.
He's ready for the big time. He convinces Molly, hey, we're
Come with-
leaving.
Run away with me.
Run away with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that Willem Dafoe was just like, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Everybody was just like, okay. Ron Perlman, of course, was just like,
Well, I mean, that's,
wait, no,
that's
you
got to
heard
be the life
But
too.
we
you know?
also
Yeah.
skipped over.
what, just
part
being
of
able to
the life.
leave whenever you
I
want?
mean, not, obviously not everybody, but
right.
I mean,
that's never really been the thing because basically what he's doing is stealing an act from this dude.
Yeah,
like,
that wouldn't have gone.
He's the ringleader.
Nah.
That wouldn't have gone.
He would have
as-
shot his
True.
ass.
Yeah, they would have
Yeah.
been like, okay, Perlman, do your work.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I'm
Put the
saying?
hams on him.
Put them hams on him. 5 pounds, baby. Like that's how that would have gone down. But it was so easy for them to just be like, okay, well, we're moving on, and they just
Well, so
left.
here's one that's weird. That's again, it's one of those setups that was obvious as hell when it happened. So what the fuck is up with the wood alcohol?
well, he had that on deck. Yeah, like why?
In the same bottles, and it's the same color as the
But just-
real
no,
it's a
alcohol.
different color
the
because the
crates
real-
are different colors.
the real
I don't think
the
it
real
was a
alcohol
different
was
color.
in blue.
No, dude.
And then the
Well, the
other
crates
No, the
would-
crates.
the crates
The
were different
crates.
colors.
I'm not talking about the
Exactly.
crates. I'm talking about the fucking bottle itself.
Oh,
he had
yeah.
the same bottle with the same colored fluid that looks exactly the same, and they're sitting right next to
and
each
one
other.
is deadly poison,
And then the other
and
one's some
one
shit
is
that-
the real shit.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
Why? And when he said, when Pete was all like, oh, well, why don't you go grab me
Grab
one?
me
And
some
he's
of that
like,
sugar.
He's like, you just need to go to sleep. And he's like, whoa, well, come on,
I
I
need
need
an
incentive.
I need incentive.
I like that. Like immediately right there, I'm like, oh, well, he's gonna get the poison and kill him.
Like
Without question,
It was
especially
done
because
at
he
the
was
time.
just checking out the book.
Right.
Well, like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That didn't make any fucking
yeah, because
sense
it's
to
like
me.
okay, the whole thing is why does the wood alcohol exist? In the
Why
first
you got
place?
the wood alcohol?
Why is
What are
it
you doing
there?
with that?
Yeah.
He's that's how he pickles the fetuses.
Like, come on.
Is that real or is that did he say that
Yeah,
somewhere?
that's what he said. He's like,
No,
this
no,
is
he's
the-
right.
think
That
he-
is what he
this is
said.
what
He said
what
he
I
pickles
use
the
to pickle
fetuses. Yeah,
the
you're right.
fetuses, and this is the real
So let me
alcohol.
keep them in the same
Yes.
pint bottles as the drinkable stuff, right
man.
next to the drinkable stuff.
Dude,
Yeah.
you got to use.
Hope
what
you're
you-
not colorblind.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
pick
Look,
from
man, you
the
got to use
box.
what they had to use what they had, man. There wasn't
like,
that much stuff.
He
that was
has,
there.
he
stupid
has,
as fuck,
so
man.
he has jars to pickle these fucking things in,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have another. Like, I don't know, man.
You don't
I
have another
I don't
crate
buy
closer
it.
to those
I just
jars.
don't buy it. I don't buy it.
You know?
Why don't you put a label on that shit that says "Do not drink"?
Oh,
fucking,
that-
you know.
Like I get what you're saying, but it does feel like nitpicking. Honestly,
That's a big plot
I
point
think
that
it's
doesn't
a
make
plot
any sense.
No, I
it
agree.
doesn't make any
I agree
fucking
wholeheartedly
sense.
because
Yeah.
I was saying the same thing when I was watching it. I was like,
Yeah.
there's really no reason to have those two things right next to each other unless you're trying to deter some of the alkies that you have on premise
That's probably
from
what
going
it
to get the
was.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they don't know the system, so they don't know what's
So
real
why is he
and
telling
what's
Bradley
poison.
Cooper like
That,
day one?
Once again, goes back to everything I was saying. It doesn't make any sense why he all of a sudden just invited him to the inside, the
Yeah.
inner circle, and started telling him all of his secrets.
Uh-huh.
Now, after Bradley Cooper deterred the cops, then I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, now's a good time to buddy up with this guy because he just saved your ass. But he was telling him stuff like way before that.
Way before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Way
way
before
before
it.
he'd
And
actually
it's just
gained his
like-
confidence.
Yeah.
Like these to me are big plot holes that lessened my enjoyment of the film.
Yeah.
I got you.
You know?
I agree wholeheartedly.
So I'm not trying to I don't think it's nitpicking. I think it's a pretty obvious like caveat here. You know?
But then
And it
it's
just
like,
kinda
then it comes down
cascades.
to.
You know what?
So
And then
it
it kind of cascades after
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But then it comes down to, the question at that point in time of did Bradley Cooper kill Pete intentionally
Yes.
or
Yes.
accidentally?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's what it ends up being.
But
You
I
know,
mean,
but even at the
he's checking
time-
out his book while he's asleep, and then he goes
Uh-huh.
to get him some poison, like directly at, like
Yeah.
it's fucking.
Yeah.
He's like,
and then he's dead the next scene. I'm like, well, could have seen that
It's
coming.
not like
Right,
he-
Where's the
exactly.
book now?
It's not like he
Well-
made a mistake. Willem
He
Dafoe
didn't make
had
a mistake.
told him.
He knew exactly
Yeah.
which one was
well,
the
he
right.
didn't look at the book. He looked at the book after he came back with the poison. And so, because I mean, before that, Pete had shown him the book and asked him to look through it.
You're
and
right.
Then he
it
looked
was
through
when
it.
he came back and
came
he was
back
asleep
and Pete was
because
already
he
asleep, but he
put
was
the bottle
pretending
right
to be
next to him.
asleep.
Right.
He wasn't actually asleep.
Right.
And so he comes over, tries to look at the
You're
book.
right.
Then all of a sudden, Pete doesn't want him to see the book anymore. And it's
even
like,
though he already showed him the
you
fucking
already showed
book.
him the fucking book, Pete. So like once again, there's these like inconsistencies. Now the argument can be made that he didn't want him to see the book because he knew that he wasn't ready for that level of information.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he would use it for evil. You know, because he's not a good man. You know what I'm saying? He's not a good dude.
No, he's a piece of
you
shit.
know? Yeah, totally. Right.
He's a bastard from moment one.
And
Yes,
then,
yes.
but then it seems like after that, then he, kills Pete. So I mean, so
Bye-bye,
he
Pete.
was
Bye-bye,
planning to get
Pete.
that book, I guess, the whole time.
You killed Pete.
He killed Pete, and then even
we thought you was a toad.
Pete's little his partner in crime,
Yeah.
his little what was her name in the? You remember what her name?
don't
was?
remember. It's
Zelda.
Yeah,
Zelda?
you're almost there.
Was it? No.
Zella? Zila?
It was like
wasn't Zelda.
Xena.
It
I think it was
Xena?
Xena. I think
Probably
it was
Xena.
Zeena.
Yeah.
I think it was Xena. What's her
Xena?
name?
Mhm.
It was Xena. And but she was like even telling Bradley Cooper like about the book. He was like, "Do you want the book back?" And she was like, "No, it's yours. You
Yeah.
earned it."
Yeah.
You know. And when she said that, it's like, okay, so she suspects that he killed Pete,
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
because
more than likely,
they
yeah.
thought that he pitied Pete. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Right.
and so and,
And
she
she
did.
was over Pete.
She was always She was like, he makes me so sad.
right.
You know, so she
Mhm.
kind of planted those seeds in a way. But then they just up and left and started their own show.
Yeah.
Started booking gigs.
And
That's
it
right.
the big
feels
time.
like it's like a different movie at
yes,
this point.
that's
yeah.
when the movie changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it has a complete midpoint and then sections into this other thing. And then that's
Mhm.
when you get to meet Kate Blanchett's character.
Yes.
Right.
Right. And he meets her at the show that they're performing.
performing.
Yeah,
show.
she
Right.
tries to trip him up.
Right, because
Yeah.
she first off, Molly misses a cue
Right.
in the show.
He
And
calls her out.
Right,
He's like, "You
dude,
messed up."
he straight up walks like you missed a cue.
Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? You better be glad I'm bad.
Right,
You know?
I'm bad. Yeah, I'm bad.
Uh-huh.
Go freeze on
You
my
ain't
chain.
bad. Nothing. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing.
But so
shit.
she brings up a little gold purse, and they're trying to figure
She
out.
calls him out. She's like, I think that he's using cues
Right.
from his assistant.
Right, and so
to-
she starts, and he's like, "No, let me talk directly to
you don't-
him.
exactly.
You be
Uh-huh.
quiet." And then she's communicating with Bradley, and he totally does it. He kills it.
He
You
takes
know?
off
yeah.
his blindfold and he's just like, no. She's like, "What's in my gold bag?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "It's a small pistol with a pearl handle."
Mhm.
Right.
Like,
Nickel
what?
plated.
Nickel plated.
Nickel-plated.
Mhm.
You know? And she's just like, "Damn!" Pulls the
She
gun
Pulls
out.
it out.
Yeah.
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 And
so
she looks mad.
yeah, she was very upset about that
Yeah.
because she was
Yeah.
actually hired by a judge
Yeah.
to see if this guy was worth a damn or not,
Mhm.
because he, of course, had lost a loved one
Mhm.
and wanted to try to communicate with the dead.
Yeah.
And so here's where the shut-eye starts to sink in, right?
Yeah. Because he
Yeah.
believes his own bullshit at this point.
Uh-huh.
Because I mean, that's the ultimate moral of the
'Cause
story.
he'll-
Don't believe your own bullshit.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Well,
It's
well,
not about not
because
being a bad
Unless you
person.
end up being
After
too geek to
the-
be seen.
After that happens in the show, like the judge immediately approaches him and
Mm-hmm.
actually like offers him money to come and like,
Mhm.
medium
Do a
up his
private,
dead,
do a private reading.
do a private reading and try to conjure up his dead daughter, or
Mhm.
was it a daughter or son?
I think it was a son.
Do a
Anyway,
seance.
and at first he's like, no, I can't do that.
Right.
But then he
Because that was always rule number one,
That
is
was
that you
always
don't
rule
do the
number
spook
one.
show.
No, no,
Never
no.
do the spook
Never
show.
do the spook show.
Yeah.
But then he hears about that money, and then he's like,
Ooh, spook
Ooh,
show.
Spook show sounds good. I can do a spook show
Just
one
do it
time.
once.
Just one time. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that that gets him wrapped
Fucking
up
got too
with
geek.
Yep.
that gets him wrapped up with Kate Blanchett. 'Cause she ends up being a psychiatrist, so she starts going to see her to try to get information on
Right,
the
because she's a
family,
psychiatrist
which is-
for like a lot of the most powerful players
yeah,
in that
absolutely.
town.
Yeah, and and knows their deepest, darkest.
Yeah,
secrets
because she
and shit.
records everything in a
Yeah.
very dramatic way. That recorder just comes out and is super dramatic. She
Click.
switch under the table.
Yeah,
she
it's
goes
got a
click and
little
everything
button
goes.
under the table. Yep.
Yeah,
and so
dude.
it starts rolling,
Like,
and it's like
Do you
that's
think she'd
ominous
cough
as
at the
fuck.
same
Yeah,
time and be like,
You know,
no,
do you know what it
nothing
reminded
happened.
me of? It reminded me a lot of like all the scenes with her made me think of the Dark Pictures anthology.
Yeah.
You know how it would
Oh.
cut to the Shrink.
Totally.
Yeah, it made me
Uh-huh.
think of that, you know,
That's
and I'm just
funny.
like,
Yeah.
okay, and it was kind of the same way where
Yeah.
each subsequent time that you went to her office, it was just like a little darker, a
Yeah.
little darker, a
Uh-huh.
little just,
Yeah.
yeah, man. And so,
Yeah.
anyway, what
Building
happened
mood
next?
through lighting.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It was like, again, the technical aspects of this
Great.
movie
Great. Undeniable.
on fucking
Absolutely.
point.
Yeah.
I agree with you on
And the
that.
interactions between those two characters was like, you know, really kind of, and it's mostly because of Blanchett and her presentation of that character.
That's right.
Because
Well, because she knows how to hold back enough information.
Uh
Right?
huh. Yeah, she's always like, you know, she has that kind of all knowing, like, I know exactly what you're up to,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm all about it.
She
you
hit that
know?
Galadriel again.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
what she did.
absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she's just, I mean, when she wants to
Son
look
of a Dark
terrifying,
Lord, you would have a
that's
queen.
that could be a
Oh, yeah.
scary looking woman, man.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
Yeah,
she,
seriously.
intimidating.
Uh-huh.
You know, and so she basically just takes him for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, okay, well, I'll help you. I'll help you get in on this judge. You know, give you this information, and then of course the judge is so satisfied with Bradley Cooper's reading that he ends up referring him to this other guy named Grindel.
Yeah.
Which that name, once I saw
Come to-
Grindel, I'm like, God damn it, really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, Grindel, he's a dangerous man. Grindel. You
Yeah,
know,
Grindel
but
and
it's,
Enoch.
the judge's wife is Ally McBeal,
yeah.
and she is real upset
Oh, yeah.
What's
about
that?
the son. Yeah,
That was Callista Flockhart?
pretty sure looked like her.
What? I didn't notice that.
Looked like her.
I don't know. I don't see her.
But yeah, she was not pleased.
She was well. It's not that she wasn't pleased. That she was she was distraught about losing her son,
Right.
and had been that way for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
So then, after meeting him,
Mhm.
she's and him being like, "Yeah, you guys will be reunited with your son one day."
Uh-huh.
She decides to take that shit into her own hands.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
'Cause she's
know.
like, well, that's that.
If
That's what he told
the
me.
case,
we were gonna be
if
reunited.
I can be reunited with my son, well, me and you, hubby, we're going right now.
Well, that-
bang bang.
Yeah. Well, that happened a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because okay, at what point are we at now? He just meets Kate Blanchett.
He
Yeah.
meets
And
meets
then-
Grindel.
Yeah, meets Grindel, and Grindel wants him to communicate with his ex-wife, you know, who died, and we don't quite know how she died.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Mhm.
and so he wants to communicate with her, and he does. He tries to attach Bradley Cooper to a lie detector test, and he completely spins that shit on him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
That was cool. I like that part.
That was a good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like all of a sudden, instead of like, you know, like the what do they call those machines, lie detector machines, something with graph,
Phonograph?
no,
No.
not so much. Anyway, the lie detector machine.
There you
Once
go.
it starts detecting that he's lying, when they start asking him questions,
Yeah.
what he starts to do instead is giving a reading.
Yeah.
And he had already gotten so sorry. He had already gotten information from Blanchett beforehand, and starts giving Grindel information on him and his, you know, his previous wife and all this kind of stuff. And Grindel's like, how the fuck could he have known any of that? Y'all picked him up straight from the club. This is crazy, because he doesn't know about Blanchett's involvement.
Right.
And so then he ends up wanting him to do a private reading for him as well,
Right.
and conjure his wife. Now, Bradley Cooper tries to spin it and be like, well, you know, you'll never see her because you're not pure enough. You know what I'm saying? You don't pray enough. You know, you're still doing bad things all the time.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, you know, he's like, you think that money can buy everything? And Grindel's like, I fucking know it can. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You know what I'm saying? And I want to see her right the fuck now, or
Yeah.
else you're gonna have some serious problems.
Yeah.
And so he decides he wants to fake it,
Yeah.
and he invites Molly.
Molly.
Yeah, Molly's
Who
like, don't
apparently
do this
from a
this whole
distance
time.
looks enough like his
Yeah.
Grindel's wife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole time Molly's like, no, we don't
That's
do
a
this.
bad idea.
We're crossing the
That's a
line.
bad
You're
idea.
freaking me the fuck out, to the point that she invites some people from the carnival
Yeah.
to their hotel that they're staying at.
Yeah.
And even then,
Dude,
those
when he,
folks
when
were
he
just
walks
like,
in,
don't
he's
do
all
it.
like,
like,
shit.
oh shit.
Why'd you invite ham
Roman?
hands?
Ham hands, not ham hands.
I
Anybody
started
can-
raining blows down upon you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. And so, but they try to convince him to not do it. He still goes along with it. So he wants Molly to dress up in all white, of course, and show up at it exactly 8 o'clock, you know, with bloody hands and whatever the fuck. And so he ends up meeting up with Grendel, and Grendel is just like, you know, he's like, you have to, you know, confess your sins to your wife in order to make her appear. And so we find out that Grendel's been just killing bitches. He's just been killing. He's just like, I've been getting these, you know, women, these young girls, and I've been hurting them.
Yeah.
I've been hurting them. And at that point in time, exactly. And Bradley Cooper's just like, oh shit, man.
This was probably a bad idea.
This was probably a bad call.
Oh, that's when he figured it out, huh?
Yeah.
That's
and
where
then
the line got
in
drawn.
walks Molly, and she's at a distance, right?
Yeah.
And she was supposed to stay at a distance. He was supposed to see a vision, and then she goes away. You know,
and
he
then
gets
Bradley
him to
Cooper was
close
gonna
his
be
eyes,
be
makes
like,
him
just
pray.
close your eyes and pray.
Yeah, and he doesn't do that. He
No,
rushes
he runs
straight
straight
at
to
her
her,
and grabs her, and then the jig is up.
That's right.
Yeah, and Molly's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he flips out, slaps Molly. And actually, no, he's holding on to Molly. And Bradley Cooper's like, okay, get your hands off of her.
Yeah, seriously,
You know?
yeah.
That's it. Let her go.
Triggered.
You know? And he kept holding on. And he's like, let her go. And then she's, you know, she's trying to struggle, get away. And he slaps her. And that was the last mistake Grendel ever made. Bradley Cooper's like, all right.
He put that man's nose into his face.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
That is something that this movie does really well.
The gore?
All the gore.
Real subtle.
You know
real
what that
real
means?
subtle and perfect.
Dude,
yeah.
it's on point and it's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's legitimate. Even the smallest amount of gore.
Do you remember that scene in Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah, where
the
it's
Trapper,
the fucking
yes,
bottle.
into the
my
Trapper's
God,
face.
it's so
His
good.
son's face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
dude,
always
he's all
thinking
cut up.
that shit. That's exactly what. Dude, because that's the thing. The bottle doesn't break. He just
keeps
smashes
smashing it over and over, and he's so deadpan. Just
Oh,
It's funny you bring
dude.
that
El
up 'cause
Capitan, boy.
on like an interview, Guillermo was talking about how he put that movie into a scene because he was out like drinking with a couple of his buddies like back when he was younger, and he actually saw that shit happen.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
that's so brutal.
yeah,
Rough,
So that's
dude.
that. I mean, Guillermo's gore has always been on point. And
Yes.
it's always been incredibly vicious and like visually kind of shaking.
Yeah.
You know, but in this movie, it's just
Oh, it's so
it's
good.
another fucking level,
Right,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause then that leads us to what you were talking about with the judge and his wife. His wife sitting there talking to the judge, and the judge is just having himself a nice cup of coffee and
Yeah, he's just having a
enjoying
nice
his
little
newspaper,
brunch.
man.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Mama's like, "Okay, well," stands up, shoots him in the head.
Yeah, time to go
Bam.
see our son.
Time to go see
Bam.
him. Bam, kills him. And then the way she shoots herself, man.
Yeah,
Dude, that-
shoots
right
herself
in the
right
eye.
in the eye.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And
Making
so-
sure.
Yeah, clips herself, and that's when like everything's spiraling. At that point, everything's in flux, and so Bradley Cooper does the thing where he bashes in Grendel's face. Grendel has a bodyguard who
Shoots him in the ear.
who's been waiting for just any moment to fuck Bradley Cooper
oh
up.
yeah, dude. He's been holding back the whole time, and now he doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't have
Yeah.
to. Exactly. And so he finally comes after Cooper, whatever. Cooper gets in the car. And this was probably one of my favorite moments in the movie is how he backs over the security guard or whatever.
Oh,
the
and he
fuck.
flips over.
Dude,
the
he backs
front.
over, he
Yeah.
flips over to the front of the car, and then instead of just continuing to drive away, no,
No.
double tap.
That's
Double
right.
tap. Because the
Double
whole time
tap.
I was like, if you leave him alive, I'm going to be pissed.
Like,
No.
no. We're gonna make sure on
Double
this
tap.
one.
Yeah. And that was
Bro.
another super brutal scene.
Yeah,
that was.
You know,
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
watching him, like, because he hit the bumper hit that dude's face. boy.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and it was,
you see it.
you see
You
it.
see it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's just like,
It's
whoa.
harsh.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
and again, just like he gets shot in the ear in that scene, and then later,
Well,
when
no,
he's
no,
running
that
from
was
the cop-
later. Kate Blanchett shoots
Afterwards,
him in the ear.
afterwards.
Was that? Oh, that was
yeah,
Kate. That was Kate.
afterwards, yeah, because Molly ends up leaving him, and
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like, "I'm out," and so he goes back to see Kate Blanchett, and she's like, and once again, Dark Pictures anthology. He shows up, and she's like, "Okay, well, you know, you're gonna leave," and he's like, "Yeah, give me all the money," you know, so gives him his cut, and then all of a sudden, she just clicks on the recorder, and she's like, "Final session." And he's just like, what the fuck? And of course, now here's another thing that is worth noting. He never drank, right?
Yeah.
Alcohol was
no, not
completely out of
really.
his. Well, no, he never. No, he always said, I never drink.
True.
And when he first met Kate Blanchett, you know, she was trying to get him to drink booze.
Right.
And he was like, no, I never drink. And she's like, it's interesting that you say never.
You keep using that
because
word.
You keep using that word. I never drink. I never drink. It's not that I don't drink or
Yeah.
no thank you. It's I never drink, right? Turns out his father was a raging alcoholic. He hated his father for it. And so he ended up killing his father. So the body that we
which
saw
is
him
the-
burying.
yeah.
And that's
in
the
the
shit
beginning.
that Pete was talking about.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. And so, she knew about that, whatever, but it had gotten him through manipulation to start drinking, taking a nip every once in a while.
Yeah.
By the time you get to that point where he comes back to her, he goes for the bottle immediately and starts drinking. Right. So he's all of a sudden that alcoholism that's in his blood naturally is starting to come to the surface. And and then she's just like, okay, start rolling the audio recording, and
gives him the money.
Turns out that she actually took the money, and it was nothing but singles in there instead of those stacks of
it's all
thousands.
singles.
It's all singles.
There's
I'm
no
like-
money here.
I'm like,
It's
boy, you should have
man,
still put
that's
that shit in
ones.
your pocket.
Yeah.
And so she
That's
starts
still
recording him
ones.
and basically just absolving herself of any guilt and being
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
this guy's
basically.
delusional and making up all this shit. And then she ends up pulling a gun on him. She's like, okay, well, tell you the truth, I really did love you, but you're all about money, so fuck you. And she just shoots him. And so
No,
she's
I
going for
feel
the
like
head,
that-
but clips his ear.
Clips
yeah,
his
I
ear.
feel
And
like
again,
even when she
wonderful
said
gore.
"I loved you," she just she was still playing him at that
Right,
point.
right.
Because
Well-
you can tell whenever he turns around, he's just like, "What did
What?
you say?"
And
she's just like
switches, boy.
immediately.
Yeah,
That switch.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, did I play that too too hard?
I think that she actually was interested. I think as long as if he would have kept playing ball in a way that made her feel like she was important and not just the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
everybody that she ever dealt with was always
Right.
just all about money.
Uh-huh.
And so she didn't care about him, right? And she didn't give a fuck. She showed him those scars. Like, she had already been
Yeah.
cut the fuck up. Like,
Uh-huh.
and she just like, he's like, what happened to you? She's like, living.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so at the end, she's like, well, I'll just keep doing what I always did. I'll live. And shoots him in the head. Well, in his ear.
In his ear.
Clips his ear.
And that ear looks fucked up.
It was
looks
great.
fucked up.
Again,
Yeah.
wonderful
Uh-huh.
gore. Yeah.
But he's running from the cops. He gets away, and I like again symbolism. The way he gets away, he jumps into that cart and then puts himself behind those cages.
Oh, that was good.
Chicken,
full
the
of
chicken
chicken.
kicking.
Yeah,
full
yeah.
of the chickens.
He's already in the cage. He's already in the
Right.
geek cage at that
Right.
point
And then
Like-
he just becomes a railway hobo for a while.
for a little bit.
And
Yeah.
they pass him that bottle.
Goes
once
down
again,
to the
be like,
shanty
"You can't-"
town. Motherfucker tells him stop mooching.
You're right.
Yeah.
And he gives up his dad's watch.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
the
last
only
thing that he
from
had
his father.
from his old life.
From his old life.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that was it.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then
And then
shows up at a carnival
Yeah.
because they need.
Well, he shows up and the guy tells him to leave. He's like,
Right.
no, I
It
don't,
was like,
I don't
"You
need
smell like
anything."
piss. Get out of
He's
here.
like, yeah, right, that was funny. And he was just like, well, but at the same time, man, from one carny to another, have a seat. Let's talk. Have a drink. Gives him a drink. And then he's just like, oh, well, I got one job you could do. I mean, it's only temporary, And you see on Bradley Cooper's face, like he knows exactly where
what
this
it
is
is.
going.
Yeah.
Exactly where it's going. And he's
Right.
just like, you ever heard of a geek? You know what a geek is, right?
Yeah.
And he was just like, you think you could do that? And he's just like, I was born for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he starts laughing.
And is it after that they show the flashback?
No. What do you mean with his
That's
father?
the
With his
end.
father.
No,
That's
that
the
was
very.
that's
that was
before.
previously.
That was before
Yeah.
that.
That was
Okay, I knew
more.
it was right there at that section.
It's right
but-
around the transition from where he's running from the cops to where he,
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
to where he goes to the shanty.
It's
town.
fucked up how he killed his dad.
Yeah, he just
Oh,
opened the
just
fucking
opened the
window,
window
and
in the
took his
snow.
fucking covers away
Uh-huh.
from
And then
him.
and
sat
then-
over there with
And
the covers.
With the covers
and
on
stared
and just
at him.
stared at him.
Watch him shaking in the cold until he
Uh-huh.
died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, Bradley Cooper. I mean, it's there's really nobody to root for in this movie other than
Molly.
Molly.
Molly. Just
That's
Molly,
it.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
it. But that's not who we're following most of the time.
Right.
You
Mhm.
know, which
Mhm.
adds to I feel like that audience unease because
Yeah.
it's just
Well, I
like
think it also adds to just how it just goes to show you
that
how
man is
shitty.
the real monster.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he has something good, he's going to destroy that good thing.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
know, there's really no redeeming quality of this character.
Mhm.
But that also makes you a little less sympathetic when you get to the end,
Right.
and it's time for him to go geek monster. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
Yeah.
Like,
just like,
Yeah.
man,
it's
you,
just like,
you
well,
kinda,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you kind of did it.
you earned it.
You earned it.
You
Yeah,
earned it,
exactly.
You
That's
know?
what it is.
So, Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 1940, what is it, 43 movie, somewhere in 1940s, that movie, Molly comes and saves him from becoming the geek. And so Guillermo del Toro is like, nah, we're just going to let that hang, you know, because that's a much better ending. It'll give you something to think about real quick, you know. And so
this movie left me with a vacant feeling.
There,
Like when I was done with it, I was just kind of sitting there like, huh.
But I also feel like that's intentional.
Yeah.
I feel like that's intentional.
Yeah. It's just like a glimpse into a window, just a bad situation. Here's just a shitty situation, and now you feel worse now that you know about it.
Right.
You know? And so, but how it look?
Great.
Oh, it looks great. Absolutely.
Great.
Art Deco part is wonderful to me. I love the whole back end of this, just at how, like I said, like you know, BioShock, Ayn Rand, like that whole kind of look
noir,
to it. Film noir, yeah, totally.
Shadows.
Yeah, or even like to call back on other Del Toro stuff, The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has very much that kind of look to it. Like I loved that stuff. I loved the like you said, the transitions, the gore, the set design.
And they know when
all
to
that stuff's good.
not like Guillermo del Toro doesn't oversell gore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you kind of forget about it, and then all of a sudden it's like a very
just
shocking
boom.
moment.
There it is. It's like, whoa! I wasn't expecting this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I forgot. Like this is this guy's wheelhouse.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
he's
Absolutely.
Very good with the violence.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But I think it looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
visually stunning.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How it sound?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think it sounded fine. Like
no,
I can't really.
okay, so I think the Foley is really good.
Yeah.
You know, like just the sound design in general.
Yeah.
I couldn't really pick out any of the songs or even remember.
Yeah,
how
right.
Any of
It's
the score or
of
anything.
period.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
of
mean.
Period. But the Foley itself, like again,
Yeah.
you were talking about her
The tape recorder.
Tape recorder.
Yeah.
Every single time that thing clicked
Crunchy
on, it was,
and yeah, it's
it's terrifying, man. I'm like, how would that make anybody feel relaxed ever? You know?
It don't.
You know, and the way it emerged from the wall and
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, Jesus, man. You know, like this is what you do to your
1930s HAL 9000 right there.
Yeah, straight up. Okay. Well, this next one, How It People.
Amazing.
It people
Yeah.
hard.
People super hard.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic cast, and everybody's
Yes.
on point.
Absolutely.
Everybody's on
Absolutely. I feel like we need to find the name of the little person. Because that dude was amazing.
Oh, yeah,
When he
fantastic.
shows up and he starts dancing with Molly.
point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
just like,
adorable.
yeah, dude, he's just wrecking it. And then he does
Mark
this.
Povinelli,
Mark Povinelli.
Hell yeah.
Respect to you. Shout out, man. It's
the
like,
Major.
Dude, the Major.
The
That's his name?
Major.
All right.
That's
When the Major jumps off the table onto the couch, I got jealous.
Yeah.
I'm like, that dude could do that anytime.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, well, he's just like,
I can't do that shit.
for real. I was like, oh my God. And I mean, he was a confident character.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think actually, I take it back. He and Ron Perlman were also two good characters.
Oh, absolutely.
They were they were good. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys were just like, don't hurt her.
Yeah.
You know, don't come close to her. Like her dad was a friend of mine. Her dad passed away. I said that I'd watch over her, and I intend to do it. You know.
right.
And she was like, well, I'm in love with him, and he just respects it. You know, even though he doesn't like it now.
Yeah.
He puts them 5 pounds on.
yeah,
He
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
puts them. Yeah, he did. I was like, yes, get him, boy. But those two characters were. Actually, I'll even throw old Handjob into it.
Oh.
Xena.
Xena.
Yeah.
Like she's still a good character.
Right.
You know,
right.
you can tell she's just been at the carnival for
Right.
far
Well,
too
same
long,
thing
and-
with Pete.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's just
He
a
was-
tragic figure.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. But there really wasn't much tragedy to the others. You know,
Not
like,
really.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
they
they
seem to.
Their
be-
general life was the only tragedy, really.
Right, exactly.
You know?
This is what they're surrounded by,
Right.
and they tolerate the geek.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I guess it's implied that they're
Yeah.
kind of shitty because they let that exist around them.
Yeah.
But
time
for-
period and all.
Yo, what up, Kit?
That's the way it is. Hey.
What
Hey.
up? Yo, welcome. Good to see you.
Welcome to the really, really long cast.
Yeah. This has been a good one, man. It's been
Yeah.
fun. But it's good to see you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think that those two characters are still good guys.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme.
But overall, the people, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. How it feel? It feels
Bad.
icky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
feels
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
at the end, empty.
empty.
Like
yeah.
really, that's how I felt at the end. I was just like, whoa,
And again,
okay.
I feel like that
just-
that was intentional.
Yeah.
Like I think you're supposed to not.
I don't
Like,
know.
I don't think
My-
I
honestly
don't know.
you're
I
supposed to
think-
walk
see,
away from this.
I think the ending didn't have a whole lot of impact.
because you knew it was coming.
Right.
Well, I like I said, I knew. Like there was no question. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
how
I mean,
are we
I
gonna
knew it
get
too.
back to the carnival to
Yeah.
make him a geek? That's
Yeah.
the whole time. I'm like, how are we gonna get back there?
Yeah.
And the path back there was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, that dude could have went and worked at Chevron. He could have
Could've
done
done
so many
anything
other
else.
things. And maybe he was trying to repent. You know,
Yeah.
maybe that was the whole thing. It's like
Yeah.
I deserve to suffer. I'm like, what? I don't.
Ah,
That's the thing. Like, why would you? Even in the moment, you might choose that, but why not be like, I'm gonna go over here and be the strong man, or
Right.
I'll be the
Something.
face on that weird spider thing that
Yeah.
they had. You know, like
You
Right.
got a dude that holds his fingers like this. I can do this.
I can do this.
Well, I
Exactly.
think at that point he's so goddamn broken that I mean there was no
Yeah.
other option.
So he was Reek at that
He
point.
was Reek.
Oh.
He was all the way Reek.
He's all the way Reek.
Yeah. You know,
Oh.
to the point that that's what you desire is
Yeah.
pain, is
Mm.
torment.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And how it do?
I think it did okay.
I think it's mixed.
Think it's mixed. Do you hold on to your 8 point whatever the fuck
Oh
score?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I respect that.
I feel like there's only a handful of things that really bring it down. Again, it's one of those movies that am I going to choose to watch this again? No, but if it's on, I'll fucking watch it.
You'd watch
It's
the
a good
whole
movie.
thing
Okay.
if it was on.
Okay.
Yeah. Why
Right.
not? Yeah.
Mm.
I wouldn't watch it again.
I
I think
wouldn't.
it's I think it's in here enough. Then I'm like, I don't know. It didn't like I keep saying, it did not leave me with a satisfied feeling.
No,
it
not
left
at
me
all.
with like a, well, okay,
Yeah.
That was a thing.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Woo.
Now I've done
It was an experience. It was cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Glad I watched it,
Mhm.
but I mean, have you guys ever seen Kronos? It was a early
No.
Del Toro movie.
No.
Has a very similar kind of situation where you get through the
That's-
whole movie and you're like,
Now we're
What?
talking
This-
about Chronos. We're
this
talking about
really
film
does-
manipulation.
No, not really.
Huh.
This does feel like very like
It's also Ron Perlman speaking Spanish throughout that.
yeah,
makes me happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love Ron Perlman.
It
This
is.
does
So
feel-
does Del Toro.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
Truly.
This does feel like old school Del Toro.
It feels like one of his earlier movies.
feels like an
Yeah.
earlier
right,
movie.
and maybe that's
Yeah.
part of why he made this. I think
Absolutely.
there's a lot of the feeling of this film that ended up being either now of course, like again, I haven't seen the original, but either a reflection of the original film, because I mean,
Like he was a big fan of that original film.
Yes.
And said, okay,
yeah, I
let me
wouldn't
put
be surprised.
much
yeah.
much like the reason he did Shape of Water is because he was a big fan of Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but he
And
was
he
like,
wanted to see-
but what if it was a love
What if,
story?
what if the
Yeah.
monster had a happy ending?
Right.
What if the damsel wanted to be taken?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, you know,
What if man were the real monster?
right. I think
'Cause aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
was-
I mean,
he was attempting to make an old movie,
Right.
and he did
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
yeah.
He definitely did
He
that
pulled it
because
off.
like a lot of
Yeah.
older films kind of have that same thing where you're like, oh, it's over.
Oh, Nightmare Alley
Huh.
it's a definite success.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
definitely.
know, as
yeah,
a
yeah.
film, it's a 100%
Absolutely.
success.
Yes.
You
Mhm.
know, so I mean, I know like listening to us talk about some of these things might
Right.
paint it in the wrong.
Yeah, but we don't.
image.
None of us hate it at all.
No.
Like
Right.
I don't feel like I hate it. I just felt like there were plot holes that took me out, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like like I said, that ending feeling of after watching the movie.
I do agree that it is way too fucking long.
It's a little
It
bit too
is.
long, and it has
They-
some
they're-
pacing problems,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Say
we
the
watched
pace-
it.
yeah.
It took us 2 nights to watch it. First night
Yeah.
we watched it, and I'm talking about we sat down to eat, ate, and thought we were deeper into the movie than we were. It was only like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was like
Wow.
2 hours left. Like 2 hours left?
Like no
What?
way.
Like, yeah. And so honestly, I didn't want to do it until we had that conversation
Yeah.
about, doing it for the cast
Yeah,
this week.
what
And
is-
it's like,
yeah.
all right, well, let's just go ahead and hunker down and watch this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel the 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel
Absolutely.
Mhm.
it. And so like I said, if they just clipped it by 30, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Tighten
but,
some of it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But could they sell it the same way?
No, I don't think so. Because I also think that weird feeling is, like you were saying, very intentional.
It's
like
very
that,
intentional.
that slow burn and
Uh-huh.
That rising sense of dread.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's essential to what he's trying to get at.
I
with
think
this
this movie
Yeah.
succeeds in what it is trying to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what a lot of people want.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You
Because
know.
it's not at all the movie that I was thinking we were getting going.
No.
in.
No, not
Right.
at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
I had a different thing in my head.
Well, I thought we were gonna stay with the carnival and go
Mhm.
more in that freaks direction.
and get just crazier. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly. One of us. you know.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna get like just weird,
Yeah.
but instead it became a pretty normal movie. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, and just
Kind of
okay.
like a suspense thriller kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 Or not even really even that, because it's not like there's a whole hell of a lot of suspense.
There's not a lot of suspense.
It's-
It is a
it's-
thriller,
It
but
is
I
indeed,
wouldn't.
more like
Yeah.
a noir thriller,
Yeah, kind
where
of. Yeah.
things are a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
totally.
more slow burn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Tandy.
No.
Do we give a fuck about what Tandy says?
Ask him. Hey, Tandy.
ask him.
Should the fine people at home watch Nightmare Alley?
He's like, it's depressing. Yeah, they should watch
It's
it.
depressing.
You know?
Absolutely. Look at him. It'd be the first positive answer this motherfucker's given us all month.
He did, didn't he?
He said, "Ask again."
Oh,
I'll ask you one more time,
he wants more
Tandy.
screen time. That's what
he
it
wants more
is.
screen time.
This Tandy time is too short.
Should the
Tandy
fine people at home watch Nightmare Alley? Never.
Wow.
Wow.
Definitive.
Hard stance.
Definitive. Okay, Tandy.
All right, we'll take it.
Never.
I mean,
Um,
I won't say that necessarily, but I will say that if you choose to not watch this movie, you're not missing that much.
But if you like Del Toro, you
Right.
should, you should
Yeah,
give it a
if
look.
you like
always
Del
support,
Toro,
always
that's the
support
thing.
that man. That's
Absolutely.
you know what?
100%.
That's the sad fact though. Is like for me, if it were directed by
If
anybody,
anybody else,
I wouldn't even care.
Wouldn't
I
care.
know.
Yeah.
I know. And that's,
that's
a-
really what
right.
it is.
That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
That's
Mhm.
probably the biggest flaw in the movie.
Right,
It's like
right.
if it wasn't Del Toro, if he didn't have his hands so like obviously on it,
Mhm.
probably wouldn't give a shit.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Well,
think
that's it. Thank you guys for,
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
staying with us
yeah, that was special.
through this
321.
really fucking long one, guys. Thank you guys for being in the chat. Thank you
Yes,
for the
thanks for hanging
follow. Elden Thang.
Elden
yes.
Thang is in the pipeline.
I'm gonna be right on it.
Thank you.
Be right on it.
Join us later tonight. We're doing the Drunken Monks podcast, the Lake
see.
Cast. Come hang out with
Which,
your boys.
oh, by the way, so tonight is daylight savings,
time.
right? So how does that affect us? Is it at 12 when the daylight savings?
It's 12:01. At
It's-
12:01,
it'll be
then
1
it'll
o'clock.
Be 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So do we just start immediately after 12 so that we're
I
not?
don't think it fucking matters.
Yeah.
Hey, just everybody hit the bell.
Yeah, hit
and
the
then
bell.
You'll know when we
And
get
then
on
you'll
there.
know
Well,
when we
thanks
go
for being
live.
in the chat.
But we're gonna
Right.
aim. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll aim for I guess just at 12 o'clock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It would be 12, but will then be 1.
Mm,
1:01.
okay.
Yeah.
She
So-
said
Yeah.
daylight. I
We
think it's
lose
at
an
2
hour.
a.m.
Is it at 2 a.m.?
Okay.
So we get an extra, or we lose an hour of streaming.
Yeah.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So we'll just
yeah, hit the bell.
We'll when
Like,
the clock
share,
says
subscribe.
12:30,
If
we'll
you
get
have
on.
any
We'll be
friends
on
that
there
you
at
think might like
12:30.
what
We'll
we
be on there
do,
at
go ahead,
12:30.
share it with them. That would be really great. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, iTunes, everywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. And
Sounds good,
we'll
Scott.
see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Good